I'm Josh.
I'm Tyler.
And this is the YGO Misplay tournament. This will be a bit of an intro.
Yes.
We've not done this before on the channel.
Exactly. So if you are new to the channel, we create Yu-Gi-Oh content, usually goes up weekly. We make deck builds, live duels, we do a podcast semi-regularly. And this is a new type of content for us. It's something that we do twice a year, which is a tournament every 6 months.
Yep.
It's where we put our top decks against each other in a bracket format and just see which one's the best.
Yeah, so like you said, 2 times a year. First is June, which is this month.
Yep.
Hopefully this will be going up within the week of filming this. And then, because we'll be doing the actual duel tournament in a couple of days.
2 days, yeah.
2 days, yeah.
So we hope, look, it may not go up this week. This will hopefully go up by the end of June, if
Yep.
not start of July.
Yep. So the reason why this is a big deal is because this is the first one and this gives us a gauge of where our decks are at for the year.
Yes.
Now the reason for this intro is because obviously a tournament needs more than 2 people. It's just Tyler and I. So this is going to be a quick explanation as to how the tournament works.
Yeah, and so if you understand how a normal Yu-Gi-Oh tournament will go, this might feel a bit janky, but we do our best.
It works. This is the, what, third year?
Third year, I think.
Yeah. So it's been good so far.
No, second year.
Second full year? We've done 3 tournaments so far.
It's the second full year.
Second full year. Okay, so the way it works, we have 8 decks each. I've got my 8, you've got your 8, total of 16. We have brackets or conferences, if you're familiar with basketball sports, they have conferences. You've got yours, you've got mine. In your conference, you have your top 4 for the year so far. We keep track of all the wins and losses for the most part for all of our decks, so we know what is really good and what's really bad.
And when we say really bad, we don't mean like B Trooper or what was a War Rock, right?
Yeah.
These are, even though they're the best of our decks, it's the worst of the best.
Yes, yeah. So we still have to rank them for the sake of what we'll get into shortly. So you've got your top 4 in your bracket. I've got my top 4 in my bracket.
Yes.
Okay? That's 4 each. Now, obviously, we've got the lower 4 for each. My lower 4 is going to be versing his top 4. Your bottom 4 are going to be versing my top 4. Now, the reason why that is because we keep track of all of the wins and losses. We think it should be rewarding and a favorite for the top deck to verse the lower tier deck to help advance and hopefully win the tournament.
Exactly. It should have an easier matchup. If you're familiar with seeding in any other tournament, either real sports or esports, it's just a seeding setup. So a deck that has won 15 times and lost twice will most likely verse a deck that has won 6 times and lost 10. You know what I mean? It should even out at the end, so the best versus are rewarded for doing well.
Exactly. And it gets exciting as well because you'd be surprised how many upsets they have been where the underdog does take the set. Speaking of which, it is a regular set, so best 2 out of 3. But once you lose that set, it's eliminated.
Yes, that deck is gone.
It's single match elimination.
Yes, because this does take a full day of our time.
Yes.
Because it is a lot of duels.
Yeah.
That is 16 separate decks all from us.
Yes, and the better our decks have been going, the more like game 3s we've been seeing.
Yes. In the first tournament, we saw a lot of one-sided matches. Because I think just before our first tournament, you started taking it more seriously, putting more into it. And then at the time, I did not. So it was pretty one-sided. It's catching up more and more over time.
Yeah, so that's essentially what the tournament is. Once all of your decks or all of my decks are eliminated, the winner is crowned.
Yes.
It's essentially it. Very, very simple, but it's important to preface what we're doing for a 2-man tournament, which is kind of unheard of.
Yeah, 100%. If you guys are having your own like in-house tournaments, you're welcome to steal this format.
Absolutely.
It's a bit janky, but trust me, it does work. If it didn't work, we wouldn't do it.
Absolutely. So the format will be completely pure. As you've seen by our live duels and our deck builds, it's all the same stuff, nothing crazy, no hand traps, no Appaloosa, no Borrowsword unless you're playing Rockets, which we are not in this particular tournament this
No
time.
Dragoon unless you're playing Dark Magician or Red Eyes.
Yeah, Red Eyes, I guess.
Either.
It has to be, true to its theme, that kind of archetype. So if you love that stuff, stick around. It will be us doing voiceovers for it because we want to be focused. This is the one of two times throughout the year where it requires a lot of focus.
100%.
We can't just talk shit like we do in our life duels.
Yeah, that's just a lot of friendly banter. But this will be, if you're interested so far, it will essentially be having the duels in sort of 2 times speed, and I was going over what happened in each set.
So what we're going to get into quickly now is just a rundown of my decks and your decks that are going to be in the tournament.
Yep.
Once that is done, that should take a couple minutes. Then we're going to get right into the start of the tournament.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Did you want to start us off?
Let's go. Okay, so my favorite deck arguably in this tournament is Sky Striker. It has been with me from the very beginning. Tyler and I opened Dark Saviors. It's been very, very consistent, super control heavy, but can go first or second. Very, very consistent, very, very powerful. But Tyler's got some new heavy hitters, so hopefully this is a good test to see how much you can keep up with some of these new heavy hitters and the existing big boys. And with Raigeki at 3, it being a generic spell, it works perfectly in this deck, so fingers crossed it does see some good results. Virtual is arguably one of my strongest decks. It's been a heavy hitter ever since it came onto the court, whatever you want to call it. It almost got knocked out last tournament. You guys didn't see it, so I'm hoping that it has a good showing in round 1, and fingers crossed it makes me take it to the promised land. Mutant has been probably the best deck in terms of getting better. Started out as more of a C tier deck. It's worked all the way up to an A tier deck, bona fide, really strong deck with the Omni Negates and multiple ways it can play through interruptions. With E-Telly at 3 and Mutant being brand new phenomenal support, this deck is going to be very difficult for Tyler to stop. Hyper Lady has been one of my nostalgic favorite archetypes. This is one that Tyler always says he hates going against because of one card. It's Harpy's Feather Storm, the purest form of hand trap that just stops all monster effects. So as long as I can get this card out in any matchup, Harpy's Feather Storm should win me the game. So fingers crossed I can actually draw into it, because a lot of the times I actually can't. So in my bottom half, I have a lot of newer decks, Dogmatica being one of them. I've been running Dogmatica for a bit. They were present in the last tournament Tyler and I did, but this obviously with the new branded support for Dogmatica, it's taken it to another level, and the way I play it is going to be completely different. Tyler doesn't have a lot of experience against Dogmatica in this build, so it's going to be exciting to play because I get to play a new brand of Dogmatica, and Tyler doesn't have too much experience, so he's not going to know the choke points for it, so that's going to be really exciting for the both of us. Another brand new archetype is Dinomorphia. Dinomorphia has been insanely powerful. It's a pure trap deck. The build that I've got is just pure traps. There is not a single spell. Every time we've run it, it's been extremely hard to stop. Is extremely control heavy, even more so than Sky Striker. So with Rexsturm now out in the TCG, with Dinomorphia Frenzy now out in the TCG, this deck is complete, and I can see it after this tournament trying to make its way to A tier. Last of my brand new decks is Exosister. Exosister has been overachieving. I know Tyler hates me saying that, but they felt like they've always been overachieving, but they're, truth be told, they're a very good deck. They've finally got their boss monster in Exosister's Magnifica, and it finally allows me to build a board with multiple interruptions, so that should be good enough for me to make waves against his top tier decks. Unchained is the last deck that I'll be playing in this tournament. It is arguably probably one of my weaker decks, but they've been pretty consistent. I don't know why I put them in some compared to some of my other decks, like Lyralisk is really good. I said screw it last minute and chucked Unchained in, so you guys have seen the live duels, you guys have seen the deck build. Fingers crossed this can make the upset of the tournament.
Cool, so now I'm going to run down my decks for the tournament. I'm going to start off with my most consistent deck for the last 6 months, and that's Live Twin. If anyone knows anything about Live Twin, it is 1-card combos to infinity. Oh, you've cleared my board? I'm going to do the same thing over and over again. It is a solid 2 negates each turn, and it's a grind game that not every deck can keep up with. It was the underdog, the brand new deck last tournament, and it was like 200 life points away from winning it all. And even though other stuff has caught up to it a bit, I'm absolutely hoping it can make waves. One of my oldest decks in this tournament, my favorite archetype of all time, Dragon Maid. We just did a live draw with them recently. I think it's just gone up. It is my favorite archetype of all time, and it's one that's been around since the first tournament. And it was my heavy hitter in the first tournament where we had a duel that went like pretty much an hour long. It was absolutely insane. Although, again, other decks, other archetypes have caught up with it, I think it has great stopping power, and hopefully it can do some damage. Now, this is one of the first decks I ever put in Dragon Shield sleeves, Altergeist. I built it when Multifaker came off the ban list when I went straight to 3. I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And I pretty much immediately fell in love with this like stun, constantly bing bang boom of stuns. I absolutely love it. It's Josh's most hated deck to go against, even though it's underperformed, even though it hasn't been doing well. And if we were to rearrange the tiers, it would probably be my lower tier, but still in my top bracket. Josh hates going against it, and probably the main reason it's still in the tournament, because it's playing that mental game, using the deck he hates, even though it's not my strongest anymore. And then we've got the wild card. And this isn't a wild card, it's a brand new deck. Wild card because whether I absolutely stomp or get stomped is not in my control. It is Adamancipator. It is, I'm gonna excavate and I'm gonna hope I excavate the card I want, because that's how I explode. That's how I get like these interrupts on the board, that's how I clear board. Sometimes I always call it my Minecraft deck because we just go digging. It is a super fun and unique deck that it feels like a coin toss to play, so hopefully the coin falls in my favor. So now I've gone through my top half, I'm going to go through my bottom half. And I'm going to start off with one of my newest decks, and probably is the actual wild card. The one that I haven't had that much experience with is Generator. Generator is probably the most unique deck I play, where I've only got one monster I can normal summon, the rest of them are boss monsters. It is a bit inconsistent, but when I can set up, which is most of the time, it is a really fun deck and can really stall and can really stun Josh and then just wipe. Every monster is a boss monster. I can go lethal nearly any turn. Another deck of mine that is absolutely pure control is Trap Tricks. This isn't the first time I've tried to build Trap Tricks, but it's definitely the most successful. I don't even want to think about when I had them the first time. They may have been in one of the earlier tournaments and definitely in the lower brackets, but they're back and they're stronger than ever. If anyone knows anything about Trap Tricks, they're a force to be reckoned with, and I'm hoping I can just control Josh to end the game. A really fun deck that is only playable due to our slightly modified ban list. We allow one Orcust Harp Horror, which is normally banned on the TCG, but we allow one just because we have a meta, our pure format is a meta, so I can't use Harp Horror to go into anything crazy. I can only go into Orcust, and that makes this deck playable, it makes it consistent, and it makes it fun. If this ever goes back to 2 or 3, this deck can get a huge boost, but I think it's still a strong and consistent deck as is. Arguably my strongest deck can set up 5 negates going first, can clear your board, can grind the meta tyrant known as Sword Soul. I run a pure variant, so I can't go into Baron de la Fleur, I can't go into Tenyi, but it can still do some crazy stuff on a single card. This deck might be my best chance to win this tourney, and it's my newest. Josh doesn't know all the choke points, I don't know all the choke points, so he can't get in my head about what I don't know. So fingers crossed on that one.
Okay, so this is the very first duel of the tournament.
Yes, sir.
I'm playing Virtual World.
And I'm playing Generator.
And they were your wild card, correct?
Yes, they were my worst deck that I decided, yeah, we'll just throw them in there. I like them. Let's see if they can do something.
Now, Virtual would have been probably my best deck, definitely my most consistent deck in terms of tournament play.
100%.
You're going first here. So run me through what you're doing at the moment.
Absolutely. So I started out the rare World's Legacy Monstrosity to special summon out Har immediately because I didn't open my field spell, which is crucial. Cool. Then thankfully I had the trap to activate the field spell from the deck and allow you to draw one.
And I'm literally about to draw with Pot of Extravagance.
Yeah, so you're going to draw 3 here, which in my mind, isn't the best. You're drawing 3, but I need that field spell to play Generator. Absolutely. So if I don't have that, I'm dead in the water.
Yeah. Now, it's a risky thing, Pot of Extravagance with Virtual World. Only run 2 QB in here. You bring out the Nidhogg. So all this deck does, for the most part, with the extra deck, is inherit summon itself.
Yes.
So Nidhogg was a very good option, and we will see if I can get around it. So I do activate the Kidlong. This is pretty much a staple for the way I play it. Activate the Kieran hand effect, targeting the Kidlong to essentially pitch 2 from the deck to the graveyard to special summon itself. And that's the hard thing to get around because that's not an inherit summon.
Yeah,
That's
right. So I couldn't Nidhogg. I was like, do I har it having my Omni negate? But I just let it slide.
And I go ahead and activate the Kinlong effect, banishing 1 from grave to negate Har's effect, and then I drop the Raigeki.
Yeah, you're a prick for that.
And the 100 Gex.
100 Gex, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're going to photo it from now on out. You're going to see a lot of Gex in this.
Absolutely.
Almost 100 of them.
It's super, super pivotal in this tournament, we've found, especially with it at 3.
100%.
So now I've cleared board. I activate the Maihime, which is very, very great. But me not having the Kinlong on field means I can't search another monster. So I can't go into my full length of combo play. Activate the Roshi from hand, pitching 1 to special summon itself and potentially special summon another one from grave. So I can go into quite a bit, and I do go ahead and do the Otohime. I would then Xyz summon for Phoenix for the rank 6. Ideally, I'd want here to banish the field spell. That would be the ideal play to make. Sometimes I always forget that you've got a field spell on there. It's just tough.
It gets hidden behind your banish.
Yeah. But the Quailoon into the Chuche, so I've got an interruption during your turn, enter the battle phase, swing for 5k, and I don't activate the Phoenix, which I think is a bit weird.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's game
because
one.
I had to scoop, because at that point, if you clear generator board, that's pretty much done for me, unfortunately. You baited out Har correctly, hit me with the Gex, and then we're on to game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll be going first here, as ideally you'd want to be playing
100%.
Generator.
Generator have to go first, because again, I rely on playing on your turn with that field spell.
Yes. And what you may see just quickly before the duel actually starts, we allow 1 mulligan per set.
Yes, that's a house rule, 1 mulligan per set. And thankfully, I don't really remember this, so I'm just going based off what I remember. Activate the field spell, Dark Lord Dealing, which triggered off field spell to let me summon from the deck. I don't really typically get to activate the field spell during my turn. The fact that I was able to do it is incredible. And then I get my tokens. I chose for 3 because I most likely had another play.
But the Dark Lord Dealings is a perfect tech card in the generated deck.
Incredible.
It forces me to draw.
Incredible. And then Kujikiri Curse, which is essentially trade in for level 9s, draw 2.
Another perfect tech card.
Right. Oh, I don't. Okay, sure.
Set 1.
Set 1, and I don't remember what I had. I'm going to get. Oh, yeah, your turn. Special summon Mardell, which gives me a search.
Yeah.
And then I get a token. I know exactly what's set now because of the only picking 1 token.
So I know you've got the Omni Negate with Har. Your other one, I believe, is just a search, so I don't think it impacted me throughout this turn. Go ahead, activate the Kinlong again to start turn. Very, very pivotal in going first Virtual World, particularly the way I play it. Force out the Har Negate by banishing 1 from the graveyard.
Yeah, you really just force my hand with Har constantly here.
Yeah, and that's the thing with playing Generator is there's always 1 card that you need to get rid of. And it's very obvious. It's Har. Activate the Maihime from hand, pitching the Chuche, which allows me to search the Jishi, which will then special summon itself. That's the very, very powerful thing about Virtual World is as long as I've got Virtual World monsters in the hand, they should all theoretically be able to special summon themselves. Activate the Kinlong from grave, banishing it to search a Virtual World monster. Then I have to discard 1, so I discard the Hime. Activate the Kieran again in this game, essentially discarding 2. Foolish Burial 2 to special summon itself. Looks like no interruptions from you yet. I do the Zhuan Wu and I do another Kinglong for future plays. No, it looks like I go ahead and do a Maihime. You activate there, can be only 1.
Yep. This is the one thing I was waiting for. And you can tell the difference in the playstyle of the decks where you did 100 things. And I'm just like, yep, there can be only 1.
I completely forgot you ran this in the deck. And this did frustrate me.
Didn't hurt you too much.
No, but bringing out the QB, that is my absolute boss monster, the Macrocosmos of the deck. Set 3, which is always going to be scary.
Yeah.
And now
terrifying.
Anything that leaves the field is going to be banished. So whilst you still have your Omni Negate and you have one of the best floodgates in the game, I have my floodgate.
Yeah. And oh yeah, because you had something in the extra monster zone. I was able to special summon the Gizmek. And what did I do there? Yeah, you got Solemn. Absolute prick.
Because I believe what the Gizmek does, it takes control of something.
Yes, I was going to take control of QB and most likely swing for game, but it definitely feels like this General is outclassed in this matchup, and I was always just scrambling for things to do. Even when I got out Uqtada, I was always just scrambling to find, as usual in every virtual world matchup, try to find a way to out QB safely. And typically Generator, I don't really get this many generated monsters on the field. And I actually misplayed there because Loptier is a fairy.
Oh, and you already had the fairy.
And I already had the fairy token.
Oh, the token. Okay. That's fine.
Interesting.
That's the first misplay we've come across.
Yeah. And it's interesting because at the time, we're just so focusing about plays and combo routes and whatnot. Interesting.
Bring out Hela, I believe.
Yes, Hela, which she will tribute one to special summon one from the graveyard. But in this...
As a quick effect, right?
As a quick effect,
which can be very, very handy during your turn to bring back, say, Ha.
Absolutely. And I typically don't get to play much on my turn, so I'm pretty chuffed about that.
Yeah, and you bring back the Nidhogg, which is the inherit summon negate.
Go into Yormi, which I don't really get to go into that much, but I do love Yormingander. Discard one, each play draw.
And I Solemn Strike, two in a row.
Two in a row. And that pretty much leaves me dead in the water, unfortunately. I think at this point I just pass. Oh no, I put hard attack mode.
Yeah, and here's what, 3k beta at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
You do get rid of the QB, so you can swing for a little bit of damage. But
not much I can do from there.
It's a lot. Against most matchups, having a Ha and a Nidhogg is quite good. But against Virtual World, where they're just so damn consistent, activate the Twin Twisters, bye-bye Field Spell, bye-bye Floodgate.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden I can try to go off as much as I can, but I did draw. So you do get to activate the Field Spell boss stage.
Yes.
You're bringing in, what's his name?
Naglfar?
Naflagar, or whatever his name is. He doesn't come out often.
No, from memory, he's protection.
And I go ahead here and activate the Chuche, shuffling 2 back into the deck to destroy a face-up card on the field.
Yeah.
Again, trying to force out some kind of interaction.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I did Haas, which
got rid of the Chuche.
Which got rid of the Chuche. Maybe I should have done Naflagar in that point, but it is what it is.
Activate QB's Graveyard effect, bringing him back to the field. And this is the part that makes Virtual World so damn frustrating to play against, because he will always come back.
He will always come back, and I work so hard to get him off the field and use so many resources. Now I think I've got like 1 or 2 cards in hand, and you've got me in a pickle.
Yes, but I only have 1 card. 1 card on the field in the monster zone. Kinlong's kind of a dead card right now. You're already in your turn activating another boss stage, and I've got no cards in hand.
True. Yeah, I think I do take this game. I'm pretty sure, this wasn't a sweep. I took game 2 here.
We're about to find out, because I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember Monster Reborn was such a clutch draw to get out Uqtada, and I'll get my tokens.
And getting rid of
I went right into Yormi.
And getting rid of the Chuche as well means I don't have any interaction during your turn.
Exactly. Yormi, which each player will draw 1, and then we'll attach 1 as material.
Yes, so what will I attach? You take the E-Telly.
Yeah.
Didn't give me a choice.
And now I'm on 3k Yormi, 3k Ha. And then I remembered Ha's like secondary effect, which I don't remember off the top of my head because I never remember it.
You've used it
it's like when you draw, I get to send 1 from the field to the graveyard.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Force it to that, and then you scooped.
Yeah, they're top decking against a quick effect Jormungandr. You've still got the Inherit Summon Negate. You've still got the Omni Negate. There just really isn't a lot I can do with Kinlong on the field.
Yeah.
Even if I can get QB back from the graveyard.
Now I was pretty happy taking a game off Virtual World with my wild card, but now going in, you're going first. And I'm going second, and I'm no longer as happy.
I generally don't want to go first.
And I mulligan there.
And there's your mulligan there. So that's the very first mulligan. And I do as well. So that is the mulligan. You get 1 per set.
Yeah.
And that's it. So using it in a game 3 is generally going to be the best time to use it.
100%. If you use it game 1, you never feel as comfortable.
No, because you risk getting a worse hand, and if you get a worse hand later on, it's might be the set.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to activate the Quailoon to essentially activate the Chuche right from the deck, which allows me to activate the Mahime, pitching the Kinlong for further plays, allowing me to special summon itself and search the Jishi from the deck to hand. Activate the Kinlong from the graveyard, banishing itself, searching Hime from the deck to hand, then discarding it. Activate the Jishi, pitching the Chuche from deck to special summon itself, and then because I pitched the Hime from the hand to the grave, she special summons herself to Zushi as a level 3. I will then go ahead and special summon the QB because I banished the Chuche to increase a level by 3, tuner, non-tuner. There is a slight misplay here. Hime should be banished because she special summoned herself.
True.
She was treated as a tuner, so that's a slight misplay there. But I don't believe it changed the game state much because I've still got 2 banished for Chuche to be live. So QB is on the field. I do have a Chuche. I do have a Kinlong. Couple dead cards here at the moment with Kieran and my Hime. There we go. We go ahead and fix that.
Yeah, I'm glad I did that.
But yeah, not the best board, but obviously Macrocosmos is always going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. I remember not having a great hand, or maybe I did.
I mean, you do activate the boss stage and follow it up directly the same as the second game.
Dark World Dealings.
Open, the boss stage and the Dark World Dealings. So I have to draw and discard and activates the boss stage.
Which you popped it.
I did pop.
But I was able to get the... I don't even remember. Did that activate? Yeah. I'm so lost in my plays here.
Because you're going too fast.
I'm going too quick, especially at this 3 times speed. I am Sanic. I remember just scrambling to get something on the board because QB is always like, how do I out it? Especially if you have protection. How do I out it? Luckily, I'm not too reliant on the graveyard for this. And look, I went through like my whole hand.
I know, the Chuche, the World Time Chuche really did mess things up.
Yeah. And that ended on nothing.
Yeah, because the cost with Dark World Dealings, there's no cost.
There's no cost.
If I activate anything after that, then I can interrupt the chain and prevent me from drawing in time. So that's why you weren't able to get something out.
Yeah, that's
activate the Juan Wu, the very, very rare one, so I can change a monster on the field to a different battle position.
Yeah, it's so good, so useful.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember why I didn't get tokens. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I passed 10 anyway. And then you draw, which activate field spell, which will activate halves, quick effect.
Yep.
For chain.
So this was one of the times where you did actually use it and you chose to send the
no, your choice.
Oh, I get to choose. Sorry,
yeah,
your
choice. You said I would have said QB 100%.
Yeah, which
Mardell, which gave me a search, which I got tokens. But unfortunately, they're in attack mode, which is still kind of scary.
Still on 8k though.
Still on 8k, yeah.
And I've only got 1 card in hand. That was kind of a consistent thing. I kept only having 1 card in hand, so I couldn't do a whole lot. Which was very frustrating. You went ahead and getting rid of 2 tokens to activate a monster effect.
Yeah, which was Ha, which was a negate. And I'm reading a card effect here, just hoping that I didn't fuck up. I probably did.
No. You were questioning Kuei Lun.
Oh, I was. Yeah.
Despite the fact I've used it hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times. Because I don't play your deck. I don't read your card effects. And then Ha disappeared, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I was able to get rid of him with the Chuche. Activate the My Hime, and she is the best combo starter in the entire archetype. So with Ha gone, with is it Mardell not being able to do anything interaction wise, I'm pretty much just relying on your face down not being like a well-timed Solond or something. It allows me to just go off searching the Jishi with the My Hime, allows me to recurse something in the end phase from the graveyard. And I believe here I'm just going to try and punch the game very, very soon. Banish the Kenlong to search, and then discard one, which I discard the Jishi. Activate the Roshi, targeting the My Hime, pitching the Chuche special summon itself, which will then go ahead and special summon the Jishi from the grave, negate its effects. Then banish Chuche to make level 6 to go into a Phoenix. 2 rank 6 is going to use its effect. Detaching 2 to banish
those 2.
Those 2. And that puts me in a really good spot.
Yeah, puts you in such a good spot.
Now I'm going ahead and doing as much damage as possible. 7,400 to 1,500, 3,000. Couldn't go full game, but I did quite a bit of damage. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, and then activating the trap card allowed me to activate the field spell direct for the deck. Then you draw a card, which will chain with boss stage. Allow me to special someone. I'm still in such a pickle. I have to go for Ha. He's the best. 3 tokens, which to me says I've got the ability to special summon something else. And I hope I do.
Doesn't look like you do, but there you go.
Oh, it's a Loptier. So I attribute that to special summon one from the deck. I remember thinking, okay, I can out QB if I go into Ha or something. Utgada.
And he's the banish, correct?
He is the banish. It's tribute 2 to banish.
So it's like you go ahead and activate your tribute 2. Activating.
Get rid of QB. Oh, QB's gone. Cool.
QB is banished.
And then cool, I'll go into Yormi here. And at this point, I remember thinking, okay, I'm actually in not the worst spot. Set 2. And then, I don't know why I didn't use this quick effect.
I mean, you go ahead and use it now.
Yeah.
You detach the Ha. And then let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I've got to draw. Bit of a stalemate here. This is where the tournament gets quite stressful. Now activate the Chuche.
Yeah,
Shuffle
which was popping
to get rid of it.
Because you're me having no protection.
Yes. So I saved the Chuche.
And there's your draw for turn. Yeah, okay, let's still do my turn.
So you still got 2 face down, but I am in a really good spot. You bring out a Hela.
Yep.
So quick effect, special summon.
At the
bring
cost
out
of a
3
tribute.
tokens. And I've got 2 cards in hand. I've still got the Chuche on the field for a disruption. Got 2 Mahimes, but the Phoenix is kind of just a beat stick at this point.
It is, and you're just waiting for it to get popped.
Absolutely. Go ahead and activate the Pot of Extravagance to start the main phase. Banish 6 with the QB banished already as well, which can't bring itself back.
Right, at this point, I am praying that both QBs are gone.
Absolutely.
Because you only run 2 QBs in this deck because you refuse to vary up your rarities.
Yeah, I want the secret rares.
Which get out Garda.
Yep. So he is now out for. You've now got 2 good interruptions.
Yep, and I use Lobbed Ears to get me into the number. You're a prick.
The Gex. Nothing much you can do about that. Without Ha on the field, I don't think you have a way to
No,
stop
and
a
from
run.
memory, I do not. So from memory,
everything goes. And
then that's it.
The game 1. And let's go into. Sorry, not game
That's
1.
set one. So it's going
right
to
now,
set 2.
we are going into another set of heavy hitters.
yes, Dragon Maid verse
Unchained.
heavy hitters. You say heavy
I
hitters.
didn't mean plural.
Well, one deck gets hit pretty heavy, and one deck hits pretty heavy. So
One deck does the hitting.
yeah, any guesses, people at home? Any guesses, viewers?
It is rough. So you guys remember the intro? Unchained were arguably my weakest deck going into this tournament. So you were definitely the favorite going into this.
Yeah, rightfully so. And I open Chamber, which is never a bad thing. By far the best card in the deck. And you guess what I'm searching? It's the Changeover. The best fusion card in the deck. The only fusion card in the deck. Activating it right away. At this point, I was just choosing which dragon to use to go into Shio. And I used Nunyo.
And it is scary because now you've already got Shio right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
I've got to play through an Omni Negate.
And then 1 set, 2 set.
Well, that's scary.
Yeah, and I remember this.
Chains have to make something work.
Yep, during your turn, Shio's activate to special summon me 1 dragon from the grave, which I pick Chamber, which gives me a search. At this point, I'm in such a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, that is the hand that you kind of want to see going into it. I activate the Cold Zone, you flip up the MST. So Cold Zone, I won't be able to profit off of.
Absolutely. Screw it, Reddit nerds. MST is back.
Activate the search spell for the Unchained archetype. You go ahead and negate, which is quite smart. Looks like you go ahead and... Is it Hospitality?
I think it's Tidying, which returns to my hand to give me a search.
Yep. And then you will get a pop with House Dragon. Maybe.
Yes, I will. So that's... Do I remember the pop?
I believe you do. No, you choose not to, because I am playing Unchained at the end of the day.
True. That was probably what it was.
So I go ahead and normal summon the Sarama.
Yep, you went to
will crash.
attack.
Then she will then special summon from the decks. Took a bit of damage, but that will activate the one from the main deck, the one that's 3k.
Yeah, Unchained Soul?
Unchained Soul of something to pop House Dragon Maid. So now I'm in a better spot again.
Absolutely. Still not in the best spot. Going into my turn, normal summon Chamber, which will give me a search.
3 searches off Chamber already.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely insane.
And now we've got a stalemate here. As you're thinking, do I want it? You're going to hit me with the Unchained Abomination?
Yes, I believe that's what it is. It's one of the 2 traps in the deck. This one allows me to destroy a card we each control, essentially.
Cool. And that destroys Chamber, which I will now get my search of a spell.
So I don't know if that was a well-timed thing to do. You do activate the Tidying to bounce the set card to my hand.
Yep.
So there is literally nothing I can do.
Probably not if you knew the card I searched last time, which allows me to special summon from the graveyard, which was Tinkek. And then I got to... then I had to send 1 from the deck to the graveyard with the same attribute. Then activating Changeover, returning Tinkek to my hand. Then activating the Changeover, which using those 2 to put me into Shio, which guess who's back again. Activating Welcome, which is just for the little attack boost right now.
So I'll go ahead and take... I'm down to 900.
You're down to 900. And then I don't even remember what I was doing at this point.
I mean, you were winning at this point.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
you were
doing.
thinking whether you want to scoop or not, potentially.
I mean, generally, I don't think out loud like that. If I scoop, I'll just generally tell you I scoop.
True.
I generally won't pause game state.
Maybe we were arguing.
Potentially, but
Potentially.
The Unchained Soul does come back from the graveyard because he was sent there this turn and he wasn't special summoned that turn.
True.
So one of the odd loopholes to activate. Shio does activate the standby, getting back
Chamber, which gives me another search.
Yep, and I do set 2, and that is pretty much it for me.
Yeah, and then that was your turn done so quick. And then I go into Nurse, which will special summon a maid from the graveyard. I remember this turn. I was so loaded up, which... Oh, you hit me with...
And I go ahead and activate the special summon
trap
card for the Unchained archetype. And then I accidentally reveal Solemn Strike.
And I said, yes, that didn't happen. That wasn't there. I activated Shio,
and
then
game.
we scoop. Yeah.
That was game. So you take game 1.
Yeah.
Playing Dragon Maid versus Unchained. We go ahead and shuffle here. I would be smart to choose first going against Dragon Maid.
Yes, you would have been smart. Did you? Did you?
Look, let's fingers crossed. I'm eager to get back into it. And it looks like I'm just checking the hand, make sure, I've got a hand, because if I lose this, I lose the set, and I choose
There's your mulligan. There's your mully.
So I believe we're both mulliganed for this set. I believe you did already, if I recall correctly.
I don't remember, so I'm going to have to trust you.
Look, it is going at 2 times speed.
2.5 times
Yes,
speed.
Absolutely.
If anyone could have guessed. Oh, you going first. Good. This was a long day.
Absolutely.
And this was the start of it. Going into terraforming to the Colder Zone.
Colder Zone's a great starter, but I don't open a freaking monster, apparently.
I remember this. You were so annoyed. And I'm like, okay, this is open. And I'm pretty sure I go into Kitchen. Yeah, Kitchen, which will search me one. Then I have to discard.
And then the Colder Zone will activate as well. Thank God there's no MST to get rid of it beforehand.
Right? Otherwise, I 100% would have done it. I love MST.
It's a pain in the ass, despite how power crap.
Despite it's super power crap, but I love it. And that got me a token because of a Colder Zone.
So you get Kitchen's token.
This is me just double checking if I could use the token for fusion. I cannot, unfortunately.
One of the great things about Unchained is you can actually use the token to link.
Yeah,
So,
I remember Colder Zone being like the perfect tech card for Unchained.
absolutely. You go ahead and activate the change over here.
Yeah, right off the bat, getting out Shio. I need to just get in such a big spot where just going to enter the battle phase, hopefully.
2 set as well, which is always a scary thing in any duel.
All right.
I know one's got to be potentially tidying.
Yeah.
The interruption.
And I run 3 Solemns, so it could easily be a Solemn.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and not having anything on the field right now. Go ahead and activate the Solemn Strike in the standby phase.
During Shio, so
Shio
that's
doesn't get
gonna... I'm pretty sure I negate... No,
you can't.
I can't because it's a counter trap.
Counter trap, yes.
So I got rid of Shio. So you got to be thinking, okay, I'm in an all right spot.
Yes. So I go ahead and normal summon special summon the Unchained Soul because something's been destroyed, but it gets destroyed by Colder Zone, so I get a token.
And I get
You
the
cool
Foolish.
buy.
Oh yeah, Cool Buy.
Yes.
Which I run 1 Cool Buy across all my decks, and that was it. So it was good timing.
So that was a bit frustrating, so I couldn't get the pop. And yeah, just overall quite frustrating. You've had quite a lot of good interruptions.
Yeah, I really drew the correct interruptions for the board and for the game state, so I'm very thankful.
Absolutely. Now, with only a token, I'm hoping I can make something work. I go ahead and activate Fiend Sanctuary, giving me another token. I go ahead and Tribute
Yes,
summon.
Tribute Summon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I go ahead and use the effect of the doggo to link summon using one of yours. And that's it. Now I've got 1 interruption, potentially 2 going into your turn.
Yeah, so you're not in a great spot. I'm in a bad spot as well. I remember I can't activate my Dragon Maid tidying trap cards because I don't control a Dragon Maid. Which,
So I was in a not bad spot. I punched for a little bit of damage here as well.
yeah, I remember this is a weird game state we're kind of laughing about. But if I remember correctly, it goes kind of the momentum swings the moment I draw Laundry. No, it was like 3 turns after Laundry.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. I can't remember, but I go ahead and Solemn Strike
prick.
the Laundries because I don't want you getting any kind of pace back in your favor.
I remember being kind of scared at this point that you were just going to punch me through with this blue doggo. It was going to take you like 5 turns.
I go ahead and activate the Unchained Trap to special summon something from the deck. I go ahead and do the doggo. Go ahead and draw for my turn. Now, I can potentially swing for game. I believe I have 1,800 on there. Oh, so you got 2,600 left, so couldn't do a lot of damage.
Yep, draw another Laundry. Can't solemn that. Excavate 3, pitch the mole.
So we were debating here if it would go through.
Yeah, it's true.
Which would be the case. You go ahead and chain because I did activate the doggo.
Yes. Yes.
It was summoned. But you ended up with an Hold His Own token.
Mask token not doing much.
But I've only got one card on the field. It's a doggo in defense. There's not a lot I can do either.
It just feels like a weird stalemate. Yes, I remember you drawing Supply Squad. Do you remember that moment?
I do, because I remember thanking the lords up above for this blessed card.
Right. And I remember activating Tidying from the Graveyard, if I remember correctly. Or no? Or was that a later duel? May have been a later duel.
Potentially.
Come on, Tyler, figure it out.
Like I said, it was a long day. You are definitely reading your card text, which I advise everyone to do back home.
Yeah, do it again. I banished Tidying, which allowed me to special summon one from the graveyard, which got me into that, which got me into Tidying, which just allowed me to get back in the swing of things. Returning that to my hand to give me a search, which got me changeover, and we're back on the board,
and there's
baby.
that momentum.
Yeah.
Huge momentum swing. So you're in a very good spot because I've only got a doggo in defense and Supply Squad, and you bring out another Laundry.
Yep, which will allow me to excavate 3, hoping I get.
You go ahead and.
Oh no, I don't even use its effect.
You go straight into the
Shio.
Playtime's done.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Set 1, enter the battle phase, attack, clear your board. Yeah, you get to draw one with Supply Squad.
I believe I would have been able to activate the doggo in the graveyard as well to special summon one from the grave, but I don't think that went through.
It didn't go through. It didn't get activated.
I didn't activate it.
No. So that's another misplay.
Sounds a bit disappointing.
Oh yes, you're in such dire straits. You destroyed that to special summon that.
I'm trying to do the best I can. Hold His Own will activate, and it will have to pop the Aru Harbor because something has been destroyed as well. The Unchained Soul in hand will get to special summon itself. Now you're trying to contemplate whether or not you want to negate, and you go ahead and negate the effect of the Unchained Soul in hand. So you bring out the House Dragon Maid. You've got the Tidying on the field for an interruption as well. I'm left with a freaking token.
Yeah, and you're on absolute dire straits. You're on the backbone. You got nothing left.
Yep.
You're in such a pickle.
Yep. So it looks like he comes out. I do have 3k, which is tied with House Dragon Maid. You don't have, I believe, the spell card.
Dragon Maid Welcome.
Dragon Maid Welcome. So may not be the best. I'm in a really bad spot. You've got actual interaction. I really don't. I'm relying on Hold His Own at the moment. When it enters your turn, that is pretty much it.
And I activate Tidying to return thing to my hand to give me a search. I think do you crash here?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
Yeah, right.
When we
It's been too long, even though it's only been like just over a week.
So you're going ahead and attacking. You crash with the House Dragon Maid. By the looks of it. No, I attack. Okay, so 1500, 1600.
It is very close. And then I remember just winning out of nowhere. Maybe my memory's wrong.
I mean, don't spoil it for the people at home.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, spoiler alert. Bleep that.
Oh my gosh.
Editor, bleep that at 4 minutes in, whatever the timer is at. We don't have an editor. The editor is Josh, by the way. Kitchen, which allowed me to search one and then pitch one. I think I just skipped the things there to pitch the one I searched.
So you're in a really good spot. I mean, as long as you can bring a dragon out,
I should be fine.
You should be absolutely fine. The Hold His Own gets bounced to the hand, so literally no interaction anymore. So you are looking like you can potentially take the entire match.
Right.
You've just got to summon a dragon with 1500 attack.
Right. Which isn't one of the maids from memory. They're all kind of pissy. No, I just need to get out a dragon.
Pissy.
They're a bit pissy.
Here we go with a normal summon from Chamber.
Yep.
Get the search of the Welcome. Now, where do you go from here? Activate the Welcome. Now, I do have a token in with I can't remember how much. 1500 attack. They generally are.
I thought that was 500.
No, 1500. The Unchained monsters level 4 are all 1500 attack and defense. You bring out the Shio with the changeover.
And then that's game.
Damn. So Dragon Maid take the entire set for that one. It's an absolute sweep.
The first sweep. Now, this set is going to break my heart.
Yeah, this is... I mean, we'll find out, but I'm playing one of one of the most amazing decks I have. And what are you playing?
I'm playing Sword Soul, my newest deck. The deck that scares us a little bit with how powerful and consistent it is. Except it wasn't super consistent, just very powerful. Yeah. And this is a matchup you cherry-picked for a reason, because you're like, this is my best chance to knock them out. And unfortunately, you go first here, which again broke my heart.
Yeah, I mean, I can go first or second with Sky Striker, but trying to play through so many interruptions that Sword Soul can put on the board is absolutely not ideal.
And then you passed.
Yep, I passed.
And I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, so that is the worst thing that could have happened to me. I mulliganed. That was my mulligan.
Yeah, that was your mulligan. You got a way worse hand. And then I'm just going to... I'm pretty sure I set up into a full board here. So I search Moye, and then Moye, which I will reveal a Sword Soul in my hand, which allows me to get a token, which is a level 4 tuner, which I'm going to Synchro, which will give me the search and the draw from the Moye going to the graveyard Sing Material, and then Shishao. And I bring out the Long Wan, and I get my draw. I should have got my draw first, and then my search. That was a slight mistake. But it is what it is.
Doesn't change game state.
Activate Long Wan, discarding one Spirit Summon, which also gives me a token, which is stupid. Then I'll go into Sinister Sword Soul Sovereign, Xixing Lang.
Stupid in a good way.
Stupid in a good way. Which does burn damage, which you love. If I remember correctly, I set up like 3 set cards, or is it just 2?
Looks like you've got 2 for the moment, and 2 of your go-to synchro monsters to interrupt me.
Right.
That's essentially 3 interruptions without knowing the set.
Oh yeah, and then I remember accidentally passed 5. And no, sorry. I need to attack. And I'm like, cool.
So now we're down to 1100.
Yeah, which is any burn damage, it's done, and you just scoop.
Yeah, I have to scoop.
Yeah.
Did not draw anything that I could summon or go into, and if I activated anything, I'd get burned for 1200.
Exactly. And this was, I'm feeling so confident because it's the matchup you cherry picked. I had to go second, and now I'm up 1-0.
Yes, against one of my strongest decks.
One of your strongest decks ever.
Sword Soul are going to be such a pain in the ass in this tournament, and I needed to try my best to make sure that I knock them out as quick as humanly possible.
Yeah.
So I let you go first here.
Yeah, which I was like, perfect. So I'm going to go into the Moye, which I've started Moye incredible. Go into Xixao, which gives me a search and a draw. I did it in the correct order this time. And at this point, I'm like, cool. I'm going first. I started Moye. I should be able to get into nearly a full board. So I managed to get Long Wan, activate Long Wan, which I would discard the Taie, the token. You know the combo from here: Sinister Sword Soul Sovereign, dabba. And then, do I have? Oh, activate Celestia, my new tech card. Not the most useful card, but I like tech cards. 2 set. And then pass.
But I'm feeling good. This deck is definitely more tailored towards going second. I realized that after game 1.
Yes.
And that way you can't swing for so much damage in battle phase. I go ahead and activate the Raigeki. You don't have a negate most likely for that.
Yeah.
So again, the Raigeki comes through and wipes most of your board.
Yeah, at this point I'm like, is there anything I can do? And I've realized there's nothing I can do, and I just have to scoop up these. But I did get to banish it and do 1200 damage.
And 12, you've done 24 points of damage, 2400 points of damage to me so far, doing nothing. Activate the Twin Twisters, discarding the Terraforming.
I remember this.
Wiping the entire board.
Yeah, I always joke that every time I had 2 solemns.
Double solemn.
I remember every time you go second, you start Twin Twister and Igeki, and guess what?
Normal summon the Rose, go into the Hayate, enter the battle phase, swing for 1500. The Hayate will activate, pitching a Sky Striker spell from the deck. I'm going ahead and do engage, enter main phase 2, link off the Hayate, get Kagari. Kagari will activate, getting me the engage back to hand from the grave. Currently looking at what you've got in the graveyard. I need to be... I need to have a look and make sure that I do the right thing. I go ahead and activate the Shark Cannon to banish Qishao, which is the monster effect negate. Go ahead and activate engage. I had to activate the Shark Cannon because I wanted the additional draw.
You wanted 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and search the Widow Anchor with the engage. I'll go ahead and draw. Go ahead and set to link off for the Shizuku, enter the end phase, and I'll get a Hornet Thrones to make sure I can continue to play if you do clear my board.
I remember starting off with the Celestia here, banishing 33 to destroy your Shizuku, and I'm like, cool, board is clear. Can I do anything? No, I have to normal summon Hop here, Squadron. Which is another tech card, which can be incredibly clutch, but then I go into the weird doggo thing I always forget. He's on like 2700. I'm like, fuck, is there anything I can do here to keep going? And there wasn't.
Go ahead and activate the Widowmaker, take control of it. I don't want to take any damage because any point feels lethal going against Sword Soul.
100%. And do you know what I realized when you say, instead of Widow Anchor, you say Widow Anchor?
Yeah.
It's a small anchor.
Go ahead and normal summon the Ray, go into the Kagari, get the engage back, search, activate the Afterburners, absolutely clears board. Can't swing for much though.
No.
You're on 4,400, you've still got plenty of game left. Go into Shizuku, activate the Shizuku effect in the end phase. Going to search the multi-roll.
But I was top decking at this point, so I needed a good draw, and I just scooped.
You scooped,
because I drew Solemn, and that's going to be dead.
Yep.
Because the longer the match goes, the more it goes grindy, the stronger Sky Striker is.
Yes, absolutely.
There's very few decks that can outgrind Sky Striker. So I knew that I needed to go in, swing strong, and go. At this point, I'm like, do I go first or second? Because
you get to choose.
Yeah, it's like I clearly won by going second, but that was a weird board where you just didn't do anything.
Yeah. And this game's for the set.
Yes, this is for the set.
So Sky Striker could be knocked out of the tournament if Sword Soul win this game.
Yes.
So I'm playing a power move here. I'm not looking at my hand.
Yeah.
Didn't have a mulligan.
It didn't have a mulligan because it didn't matter. We were talking about that one film that I always reference, and I forget the name, Blackjack or something. Starting foolish. I remember having a really bad hand here, and I'd already used my mulligan. So pitching the Moye, and I don't remember why, which kind of sucks, but I just had nothing I could do here. The special summon the Moye, which will then give me the Tuno token, which I can then go slowly into full board.
The Chi-Chow.
Search in a drawer.
Just every single duel. This is so consistent. You've done the exact same thing to open, essentially.
True, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't remember setting any. I remember going into the two main ones and then not being able to set any back row. Maybe I'm wrong.
It doesn't look like you're. I mean, you're definitely going into the two main ones. So you've got you've got quite the presence right now. I've taken 1,200 points of damage already.
I love it. And then setting one. I remember cool. This is like 3 to 4 interrupts. 4 interrupts if I'm right.
And you've yeeted your extra deck away. It's gone.
Where did I put it?
So for me to start my turn, cannot afford to misplay. Get the area 0. You'll go ahead and cut it. We're very inconsistent with the cuts. Sometimes we will, sometimes we won't.
Yeah, right. You should notice by our editing we're inconsistent with the cuts.
Yeah,
that's an editing joke.
Go ahead and activate the area 0. Activate the multi-roll. This is quite the combo, and I'm going to force something from you. And I know you're trigger happy. You love shotgunning things very quickly.
I do. I usually do. I tried not to do it in the tournament. But when we just play casually, I am trigger happy as shit. And then I realized, he knows I'm trigger happy. He's just going to start baiting things.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's but look, we're both guilty of that.
100%.
So go ahead and activate the area 0. Going to get the Afterburners to destroy the multi-roll. You don't activate anything. Multi-roll goes straight to the graveyard. You choose not to, which is actually probably the right thing to do. You don't, you want to wait for an engage, something like that.
A power card. The fact that you had Afterburners there really upset me.
And I go ahead and activate the Jamming Waves, which will destroy your set card on the field. Now, I don't have 3 spells in the grave, so it's just going to destroy the set card, which is the Solemn Warning.
Which is the Solemn.
Activate the Afterburners. Going to destroy a monster on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it.
You're going to activate the Hoppy Squadron.
Sorry, yes, Hoppy Squadron. I dodged this. He was useful, which allowed me to go into the big boss. And we were like, let's chain it correctly.
Yeah, we were trying to get the timing down, and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it ended up being fine, but we just wanted to double, triple, quadruple check. Hoppy Squadron, hoping to dodge Afterburners, at least on Chi-Chow. And I mean, it's the first time I've used Hoppy Squadron correctly.
Didn't have to normal summon.
Yeah, I didn't have to freaking normal summon it.
So your big boss man comes out the first time this entire set.
Yeah, very rarely do I get him out because he doesn't seem as useful as the other two for general play. He's a bit more of a toolboxy card, but I'm glad I got him out.
Now you have made me go through quite a lot of cards just to get around the monster effect negate because I cannot play around a monster effect negate with a Sky Striker. So done quite a bit. The Afterburners Jamming Waves go into a normal summon of Sky Striker Ace Ray. Now this will immediately link off into the Kigari to attempt to activate the Kigari effect. I'm going to assume I'm going to try and get
chaining the banish.
Yeah. So it doesn't negate the effect, so I am going to
get your search.
Yeah, and you don't have We're looking at the new big boy. I forget his name.
I forget his name as well. But I think it's like Sovereign something. But he doesn't really... Oh, when one is banished, I get to do something. But you just pop him.
But the other afterburners, not once per turn, will allow me to get rid of the other big boy. I would then go ahead and special summon the...
Rose.
Rose. But we do have to backtrack a little bit. Because it seems there was
an illegal play.
Illegal play. We don't do them often,
No.
or not.
And we're pretty good at recognizing when there's illegal play, and we'll alter the game state because it is just us.
So it was there was something illegal about it, but now we're going to see if, potentially.
I think it was because there's not 3 spells in your graveyard.
Not 3 spells in grave or something like that.
I think it was something along those lines.
But game state remains the same, and I do believe, if I remember correctly, I think it's a very similar line of play, or maybe just the same line of play.
I'm pretty sure it's like a nearly identical line of play, where the same end result's the same, just from memory.
There are a couple times throughout the entire tournament where we do backtrack some of the plays. We are a little bit lenient. Obviously, if there's been a couple plays after a play's been made, then no, we have to stick with what's been done.
Correct.
Maybe this is one of those situations where we do allow to go back. But there is a lot of pondering. That's why these tournaments take so long, is because we can't afford to misplay. We'll make sure we're doing the right thing. Go ahead and activate the afterburners. So I will go ahead that play to get rid of the big boy, set 1 card, and I will pass turn.
And then I just go into the Yakuza. It's like Legend of Thunderstorm, banishing 1 level rank 8 from the graveyard, special summon him, but you hit me with the Widow Anchor to steal my big boy. And it's like, well, I'm not going to crash.
Why?
So, and that guy's pretty much just a beater anyway to help swing for game. So I just pass turn.
Now I'm looking really, really bad. I've only got 1 card in hand, 2 cards on the field, 1 set, 1 area, 0. Go ahead and excavate 3. Go ahead and get the lucky Widow Anchor excavate.
I broke my heart once again.
And look what went in the graveyard. It is Metal Foes Fusion. Gonna go ahead and activate Metal Foes Fusion, shuffle it into draw 1. So
couldn't be more perfect.
The luck may be in my favor for this one because I can't afford to lose this game.
I wonder if that draw helps seal the game.
Potentially. I actually I can't remember how this plays.
I remember seeing a lot of Widow
Activate the
Anchors.
Twin Twisters. Don't want to deal with a pesky Solemn. No,
It was
it's
a
the
blackout.
Which is destroy 2, correct?
Yeah, tribute one of mine to destroy 2.
Which I don't want to deal with. Go ahead and normal some of the Rose. Go into the Kagari. Kagari will get, hopefully, something which will let me continue playing, which will be the Widow Anchor. Activate the Widow Anchor, take control, link off into the
Zeke.
The Zeke, which is super useful for that. So now I've got rid of one of your guys with really, really good protection.
Yeah.
Link off the Zeke, go into the Hayate, swing for 1500.
Yep.
And that should proc the Hayate as well. So I'm going to Foolish Burial the Engage.
Yeah.
Then link off into the Kana, preventing Yakuza from attacking to the end of the next turn.
Yeah.
She doesn't come up much, but when she does, she is
It
good.
clutch.
I did screw up here. I should have left Engage in the deck to get to use
Shizuku during the end phase.
Yes. So I did misplay there. But, I still get to add something. I'm going to add the Hornet Drones to ensure that I can keep playing.
100%. I remember... I
So
don't
you draw
remember.
here.
At this point, I'm like, fuck. Like, the biggest issue I have with Sword Soul is, like, once you clear my board and I don't have any hands, I don't have any draw power, I'm sort of just dead in the water. And having Yakuza is like, yeah, he's alright as a beat stick, but he's not doing much.
Yeah, and you
and
can't
I have
attack,
to pass
can't
turn.
attack that turn.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Go into the Kagari, get the Engage. I've got 3 spells engraved, so I can go ahead and activate the Engage. Here, I will go ahead and search the Widow Anchor. I'm in a really good spot now to take the set.
Yeah.
I'll get to draw a card as well. And I've got a ton of hand advantage. Go ahead and activate the Widow Anchor. And it can attack, which is always just a crazy thing to think about as a quick play spell.
It's crazy how much swing in momentum this had. Well, I was looking really good, then you were looking good, then back to me, and now it's back to you. It's crazy how much momentum Sky Striker can build.
Absolutely. Go ahead and normal summon the Sky Striker Ace Ray. And this may potentially be enough for game if I can do my math correctly. Swing for 24, swing for 2,600 you have remaining.
600.
Yeah, and I couldn't quick effect the Ray because I don't have a link arrow pointing to a normal monster zone.
Correct.
So go ahead and go the Zeke to get rid of the Yakuza because it returns you in the end phase. Just want to try and help make sure you don't have any resources to use.
And I remember at this point just feeling somewhat defeated. Gaining 1,000 life points, love that. But overall, just feeling really, really defeated, knowing I had 3 back row to deal with, or 2 back row to deal with. Most likely a dead card in my hand, and then whatever I drew.
I'm feeling really good at this point. It may have all been down to the Metal
draw.
Foes fusion in the graveyard.
Right?
Go ahead and search the Hercules base. And then you're going to... Let's have a look. You're going to head and draw for turn.
And then that's game. Which,
right.
that broke my heart.
Yeah. Now, this one is a very interesting one.
Yes.
I hate the deck you're playing right now.
Yes, Live Twin.
Live Twin.
And what are you playing?
Gold sleeves for the extra deck, white for the main deck. It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise.
Forgot your own decks. I opened Trouble Sunny here, which I don't remember what happened. I think a card fell out, which allowed me to search Leela. Now you're going to learn this the Live Twin combo very quickly over the course of this video. Leela, because I don't control any monsters, can search key skill from the deck, and then I'm going to link for 2 into the Evil Twin key skill. Evil Twin key skill has a quick effect. If I don't control Leela, I can special summon one from the graveyard, swap the 2, then it'll search me that. When Evil Twin key skill is summoned, while Leela's on the field, I get a draw, put me into Secret Password, which allowed me to search a Live Twin spell from the deck. Spell or trap, I believe. So I just searched the Trouble Sunny. I can't activate this turn because I've already got one, but it'll allow me to go for next turn. And at this point, I'm in a pretty good spot. I've got into full board, got 1 set, got Trouble Sunny, go into my Link 4 for another interruption, and I'm feeling pretty safe and secure.
Now, I'm playing Dogmatica. This is a version that you've not had much experience again. Go ahead and activate the Twin Twisters off the hand. Get rid of the Solemn. Get rid of the Pesty back row. Now I can start making plays. Go ahead and normal summon Keeper of Dragon Magic. Discard 1 to add a normal fusion or poly from the deck. I'll go ahead and add the branded fusion. This is the best opener in the archetype now.
Yes.
So go ahead and activate the branded fusion, pitching the Incredible Ecclesia and the Fallen of Albaz to go into Albion. Albion will trigger, banishing the Fallen of Albaz and itself to go ahead and summon the Mirror Jade.
Mm-hmm. Which is your new big boss monster, right?
Yes, he is quite good indeed. Very good floating effect as well. If you do get rid of him during the end phase, all monsters you control are destroyed. So very, very powerful. But it is a matter of if I can hold Live Twin down, I go ahead and special summon the Ecclesia to search Punishment. Now I need to figure out a way around Trouble Sunny. She has 3,300 attack.
Right, and can quick effect tribute herself off to bring out the other 2, which gives me a pop at any time. Live Twin, similar to Sky Striker, are such a good grind deck.
Go ahead and activate the Mirror Jade, pitching the Albaletness to banish the big girl.
Yep.
Do quick effect, bring out the other 2.
Which gives me a pop and a draw.
By
you negate the pop
with a Fleur de Lis from hand because I control another Dogmatica monster. And now I'm entering the battle phase. Swinging, you can quick effect and bring 1 back.
Yep.
That is what you're contemplating now. You bring back one of the little ones.
Yep, because just to keep me a body on the board, I still want to both my extra. It's literally just to save damage a bit here.
Now I'm in a really good spot. 8,000 to 2,400. Your turn. You still have a plethora, and in the end phase, Abaletness will get me branded fusion.
True. And it's crazy because that was such a big swing from you, from nothing to full board, clearing mine, including my back row. Because you searched a card, I get to do that.
And the Gex
has
returned. Your first Gex this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. As you'll see, Gex is absolutely mind-blowing. And then Trouble Sunny, which gives me a search, and Leela, because I'm going to do that same combo again, where I'm going to normal summon Leela, which will special summon me a key skill from the deck. And then I'm going to link for 2, which will be the Evil Twin key skill. Key skill, Evil Twin key skill. Oh, no, I'm going the long way around. I'm special summoning Leela.
I think you're trying to play around my back row.
100% am. And then, actually, I think...
You got a big brain play?
I thought I did, but I did not. So that's Evil Twin Leela, yes, which will give me a pop, which will force out the punishment. Which will pop that. And then I'm most likely going to special summon to Live Twin. Yep, which will special summon the other one from the graveyard, which is this little dance I love to do.
The punishment wasn't ideal because now I'm locked out of fusions next turn.
Oh, really?
That's its drawback with punishment.
Gotcha. Which got me into the big 3,300 beat stick. Set 1, double, triple check my graveyard. That's super useful with this deck. Attack for 33 if I'm smart.
If you don't forget the battle phase.
Yeah, if I don't forget the battle phase. I don't think I did anytime. I've had one from like 2 duels ago.
Yeah.
There you go. 33.
Like Jonah Hill, people don't forget.
Exactly. I love Jonah Hill. Shout out to Jonah Hill. And then I pass turn.
So in the end phase, Mirror Jade's effect will activate, so everything will go to all the monsters will be destroyed.
Clears the field. This is a
Yes.
dark hole.
And then Ecclesia will be summoned.
Yep.
Searching. I'm going to banish the Titaniclad to summon the
Maximus.
Now he doesn't come out often, so we're going to double check it because you don't believe his effects. You're going
Yep.
to compulse,
Compulse.
him, which is very frustrating because he would have allowed me so much hand
Yep.
advantage in the end phase.
Yeah.
And horrible for you not running a full extra deck because you don't have 3 copies of everything.
Yes, because the deck is somewhat expensive right now. And that's my only copy of Compulse. It is secret rare, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you are down to 1100.
Yes.
And all I have is an Ecclesia.
I'm going to activate the 3300. It's not Trouble Sunny. It's something Sunny, which will allow me to banish it, send the Evil Twin from deck to graveyard, which will allow me to send 1 card on the field to graveyard. So it's an easy out for Ecclesia. And now essentially I've got an open field for game. I can do 4400 kind of easily with Live Twin, but you've got 45. And that kind of annoyed me. I knew my lethal with this deck, and I knew I was just away from it.
Let's see if you attempt to swing for game. You do summon one of the little ones again.
When you were summoning, did we forget Trouble Sunny's life points?
No, I don't know. Your whole board went bye-bye. So
True, maybe it wasn't there. And again, I'm going to do the dance of Leela, keys to kill into Leela, which then I'm going to...
and this was frustrating because you activate a monster effect. I activate the solemn. You hit it with the judgment,
I hit it with the judgment. Yes, because it was the solemn to the solemn.
and this was what got you game.
And then that's game.
So you
Yes,
took game
I remember
one.
that.
That was such. I didn't anticipate getting my solemn strike, solemn judgment.
Right? Because typically we just run strikes, and very rarely do we ever solemn a solemn. Mm-hmm. But that was the most clutch,
Yep.
which
Yep.
absolutely allowed me to took game 1.
Yeah, no, that was a clutch solemn judgment. That was.
It was one of the most clutch solemns I've ever done.
And that single-handedly sealed game. It was because of that card.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah, right.
I would have felt I could have locked you out from making plays. if that
100%.
strike went through.
If that strike went through, that game was yours.
Yep.
Now, new game here. So 1-0 so far in this set. I'm going first. I'm going ahead and activate the Branded in White hard fusion summoning 2 from the hand into the Albion trigger to
Mirror
banish
Jade.
itself and Albaz to go into Mirror Jade, which is the boss monster. Special summon the Ecclesia. The Ecclesia will search me the Fleur de Lis to give me a negate in hand potentially and pass turn.
Cool. And then I draw for turn. I'm just checking something. Ah!
2 Gecks in a row.
2
ladies
Gecks in
and
a row.
gentlemen.
Broke your damn heart.
Yep.
Now I'm about to break your damn back. Trouble Sunny, which will search me Leela. And we know this dance, ladies and gentlemen. Leela into Keys to Kill, which will go into the Evil Twin Keys to Kill, which will search me. Special summon Leela from graveyard. It's going to Evil Twin Leela, which will special summon the Evil Twin Keys to Kill from graveyard, which give me a draw, which I then go into Link 4. This is the absolute bog standard Live Twin dance. It works so well.
Those were some hot bars, my man.
Thank you very much. We are rappers round here. We're going to Link 4. We dancing. Set 1, set 2, set
my
3, set
God.
4, and pass. At this point, the moment you slap your cards down, hands in your pockets, your heart's broken.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Full back row with a Trouble Sunny.
And then that gets popped. That's
Yep.
fine. I do not mind.
The full back row.
I remember this 4 back row.
Knowing last game was a judgment, which is just an Omni negate,
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
so terrifying. Because now I'm trying to contemplate how on earth do I play through it.
And you passed.
Yep. I couldn't do anything.
You couldn't do anything. And I don't remember what I did here. I think I had monsters that I could go into. Oh no, I passed too. I didn't
Yeah,
have anything.
this is really
Yeah,
weird.
this is
So
a
we-
weird stalemate.
So I go ahead and activate
Fusion
the
deployment.
Revealing the Titaniclad to summon the Fallen of Albaz from the deck. You go ahead and
Warning point. This is the beginning of the warning day.
Oh my god,
Day of
I
warning.
just got PTSD from Warning Point. Warning Point was so pivotal throughout the tournament, and this just basically means Albaz is dead card, can't attack, use its effects or anything. Can't fusion summon.
It's just a dead card.
Yep. So Warning Point, very, very clutch there.
Activate Sunny Snitch to get rid of that. Get rid of Albaz using its banish effect. And then for normal summon into the Christmas Leela. Kill, sorry. Do 500 and pass.
What a weird back and forth. Go ahead and normal summon the Abaz and another
Warning point! You've been warned.
2 Abazes, 2 warning points.
You've been warned.
Go ahead and activate the Maximus from hand. You go ahead and Solemn
Strike.
Strike, so I can't get that out for any hand advantage at all. You've done very, very well. Your turn, you set.
Leela, and then... Oh, yes! My favorite card, Slower Swallow. Suck it, Reddit. I love it. And then I'm just going to do the standard Evil Twin / Live Twin dance, which then allow me to pop one. And then this puts me in a very good spot.
I was feeling pretty good. Go ahead and special summon the Fleur de Lis just to prevent damage, because I've only got 3,800. You pop me down to 5 if that was the case.
Right.
But you will go ahead and
I actually could have
swing through
gone for game if I played this correctly.
it. Hindsight, baby. So
I
you
could have
will-
gone for game right there.
Okay. Well,
Damn.
maybe next tournament.
Damn, maybe next tournament I'll remember my plays and not be awful at video
You've
games.
got no extra deck at the moment. It's all gone.
Yes.
Go ahead and activate the Pot of Extravagance.
The late pot of extravagance, which could be the
Yes.
most clutch.
Absolutely. So go ahead and banish 6. I want the draw 2. I need to make something happen. You go ahead and banish 1 so you can draw a card, because I'm drawing 2 so you don't interrupt the draw 2.
Absolutely.
So now what do I do from here? You've still got 2 set, which is terrifying. I need to rearrange before I shit my pants, because this could potentially be a sweep.
Absolutely could be a sweep. And for those at home, Soul Swallows off to the side, so remember its effect during the next draw phase, which will allow me to draw 2.
Yes.
Um,
Because if it gets lost, we forget it.
It
Go
gets
ahead-
lost, we forget it.
Go ahead and normal summon the Springen's Kit, which will search, and I'll need to then pop one from my hand to the bottom of the deck.
which is so good.
Fingers crossed that goes through and doesn't get warning pointed.
And it
does.
got warning pointed.
3 warning points.
Yeah. I absolutely love warning point.
Couldn't play.
Couldn't play. That's
There's
game.
it. You took
That's
it.
the set. That's the second sweep.
Entire set. Now you're playing one of your favorite archetypes right now, Orcust.
So, Orcust is one that is dead from the meta because of Harp Horror.
Yep.
We allow 1, so the deck is playable.
Yep.
And let me say, ladies and gentlemen, this deck is super fun and reasonably consistent with Gearsu and Harp Horror at 1.
And I'm going ahead and playing Harpy's Featherstorm at 3. So fingers crossed.
Right? You're playing Harpies here, which is your oldest deck by a country mile. You've been
Yes.
playing this since before I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Love it.
And Orcust were in my bottom tier. I didn't expect them to do much. They haven't been showing up during the regular season. And I'm like, whatever. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah. So I go ahead and summon the Channeler, pitch the Harper, special summon the Perfumer from the deck, which searches spell card with Harper Lady in its text. Go ahead and activate the Elegant Egotist, special summon the Harper Lady 1 from the deck. Go ahead and synchro into the Cyber / Harper Lady in the actual monster zone. I got to stop doing that. Activate the Harpy's Feather Rest to shuffle 3 and draw 2, because I control a level 5 or higher Harpy monster on the field. At this point, I want Harpy's Featherstorm and pass turn to you.
Yes. I said activate Babel, and I remember this being a dead hand. I just had to set and activate and pass. I couldn't do too much here.
Go ahead and normal summon the Perfumer. Perfumer will activate. You go ahead and activate the Einsatz, I believe.
Yes, which allowed me to pitch 1, which Harp Horror, right? The card we were just talking about.
Now, you've got quite a bit of back row. I'm going to go ahead and search the Harpy's Hunting Ground. I want to try and get rid of Crescendo, potentially. Activate the Harpy's Feather Rest, which will be another draw 2. And then you go ahead and...
Babel makes any Orcust in the graveyard's effects a quick effect, so I do that to Special Summon, which will be Gearsu, and he has a trigger to pitch to Foolish Burial 1, which I do for Nightmare.
Activate the Hysteric Sign, get me the Elegant Egotist, activate the Elegant Egotist, special summon the Harper Lady 1, which will activate Harpy's Hunting Ground, which will activate...
Dark Sacrifice, which I get to, when something on my field is going to be destroyed, I get to Foolish Burial to essentially negate it, which is perfect for this deck.
Frustrating, that was. So haven't been able to hit a Crescendo yet. I will go ahead and bounce with Cyber Slash though, the Gearsu.
Look, that's perfect for me.
Yeah, so I can go ahead and you can remind me to get the life point tracker.
Yeah.
And you want 1,000 life points.
And I scoop because I was in such a bad spot.
So game 1.
Game 1,
Harpy take.
right? I wonder if I could have played to that. I wonder why I scooped, because I had Gearsu in hand.
Yeah, you probably could have made plays because you know I don't generally have negates. Maybe you thought I had a Featherstorm in hand. I had drawn like 4 or 5 cards up
right.
until that point.
And now as August, I'm sort of go first or go second. I can go either, but I chose to go first. Gearsu, which will pitch Harp Horror, which I'll banish to now go into full combo, which is Symbol Skeleton, and I'm going to link for 2 for Galatea most likely. No, I'm going to Einsatz, set 1,
Which is probably Crescendo.
which is probably Crescendo. Galatea, which will allow me to shuffle one of my banished into the deck to set an Orcus spell or trap.
Which is probably Crescendo.
Which is one of them is Crescendo. One of them I think is Orchestrator Return. I'm going to activate Symbol Skeleton, allow me to special summon Gearsu, Orchestrator Return, just send it to go back to draw 2, activate Upstart to draw another.
So many cards.
Right, set one more.
Probably Crescendo.
One of those is a Crescendo. I think one's a Warning Point, one's a Solemn. I'm just double checking what they all do.
That's the worst trio.
Right?
I hate that. Go ahead and normal summon the Harpy Channeler.
Because I can then pitch one with Iron Sats, which would be Harp Horror.
Activate the Elegant Egotist in hand. So I think I'm trying to play around Crescendo because I don't want Channeler destroyed. You go
And then
ahead
it's Crescendo.
and banish the Egotist, which isn't ideal because I don't want Egotist banished. Go ahead and activate the Channeler, discarding the Harpy Lady 1 to go ahead and special summon the Perfumer. The Perfumer will trigger searching a card with Harpy Lady Sisters in its text, which would be the Hunting Ground, which is the card to go to against Orcus with such heavy playstyle in the back row. You go ahead and Solemn Judgment.
Perfect
it is
timing.
an inherent summon. So that was very frustrating. Go ahead and activate the Harpy's Feather Rest. I only get to draw 1 because I don't control a Harpy Lady with 5 or more stars.
True.
So not ideal. Which not a really
Pass
good
turn.
trade-off, and then that's it.
And I'm in such a good spot here. I've got Harp Horror in the graveyard. I've got Galatea on the field. I'm in such a good spot. I'm going to activate Crescendos to give me a search that I remembered in the middle of this duel. That if I banish Crescendo from the graveyard, I get a search, which will give me Gearsu, which will allow me to pitch one, which I'm just going to go full ham here from memory. Full ham hock. You are on 9k, but
Thanks to the Upstart Goblin.
thanks to the Upstart, which brings me out Nightmare, which, what do I do here? I get my normal summon. No, I get a... What was that? Was that a special summon? Probably a special summon. I don't remember what from. Then do I go into Link 4? Do I just go straight to the 4? Have I big balls this?
Going into Long Gearsu.
No, 3, yeah. So we've gotten to Long Gearsu. No, not Long Gearsu. That bloke, I don't remember his name.
Is it not Long Gearsu?
No, Long Gearsu is the Xyz.
No, that's Ding Gearsu.
Oh, he might be Long
Yeah,
Gearsu.
that's Long Gearsu, 'cause he got
And
the
then
long name.
Orchestrate.
Orchestration.
Orchestration. I don't remember my card names.
Orchestrion.
Orchestrion, that's
That's
it.
it, yep,
Orchestration's
yep.
a different thing.
So here's a pain in the ass. You bring back the Long Gearsu.
Yeah, and I push for game here. This is such a wild combo. So Josh is going to do a lot of play-by-plays in
push
these
for game
combos.
on 9k.
Maybe I do.
That's a lot of life points, man.
I'll look from memory. Josh is going to do a lot of play-by-play in his combos. I pretty much fly by the seat of my pants, and I don't remember what my combos are half the time. So you're not going to get that from me. Josh is your play-by-play, and I'm the color commentator. If you don't like it, just keep watching. If you do like it, keep watching. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I push for game here.
I legit can't even do play-by-play for you because I don't understand Orcus.
Right? But I'm not going to do play-by-play because I'm just going by the seat of my pants for all these combos. Yeah, I push for game here. Boom.
I'm on 1,000. No, I scoop. You don't go for
Scoop.
game, I scoop.
Oh, sorry.
That's different.
Sorry.
1 and 1.
Sorry.
1 and 1. I'm definitely going first here. I want to draw into the Featherstorm. Orcus is a good go second deck. It's predominantly what they want to do.
They are. I'm a good go second, but I can switch, you know?
I need to pray I can get Featherstorm
Like
and
Adam.
negate all those effects.
Yeah, exactly. You want that Featherstorm, Feather Duster, the Feather combo.
Yeah, I don't think I drew a Feather Duster actually in such a back row heavy matchup. I don't think I drew it.
It was so much in my
Go ahead and set
favor.
one pass. Not ideal.
Not ideal.
So that means I can't even get Featherstorm off.
No, you can't. I remember, I think this is kind of dud. Yeah, I got Orchestrated Return, Iron Sats, hoping to get something. I got into Armageddon Night, which was so clutch.
We know it's Armageddon Night.
We
but-
know it's Armageddon Night. It's a long-running joke. Go into Gearsu, which will pitch one. And at this point, I can go into full combo. The moment I get one Foolish Buried in my graveyard, I can go absolute full combo.
But it all depends on the pilot. Do you misplay?
Most probably.
There's a good chance we play 16 decks.
6. Like, you have like 30 decks. I have like 20 decks in total. So we misplay a lot. We know a lot of decks.
You know, that's probably why like there's some showings that you see that aren't ideal.
Yes, because even though we've had some decks for like a year, we haven't played them straight for a year. We're still learning a lot of this stuff. And I'm just going full combo here, slowly.
You got the Gearsu out, you got the Galatea.
Yep, and now I'm going to go into Long Gearsu if I'm smart. Oh no, to the Nightmare, which will pitch me World Wand to increase one's level.
I thought it did attack.
Sorry, it increases attack by World Wand's level, which I will then banish to special summon the Nightmare.
So you really are trying to do as much damage as possible right now.
And then I just go into Long Gearsu.
So still not 8k though.
Still, no, it's not for game. 100% not for game. Orchestra, which just puts me in a good spot. I wish he had better protection as opposed to none, but then set 4 and pass.
The 4 back row. I'm on 5k. The 4 back row. Got 1 set. No monsters on the field. Now I do see me have. I do have a Feather Storm in the hand.
Yes.
But no Harpy Lady on the field.
But no Harpy Lady on the field.
So that's very frustrating. Set 2. Pass turn.
And at this point, I'm like, huh?
This is potentially for set.
Yeah, and I can just combo again still
Yep.
because the ability to recur and grind with Orcus is really crazy.
No, your mother face down.
Oh, I don't. You're right, but it doesn't matter when I can just keep going and going and going and going.
We see what it is because I actually don't remember what I've set. You do bring out another Longirsu, and I scoop.
You scoop, and I just reveal my plethora of back row.
Yeah. Now, you have been kicking my ass this tournament. It's been a lot closer than it usually is. So now what I want to do is make sure that I can get some more W's on the board.
Absolutely.
You're playing Altergeist. I am playing Exo Sister. One of my brand new decks versus one of your oldest decks.
Yes, these are Exo Sister, right? Yeah, so this is my stun trap deck that needs to go first versus your deck that can play either. So you're not too fast.
Yeah, and I believe you won the die roll, so you're going first. Playing through Altergeist is an absolute nightmare.
Absolutely. I do the pot of duality.
I've got a tumor at times playing against this deck.
Even though it's lost more than it's won, you really hate it.
We'll find out if it wins this set.
True, we don't know. But in terms of the regular season, it's always lost more than it's won.
So you go ahead, normal summon the Marionetta,
Marionetta.
set 1,
Altergeist
set
trap,
2,
set 2.
2 more than you should. Honestly, you just shouldn't set with Altergeist. I'm sick of it. But nothing crazy. Going first with Altergeist is generally nothing crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like, unless I've actually learned of a cool Altergeist combo recently. If I start Marionetta and Multifaker, I can go into my Link 4.
Cool. All right. Well,
Right.
we'll see that one day.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But this isn't my ideal start, but Marionetta and 2 set is not bad.
Yeah. So I've gone ahead and drawn 4 turns. So I have 6 cards in hand. Go ahead and normal summon the Goblinderberg. You go ahead and activate the Protocol, if that's correct, which is the Monster Effect Negate.
Absolutely not. It is the Monster Effect Negate, but I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, that's fine. I'm going ahead and special summon, then get XCs 2 level 4s into the Michaelis. Activate the Michaelis, detaching 1 to search an Exorcist spell or trap. You're going ahead infinite and permanent.
I hit you with the Imperms.
Which is frustrating because I don't get the search, but I do quick effect to banish the
Marionetta. Destroy the Marionetta. Or was it a banish?
Should have been banished.
We didn't catch that, ladies and gents.
Or maybe it was the Monster Effect Negate and you got rid of it yourself.
True.
But you do go ahead and set 2. I have 4 set. You've got a set. This is a weird matchup.
Yeah, I remember.
Activate Vardis.
Vardis. It looks like evenly matched a little.
Yeah. So pay 800, special summon at 2 from the deck that mention each other in their text. Go ahead and activate the Arment to XC summon using one of them as material. And only one, which is very good.
It's crazy. You yelled at Plunder for breaking XC's rules, then this happens.
Now, this is a misplay here. Arment, I can only XC summon one I don't currently control. I've just realized that now. I didn't realize I had Michaelis on the field. So that is a misplay. But we will see if it changes the outcome of the set. Go ahead, you activate a
I activate personal spoofing and manifestation, which allow me to special summon one and then do the old spoofing thing of returning one from my hand to the deck to allow me to search one. Which, if you've ever played or played against Altergeist, you know the combo.
So Marionetta's back on the field. You search the Multifaker. Multifaker will special summon itself, which will then special summon another one of its boys.
Yeah, which is usually Big Silk with the milk, aka Altergeist Silkweedus.
Now, I do have quite the ladies on board.
You've got too many ladies on the field.
There's no such thing as too many, let's be honest.
And I'm pretty sure you negate Multifaker's effects for the special summon here.
There is a point where I do misplay. So I do have the continuous spell face up on the field, which will, if I do XC summon, I can declare a card name, negate its effect. So it would have been the Multifaker, because Multifaker hasn't special summoned.
Gotcha. Little misplays that we don't realize till now.
I mean, I didn't misplay. It looks like I did the right thing. If I would have missed it and you got a special summon, then that would have been a pain in the ass. Go ahead and go into my new boss monster, Exorcista Magnifica. Detach 1 to, looks like a 1 to banish. I'm going to banish the personal spoofing because that's a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah.
Go ahead and activate the packs. I'm going to search the Sophia, get to special summon it because it's met the requirements. Activate the Sophia, draw a card because why not? Go ahead and Xyz summon into the Asaphil. Asaphil does have a bounce. Going ahead and detach, and I will go attempt to bounce. Which card will I bounce? I'm going to head to the set one because it's scary when you set.
Even though it's a monster in defense. I was kind of hoping it was multi-figure, but it is what it is.
So I'm going ahead and start swinging for as much damage as I can. 20 something, 100,
20 game.
1700, that's game.
You're in such a good spot there. Even if there wasn't game, I would have had to scoop. Because again, Ultiguy similar to Sword Soul. Once they're behind, they're really behind.
And you went first that time as well, so that was very much a confidence boost for me in Exosystem.
100%. It broke my heart and it, pumped up your spirit. Now,
the set's not over.
Absolutely. I go first again. Opening Meluseek, hit you with the Magician's left hand.
Which is the trap negate, right?
Yes. It doesn't really bother you too much.
It does mean I can't do Vardis. You've got the monster effect negate. I go ahead and normal summon the Irene, special summon the Elise. And I should gain 800 here, but I don't.
We also haven't reset the life points.
We haven't yet, but we probably will at some point.
Oh, we can only hope.
We can only hope. I should be paying 800 right now. It's been a long day. I don't pay the 800.
Despite being midday, we've been going for a long time. Yeah, and I realized, life points.
Yeah, there we go.
It doesn't matter. We're back at 88. It was a weird bit.
I should be at 72, but it's whatever.
Didn't you gain 800 then take 800?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, that's probably what I said, right? Yeah, I probably.
No,
should've.
you 100% did not.
I would have realized sooner. Go ahead and banish the monster effect negate. Go ahead and then Xyz summon. Going into Caspatel, use Manifestation, which is a pain in the ass. Activate the... but you can't do that because she prevents monsters being special summoned from the graveyard when she's summoned. So Manifestation cannot... it is Manifestation.
Yeah, Manifestation. Little Misplay.
Yep.
And at this point, I am in a struggle bus.
In a Dillion.
Yeah, in a Dillion, as we would say.
So let's see how you play around one face down card.
I activate Manifestation, special summon me Meluseek.
Because that can now go off.
Which will activate Multifaker, which will search me one, which will be Big Silk, which is the tri-combo of Terror, which you hate.
I hate this. This is so hard to play around when you've got a bounce and you can just send something.
Right, and I remember I was like, okay, cool. Can I do any fun link plays? Because I don't really I've gone into Hextier and stuff, and Hextier is usually my boss monster, but the extensive Ultigeist link plays are really off to me. Activate Meluseek when it attacks to bounce yours, and then I link for 2 for Hextier, which I should get a search with Meluseek here, which I do, which will be the new Multifaker.
Now this is the part where I think throughout the set, or probably Ultigeist history, you started realizing that the links are much more useful than they appear to be.
Yeah, especially with the floating effects on the main deck ones. It allows me to essentially grind a little bit more on recur material. And it's an issue of always read your cards, kids. Even if you think you've read them again, because you'll find out new things and think of new things. And you'll learn to play them a bit differently.
Yeah.
But still, even though I cleared your board, I'm not in the greatest spot.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and normal summon the Stella, go ahead and special summon the Elise. You go ahead and activate the brand new Ultigeist Trap.
Failover, which doesn't do much, but it allows me to activate Multifaker.
Yeah. So now it's a matter of trying to play through Ultigeist, which is just so hard when you've got Multifaker, Reoccurring, Silcoidus.
Hextier as well, so I've got a couple interrupts now, and I'm starting to get big. You can't use traps. Not that you drew any anyway, so...
Yeah, it's just... I do have 4 monsters on the board, though, so let's go ahead and see if I can make something work. I've got Michaela's, which will attempt to try and force some hand. I do detach to attempt to special summon. You go ahead and negate with the Hextier, I believe?
No, yeah...
To destroy. Negate and destroy.
Oh, it was Silky. No, it was you destroyed Silky and activate Silky's effect, returning Multifaker to hand. Yep. Silky still gets banished. You just get bounced.
Oh, hell yeah. Great move by you. Go ahead and activate the continuous spell for Exosister. Go ahead and Xyz summon, trying to find the correct monster to go into because you have been an absolute pain in the buttocks.
I've made you go through some resources.
Go ahead and go into the Asaphil, which means I can detach and attempt to bounce Hextier. Hextier does get bounced.
Yeah, couldn't stop.
Which is quite good.
Yeah, 100%.
I've done everything I can up until this point. Now you've gone ahead and
Yes, Conquer, you attack, and Conquer is like a fun little Altergeist card everyone hates. Screw you, Reddit. It negates its attack when an opponent activates and it declares an attack on an Altergeist card. You then negate the attack and then negate that monster's effects while they're both in the field.
yeah. So that's really annoying because I also don't have enough attack to get rid of it.
Yeah, because it's like 24 or 2600. Like it's a bit of a beefy one for like a handish trap.
You swing with
Meluseek, which allowed me to bounce.
To send Asafil.
To send. At this point, I'm like, do I go into Hextia? I activate.
Normal summon the multi-faker.
I normal summon the multi-faker, yeah. Then I'm choosing which two. I'm pretty sure I did, Conquery and that. I'm just going to Hextia. Meluseek gives me a search. Which one do I pick? Yeah, okay, Precary. Because at this point, I need to end you because I'm running low on resources.
This is not looking good though because Pukari does actually come up quite often in these Altergeist stalls where you do link for, generally what's Memory Gan is
Memory Gan's my link
good.
4.
It's hard to get rid of sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Pukari is allowed to use a link material from the hand, which will go into
Banshee, right?
Yeah, Prime Banshee.
Yeah.
And then the
never
Hextia
comes
effect,
out.
which adds me Multifaker to the hand. And there was another one, I think, as well.
And then now you've just
I'm
searched
able to
the
search
monster
that.
effect negate.
And then because Prime Banshee, I contribute one, activates a trap, which go into Silky, and it's just sort of,
Oh, boy.
we're just going again.
Not looking too hot for the Exosisters.
Right?
So I'm going to draw for turn.
Set. And you're just feeling kind of iffy.
That's it.
Yeah. And then
Marionetta.
I go into Marionetta, which allow me to set a trap. And it's just looking really good for me.
I do
this
strike
point.
the Marionetta though. I
do.
don't want you to set certain traps. I know you don't have anything in the hand really right now. The multi-faker's on the field.
So I bounced Multi-Faker.
Yep.
And then I activated the trap, which will special summon Multi-Faker, which will special summon another.
So annoying.
And I'm pretty much... I should go for game here if I'm a smart human.
Well, you got a ton in defense.
Yeah,
So
right?
you're not going to be able to do a whole lot.
I'm pretty sure I go into Prime Banshee here.
You have Prime Banshee already.
Not Prime Banshee. Memory Gan, yeah.
Memory Gan, here it is. Here's the big boy. Really frustrating to get rid of. I've got absolutely nothing on the field. So you're in a much better position now with Prime Banshee off the field.
True. I don't go for game, but I deal my damage, and I'm in a spot for lethal next turn.
Yep.
And I pass, and I've just put you in a real clamp.
Yeah, this is it's rough. Exosisters don't excel at doing too much when it involves interruptions. Go ahead and activate the Exosister packs. Pay the 800 to search an Exosister monster. You go ahead and looks like I go ahead and get the Irene. Sorry. So Irene's to the field. We do have to do a cut because the camera kept dying.
Yes, yeah, this was that point where the camera kept dying mid-duel. So that's why there might be so few little weird cuts. I was like, oh, do we just teleport? But no, that makes sense.
So I went and special summoned the Valkyria, which got me into the Michaelis. Now, this has pretty much been my go-to. Michaelis just having the quick effect banish means you have to time things properly and I have to time things properly. So
100%.
I'm going ahead and activating because I've XCs summoned but I did the wrong thing. I should have, declared a card name which is actually going to be beneficial.
Which could
I
have
didn't
helped
do.
you a lot.
So you go ahead and imperm, which means I literally can't do anything.
And then I special summon Multi-Faker, which allows me to get ahead. I think we're just waiting on timing and ruling here.
Yeah, there's a bit of timing because we had the quick effect of Michaelis, the effect of the face-up continuous spell, the imperm, just a lot of stuff. But it ends up working itself out. You stall me really hard.
Absolutely. And then I've got my boy here. I forget his name. The little taunt one. Fafinalag. It means you can only target him with card effects. You only target him with attacks.
Very, very frustrating. You go ahead and
he gets destroyed with the trap, which is fine. It is what it is. I draw one, immediately set it, and you scoop.
That's it. Very, very frustrating. I hate playing against Altergeist, but we are 1-1.
We are 1-1. And if I could take out Exorcist here, I'd be pretty chuffed. Not the scariest deck you own, but it'd be good to get rid of him. And more for me of having Altergeist go on to annoy you further.
Yeah, because if they're versing against a really good deck that I run, there's always a chance that Altergeist can pull it through. So
100%.
it's very important that I try and take this set. And with 1-1, our emotions are very high. Every time it's a game 3, my heart is pounding.
We're so tense. We're
Yeah.
so tense.
So hopefully going first, I definitely do not want Altergeist going first. I go ahead and activate the continuous spell. Go ahead and activate the packs to search the Sophia. I forget to pay the 800, but you know, whatever. There's been worse misplays.
So yeah, there's been worse misplays, absolutely.
So normal summon the Sophia, then special summon the Elise, and then activate the Sophia if I'm smart to search to draw. Then I would immediately XC summon going into the Michaelis. Should then detach one. No, you freaking
Imperm! Going second, drawing Imperm.
You're never safe.
And guess what I'm activating? Multi-faker, baby. Very rarely, the going second multi-faker. And which will allow me to just like combo on a turn where I shouldn't be allowed to combo. Which will get me Meluseek, which even if you destroy it, which you can't really, which will give me a search. I'm just like feeling real pretty right now.
That's so frustrating. It's like playing against a trap deck, you feel safe when there's no set cards, but you get hit with the Imperm.
Yeah, and then I go into my turn, I get both Meluseeks out. I go into Hextia, then I go to search with Meluseek, which will give me Pukari, and I'm just like, I'm riding Cloud9 right now.
Ain't nothing I can do.
No, you've got like no interrupts unless I do stuff from my graveyard.
No, I don't. I don't control a mage.
Oh yeah, you don't.
I literally can't do anything.
So I'm still nervous at this point, and I'm just working out ruling with you here as we do little like arm movements.
Yeah.
Left, right, good night.
It's like if you do this, I do this, and then you do this. That's what those arm movements are.
Sending with Pukari, attacking with Hextia. I don't get anywhere near lethal, but then I go into the link for Prime Banshee using the new guy.
Second time Prime Banshee come up. It never comes up in our live duels or regular
Never.
duels, but it's shown up in this tournament.
Yeah, and then Hextia going to the graveyard gives me a search of a trap. Set 2, I'm somewhat all right.
You're more than all right, my man.
Right,
now.
activating Prime Banshee, destroying Meluseek to... I don't remember what, but Meluseek going to the go gives me a search.
Of course.
Oh, it gives me
into the
special
multi-faker.
summon, which is that,
Yeah.
which summons that, which puts me into Silky, and now I'm sitting even prettier, having Silky and Multifaker on the field.
Damn. And then you
Oh,
go
even
go
better.
into the
Memory Gan
Gan.
and Silky. And then Prime Banshee allows me to add a Altergeist monster from my graveyard back to my hand.
And that was a combo line which you discovered this tournament.
Discovered in that duel. And now I've got 2 back row, I've got a Silky, I've got Memory Gan. I'm feeling all right.
Ain't looking too hot for me. I need to make something happen. I can't afford to lose. I go ahead and normal summon the Irene. You go ahead and activate the Monster Effect Negate and Personal Spoofing.
Guess who's going off? It's me.
And I can't do anything about that.
Absolutely. And then for Finalag, for a bit of protection.
Special summon the Elise. I will then... Ooh, what are you going to do? This is where tensions are high.
Yeah, with a trap deck, I cannot misplay.
Yep.
I have to do everything correctly. I think I just sit on it and I think I don't do anything.
Banish the Michaelis to special summon the Diana the Light Spirit. Just another generic level 4. Works very, very well in this deck. First time it's come out. You go ahead and summon the
Conqueri up on the attack.
Now that's the negate.
Monster effect negate and attack negate. You're able to destroy one of my back row still. But I'm
That's because I declared an attack and the continuous spell goes off. Main phase 2, going to try and XC summon. I need to make sure I go into the correct one. Otherwise, it could all very well be over. I'm only on 5,500 while you're sitting pretty on 8k. Go ahead and go into the Michaelis once again. Now, what is the goal from here? You've got so many monsters on the board.
Much.
Go ahead and detach one to attempt to search. You're going to do this Silkoidus
Do
to
Silky bounce and you have to target for Finalag.
Yep, to banish.
Yep.
So you're going to force it out, but I will search the Exorcist of Pax because that hasn't been negated.
It's not.
So Michaelis is going to go back to the deck, which is a bit frustrating. Activate the Pax. Pay 800 this time. Never forget.
Yep, never forget. Hashtag.
Normal summon the Exorcist. Get to special summon Exorcist of Stella. We'll then XC summon again using Diana the Light Spirit. Go into Asaphil, activate Asaphil, detach one to bounce the Memory Gant.
That was such a baller play. That broke my heart. We're going to say broke my heart a lot because that's how this feels. Then you passed. And I'm going to spot where I'm still all right because I have Silky and Multifager. But the fact that I just lost my Link 4 It absolutely killed me.
And that required, the Banshee, the multi-fake,
Right.
a lot of stuff to get into.
It took me a lot to get. So I'm just a bit frustrated, not sure how to get, because I lost all my advantage. Went to Marionetta, which allowed me to set a trap from the deck, which is good again, but like since I never thought Altergeist extra deck was that good, I've only got 1 or 2 copies of each. So I'm not, like, I can't go into Prime Banshee again. That's in the graveyard. So I'm now kind of scared and not sure how to climb that well.
But there ain't nothing I can do. Asafield doesn't have any interaction during your turn. You bring back
I
the
did do
Hextech.
that using Marionetta's effect to swap to one in the field and one in the graveyard, which got me Hextia, and then linking using for carry for Memory Gan, and he's back, which Hextia will then give me a search.
Just got rid of him.
Just got rid of him, and he's back.
What
am I searching? Searching Marionetta just for next turn if you somehow clear again.
Safe play.
And now I'm just like, what is the correct line of play? Because I feel like Exorcism, you're never truly dead.
No, but yeah, because like I've done a good job so far of being able to play around certain boards you've put in place, which was quite a surprise. I do feel like I've been misplaying a bit by declaring the wrong card names with the spell.
True.
But beyond that, like I don't think it would have swung the set too much, if any.
True. And I feel like with Altergeist, there's not one power card you always want to go. There's lots of little. It's death by 1,000 pokes.
Yep. So you go ahead and get rid of the Asophiel.
With the Silky.
That's the monster you've got. I believe you did say at this time there was a slight misplay on what you did. You could have done things a bit different.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
If Memory Gan kills one, he gets to attack again.
Yeah.
And if he kills one, he gets to pop something on the field. So I could have completely cleared and
did a bit more
put you
damage.
closer, but much of a muchness. You just pass.
Pass, couldn't do anything. You went ahead and activate the hated card, Secret Verge.
Yeah,
of the
Secret Verge
Spellcasters.
of the Spellcasters. And at this point, I am excited. I normal summon the Melee Sig. This is the Triangle of Terror.
Yep. I hate this. Hate it. So I take 500. I'm on 42.
Send that.
Take
Remember
14.
again.
I'm on 600 life
600.
points. You've still got to bounce, and that's it.
And that's it.
Okay, so now we have another heavy hitter for me. It's been a while since this has seen some tournament play, and I'm very, very excited about it. It is Mutant.
Mutant verse. I don't know what I'm playing here. White sleeves? Damn, I honestly don't know.
Oh
Mutant's
my
a
God.
scary deck.
Mutants are scary.
Oh,
Look at
big
me.
thumbs
Give me
up.
the- give
Big
the
thumbs up.
We're all good to go.
I've already mulliganed.
Must not be good.
It must not be
Whatever
good.
you
I remember
are
I was very upset I lost that dice roll. I cannot remember what I'm playing. White sleeves with cream outer sleeves?
Oh, look, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
Is this Trap Tricks?
No, it's not Trap Tricks. Absolutely not Trap Tricks.
What am I playing then?
You're playing a deck that's going to lose.
Oh, absolutely not. Well, you're going into Mutant.
Search, get into the Mutant Trap, activate Mutant Evolution Lab, normal summon the MO5, which is going to search me. Didn't want that one. Mutant, which is the trio of the small ones, going to tribute and banish from hand to go into Mutant Beast, which is the spell negate and banishes after negation, which is very, very good. Special summon the Mutant, activate the Mutant's effect to tribute it and banish a trap from the deck to summon a Mutant Arsenal. So now I have 2 interruptions on the board already with Mutant Cry in hand. Activate the MO5 tribute it, banishing the Evolution Lab to summon the second copy of Arsenal. Sorry, that's not Arsenal, that's Mist. So I've got
I remember
all
you
three.
had all 3 of the big boys, and that was a pretty good turn.
Yes.
And I remember being like, oh, okay. Oh, upstart.
Not giving away anything yet.
Yeah, I know. It has not told me.
Okay, so let's see what we're about to go into.
Trap Tricks!
Trap
I
Tricks.
told you. I told you. White sleeves had to be Trap Tricks. I remember going second with Trap Tricks into Mutant. I was terrified.
Absolutely, and I go right away into the Mutant Evolution. Mutant
Cry.
to go into Mutant Synthesis to pop the normal summon.
Which really hurts because I'm so reliant on that normal summon.
Absolutely. So I played against Trap Tricks enough to know to hit the normal summon.
Yeah.
And if you can play through it, you're probably not going to make the best board possible.
Exactly.
But it is absolutely.
I still get to play, thankfully, due to you didn't negate the effect. I was able to get Vesicool on the board, which will let me go into Sarah. And then, unfortunately, if I remember correctly, I'm feeling rough here. Yeah. Set 3.
Still set 3, which is quite good, but I've still got all my monsters on the board. You've not made a dent at all.
Yeah. And then the old
Anti-spell
anti-spell fragrance. doesn't hurt you too much.
Very
if I remember
frustrating.
correctly, because you're already in such a strong point. Exactly.
And I do activate the Mist to draw 2. You do activate the HSD, which is absolutely frustrating.
Yeah.
But I do have a lot to punch for here. You are going to activate the Sarah. No, there's nothing, no actual target.
Yeah.
Which is a bit disappointing. Activate the Mutant Arsenal to banish Sarah because you have activated a monster effect.
Absolutely. I still get Sarah's effect, just to give me another body on the board for defense.
Yes, so you don't lose this turn.
Dianea, which will allow me to set one from the graveyard.
Which is very frustrating dealing with trap tricks in that regard. We're only down to 2,900, so I'm looking very, very good in this scoop. So game 1, very quickly.
Very quick.
Takes it.
Trap tricks really struggle going second, especially if you're playing pure. If you're going with like a Utopia double package, like a meta one, you're fine.
Yeah.
But going second with absolute pure trap tricks, you have to go first, otherwise you're dead.
Absolutely. So you're going first here.
I would hope
luckily.
so.
Looks like you're doing a little dance.
Upstart Goblin.
Best card in the game.
Best card in the game, favorite card. Starting Mantis, which gives me a search, which is great. I'm probably going to search Vesicula unless I've already got her in hand.
I remember calling it.
Yeah.
As soon as you summon, I'm like, you're going to get Vesicula. And you're like, no, I'm not.
And I got...
You got
Atrax. No, not Atrax. What's the main man?
Morelio.
Murmelio. Oh, flipping over my extra deck. Going into
Slippy dippy.
Sarah.
Okay, strong start so far. 3 face down. Get rid of
Activate
HSD.
Vesicula. And then Sarah will
Bad.
activate because I've activated a Trap Tricks monster effect, which will allow me to set one from the deck, set a trap from the deck.
Not bad at all, friend.
I know, it's not bad. Now, if I'm smart, I'll go into the link too.
And I remember thinking you had a second HSD here. Normal summon, the mutant monster, going to get me a search of a mutant monster, which will be ST46. Now, playing around 3 back rows is always going to be scary, so I tribute the MO5 and going to banish from hand, having a think, going to do the Mutant Cry, which will summon the Mutant Arsenal directly from the deck. You're going to activate...
The Deep Dark Trap Hole with Banish, because it's special summon from the main deck.
Very, very frustrating. So right now we're trying to work out the lines of trigger. Because you've activated a trap, Sarah will go off, but if you've activated a monster effect, Arsenal will go off.
True.
So that's
Sarah.
exactly what happens. So Sarah gets banished.
Sarah gets banished, but I still get to special summon, and then that's gone.
Yes.
And Monster Reborn.
It's a reborn, baby. So not a whole lot I can do. I can special summon Mutant because I do control another mutant on the field. Mutant is the worst name in the game. That is
Absolutely.
correct.
Best card, worst name.
Yes, absolutely. So going through some rulings here, but it'll all be fine.
Yeah.
But now I've got Mutant. I will tribute him and banish from the deck. I would say Mutant Mist because you do just play traps. There's no point me getting Beast
There's
out.
no point you getting Beast. I think I run Upstart and that's my only spell.
Yeah.
So
Enter the battle phase here. Punch for a little bit of damage. You still got Vesicula on the field, and I did call it right. The second HSD. So passing to your turn. Not the best board for me.
And thankfully I go into Murmelio, which I searched last turn, which allowed me to set a trap from the deck. And then if I'm smart here, I'm probably gonna go Sarah into the link too. Or do I just go straight into an Xyz? Because I know Trap Tricks struggle with spot removal. So I wasn't sure. I remember thinking, oh, what do I do here? Do I like what's my out for your big boys? Okay, yeah, straight into the Xyz.
Which is Rafflesia, right?
Yes, Rafflesia, who monster effect can pitch a trap from the deck if the conditions are met, and then her effect becomes that. So I essentially have 3 back row set, and then whatever back row from the deck I want.
And it is a really good board to have.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of playing around it because you've got so much. If I summon anything, you should have something to retaliate with, which is always going to be frustrating playing against, regardless.
Banished.
But I have to go ahead and...
Because there's no protection for Rafflesia. And then you just pass.
Not banish. I mean, there wasn't anything for me to do. I think I've only got 1 card in hand. So you have managed to play it to a point where you've stalled me out for a bit. You set the bottomless, and just not a lot I can do. And you get rid of the MO5, I believe it was. So you are in a good position right now.
I wouldn't say that, but I'm in a position where it's a slight stalemate until one of us takes advantage, and then the E-Telly.
I do draw the E-Telly, which allows me to go right into a mutant monster, which will get me a search of mutant ST46, summoning ST46, which will search me a mutant spell or trap directly from the deck to hand, which will be Mutant Fusion, which I don't believe I've used yet this set.
Absolutely. Looking back, it's heartbreaking knowing I have 4 set and I couldn't do anything to your 2 summons. That means there's an issue with the traps I'm using.
Yeah. I was hoping you would activate something. Full back row, nothing you were to activate, so Really, it's just me punching with Mutant Mist, which I didn't expect, and ST46 for the 500. That was literally all I was doing.
And that's game. That's set. 5 back row, and I just had to scoop because that was game.
Absolutely. Now, this is a scary, scary matchup.
This is a weird one.
Dynamorphia versus Adamancipator.
Yeah. So this is Adamancipator, an old deck of mine I picked up a bit ago, versus Dynamorphia, one of your new ones. And Dynamorphia is incredibly consistent, incredibly strong. Adamancipator is you just roll the dice and hope for the best.
Yeah, and a lot of excavating.
Yeah, I remember... Is it this one that it was just dead, or is this one I got off?
No, I believe this one was a lot of dead cards.
Yeah.
Like you just saw there, you've probably excavated 3 Solemns at this point.
Yeah, all my Solemns. Yeah, it was game 1 that it was just like absolute awful excavates.
And I believe there was a misplay. Oh, there's the Raigeki going to the bottom of the deck. You
Yeah.
did go into the good one, which will special summon yourself and get the draw, which is ideal always.
Absolutely ideal.
So you've got the Leonite and the Raptite,
Correct.
which is not bad.
Not bad.
But it's still not ideal.
Yeah, it doesn't really give me any interrupts. I don't have any back row set. Now I'm going to rearrange using the field spell. Then I'll get to excavate.
And there's me stealing Leonite and Raptite for a short moment. But it's all about building the best board you can with Adamancipator. If you can't do it, then
Dead.
yeah, it's
Dead.
essentially dead in the water. So I believe I wasn't sure if that was the ideal thing to do. I remember you misplaying a short period. You do activate Friends.
Yeah, which allowed me to excavate 5 plus the amount of rock monsters I control.
Excavate. That is all this deck does.
And it was pretty much dead right
Yeah.
there and then.
Yeah.
And that really broke my heart. Like, I have no interrupts really because I don't have any wind or fire monsters in the graveyard. So it's just sort of beat sticks on the field.
Yeah, not a whole lot they can do. So
Not too
set
sad.
2, which is always going to be good, but now I'm going to go into my turn, and there's a lot I can do even going second with Dynamorphia. So normal summon the Theresia, activate the Theresia effect to set a Dynamorphia trap directly from the deck, and you don't interact with that, which probably means I'm good to go.
Yeah, and that-
Frenzy will be set, which is the brand new trap for the archetype. Set another. Will I set another? I will set 2 more.
One of them's the Solemn I saw.
And are you going to activate anything? Is it a HSD? I'd be pissed if it was.
Nope.
It is not. So not a lot I can do during this turn because I'm playing a trap deck.
Oh, and that's Tribute 1 to Destroy 2.
And you were going for, you did get Alert.
Yep.
And I can't see the other one, but I did set another.
Yeah,
Why not?
so I'm and then Twin
Twin
Twists.
Twisters.
But again, during your turn, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, go ahead and
'Cause-
activate Dynamorphia Domain, which is the original fusion, and chain the Dynamorphia Brute to destroy Theresia and your face down to prevent further interruptions, which was
my negate.
Ooh.
Resonance.
good job, me.
Yeah,
So
so
congratulations.
I was in such a rough spot.
Yeah. Go into Ketragina. Ketragina is going to activate banishing the alert. The Theresia will activate banishing the alert to special summon Diplo. So Diplos will activate pitching the Sonic just to save me from an instance of battle damage. And that's always going to be handy. Playing Dynamorphia is about managing the graveyard, the traps in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Activate Ketragina, banishing the Frenzy to activate its effect, pitching the extra deck monster and the one from the main deck to go into Rexsturm, the brand new boss monster, which is going to be hard to out once it is actually out.
The most frustrating man to deal with out of all your decks right now. That single card is like, oh, how do I out this man?
Yeah, he's a big deal. Only at 500 life points, but I'm feeling higher than ever.
Yeah, you're in such a good spot here.
Yeah.
And I remember at this point thinking, oh, okay, I'm nearly at scoop potential. And then that's the scoop.
That's the scoop. So now we're going into game 2. You will be going first.
Yes.
And hopefully, now we know what happens. But for
We
the
know
people
exactly
at home,
what happens.
for the people
At this
home,
point, I'm feeling kind of disappointed because I had like 7 excavates in that first duel and mostly dead.
you felt
right?
like you excavated half your deck.
Yeah, and I didn't really get too much out of it. And the mulligan.
Okay,
I was
so
like,
that's
I need to win this, right? I need to go ham in this second duel. And from memory, not too bad for me. From memory, I'd start a pretty decent hand. But it's sort of my issue with Adamancipator as a whole. Like, you can build the most perfect golden ratio deck, and you can get screwed over by draws.
Yes,
But-
especially a pure build.
Exactly. Here I go into it, automatically starting off with the blue crystal, which gives me a draw. And the fact that I can do that instantly, like if my first one gives me the blue crystal into a draw, I'm in a good spot. So going into the Raptite, and then do I excavate right away? Yeah, use Raptite to excavate. boom,
And you
special
got-
summoning that one, which will give me another excavate.
Analyze it,
And now I'm
yeah.
hoping for, I think at this point I'm hoping for another crystal, maybe a Doki Doki, but there we go. There's a Doki Doki, which is always like the backup. Like I'm always safe. But Koaki Meru, I forgot to run the singular Koaki Meru supplier.
Comes up quite often.
Yeah, because I don't want to run many of the crystals because they're dead in hand, but Koaki Meru is never dead in hand. So.
There's the Risen Dragite.
Yes, the Risen Dragon, the big boss monster.
There's 2 Solemns going to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, but I've got friends and I've gone into the last, of the humans, which is perfect. So I get my 3rd excavate of the humans, which is ideal. And then I immediately see a red crystal and I know I'm in a good spot because I have the 3 big boys out in the field.
It's fantastic.
This is like an absolute ideal board.
So you got your 3 boss monsters.
Yes, essentially.
now.
And now use its effect to excavate to add 1 to my hand, which will be the effect negate. And I'm just feeling good. I know I've got my 3 boss. I've got 2 set. Check in my graveyard just to see what interrupts I have because I can only use the interrupts if I've got one of the attribute in the graveyard. And then your turn.
All right, so really hard board to beat. I normally on the Diplos. You activate the Crackdown, so you will take it. So not a lot I can do in that regard. You've taken my monster, but I'm a trap deck. Only set 2 this time.
Yeah, it feels like you didn't have as good a hand. And I get to special summon one using, I think it's like Leonite's effect.
Yep.
And then going into my turn. Oh, HSD.
Ooh, that's what I want. Get rid of the 2 backer. I don't want to deal with the crack. I do get the Diplos back and get rid of the effect negate. So only down to 3 cards set, but go ahead and try and activate the Dynamorphia.
No, that is Trap Trick.
Oh, Trap Trick, sorry.
You did that of my...
banish Dynamorphia Frenzy and set the Dynamorphia Frenzy.
Yep.
So Trap Trick to me is just pseudo Dynamorphia Frenzy.
I'm forgetting the name, but activate the blue boss, which is excavate and then bounce the amount of rock monsters.
Dragite.
So I'm gonna. Which one? I remember I do. I think it is the monster and 2 back rows.
Two back
just
row.
the 2 back
Yep.
row.
Which is great because the
Now
less
you
back
can't
row I
activate it,
have.
right? Because I knew you
Yeah.
could activate the one on the far right, but you couldn't activate 2. So it's like boom, and then that activated the Kokimeru supplier, which would get me into the second one. And at this point, I'm feeling big. I'm feeling strong. I'm looking to punch.
We said Adamantipator blew their load in this game.
Absolutely. After that first one where I had nothing, and now I've got an absolute full board of my 2 big boss monsters.
It's insane.
Knowing you had Frenzy, I'm still feeling fine. Like I'm not feeling pressured at all, which is very rare against this deck.
Yeah, so you're going to, it looks like go ahead and negate the Frenzy. And
then
yeah,
destroy, and then
I've
that's
got a
scoop.
So 1 apiece.
Yes.
You're terrified of Dynamorphia, so
Yes.
1 game away from taking Dynamorphia out of the tournament
Absolutely.
was a big deal.
Yeah, and I remember you weren't nervous going into this, but I feel like this at that point you're like shit. Because it's not about how well you interrupt Adamantipator, it's not about how well I play it. It's literally how well those cards flip.
And I'm going first now, so I'm feeling good. Set 5 past turn, baby.
And I'm like, you're a prick.
And the
MST.
on the reversion, which was kind of dead at that moment, so that's fine.
Which is literally the worst card I could have hit.
But I do activate the Dynamorphia Frenzy, going to fusion summon into Ketragena, activate Ketragena, activate the effect of Frenzy to bring out the Rex term, which is just a deadly card to deal with right off of the bat.
Absolutely. Essentially, start of my turn, he works like not a skill trap.
The Solemn Judgment against the right
It broke my heart. Because I'm like, fuck, okay, I still got the Gek.
Yep.
And as we've seen in this tournament, Gek is game-changing.
Yep. It would have changed that game drastically.
Can you
if I used the
imagine
Solemn
if
Judgment.
Adamancipator took out Dynamorphia?
It'd be wild, but it is one of your best decks.
Right? I mean, not that they didn't win this. This isn't over. Not spoilers. But I wouldn't say it's one of my best decks. It used to be, but it's definitely fallen off now where all my other decks have gotten stronger, more consistent, and just more versatile.
Yeah.
Where Adamantipator has stayed stagnant for maybe a year now. Due to no support, no rock support either.
Yeah, they really have got the short string.
Set 1 pass, broke my damn heart.
Activate the domain to continue to fusion summon. I'm just going to steamroll with this one. Bring out the Stealth Bergia. So now I don't pay life points to activate anything, really. And then I'm going to swing for quite a bit. And you've really got to make something happen. You normal summon the Researcher.
Yes, which will then give me the... reversion, solemn. And I'm pretty sure I scoop here.
Yep. That's...
no. I get the special summon. And then I finally get to activate... Oh, no, I don't get to activate effect, right? Yeah, from memory.
Yeah, if
And that's game.
That's game. That's the set.
Broke my heart because dead hand. I blew my load in that second duel, and you stopped the Gek.
Yes, that was a really just. It didn't get to showcase too much because it just felt so quick.
And now we'll move on to Altergeist verse.
I don't even know what I'm playing at this
Red
point.
sleeves,
Red
silver
sleeves,
outer sleeves.
Silver outer sleeves. Could be. I mean, that was
You have
just
no
the same as a Dynamorphia.
At this point, I've already
Which is probably
mulliganed.
what it is. It's Dynamorphia.
It is Dynamorphia. I already went back to back. I did the Pot of Duality. It's the only deck I can run it in. Not ideal.
This was an interesting one because it's Trap v Trap.
Yeah, two stun decks.
Two of the best Trap decks we own.
Yeah, and I went into Failover because I think it was a kind of a rough hand. Activate Marionetta on the normal summon to set a Altergeist Trap from the deck, which would be Protocol.
Very good stuff.
Oh no, Manifestation, which probably means I had a Protocol in hand. Yep, set one, which would be the Protocol. Set another, which will be probably Failover, knowing me.
Okay, so
pass.
let's see. Normal summon the Theresia, attempt to trigger. You're going to activate a plethora of traps, one being the monster effect negate.
Yeah, which is nervous. And I go Protocol into Failover. Nothing crazy yet.
But you don't activate the negate. I go ahead and set the rest of my back row.
At that point, I thought you've probably got a handful of back row. I'm not gonna do it because I didn't want to lose Marionetta already.
To be expected, for sure. But let's see how you get through 5 back row.
Start normal summoning Silky. You activate anti-spell, which doesn't bother me.
Just a plethora of chains, the Frenzy and Domain, which means I'm going to be doing at least 2 fusion summons this turn.
It was probably just a chain block, right? The anti-spell.
I didn't want the Frenzy
True.
to be negated because that is the best fusion card in
By
the deck.
far the best fusion.
So go into Theresia, go into Rex Term right away. Off to a really good start already.
I activate Silky, returning Failover to hand to bounce thing. You activate his quick effect.
Yep.
Which means Silky's effects are negated.
Yes.
So
the timing of Rex Term and his negate is very pivotal.
Yes. I remember just trying to force that out early, thinking, I can figure it out
Yeah,
otherwise.
but you did activate the monster effect negate to negate and destroy the Rex Term.
Yeah.
And he does float into a Theresia.
Which does, like, it's so rough because he's such a strong card and he floats.
Yeah.
So if you manage to out him, you still got to deal with whatever he brings out.
Activate the Dynamorphia Brute to target the Silcoidus and my second Theresia to destroy them both. And Theresia will activate banishing their domain to special summon Diplos. Diplos will activate pitching the Sonic to help in an instance of battle damage because I've only got 1,000 life points.
Yeah, so at that point, nearly any of mine could swing for game. But you've managed to clear my board really well. I remember being in such a rough spot at this point because you've got Ketragena, 2 monsters, and then all back row. I'm just not feeling good, despite having 7k life point lead.
Yeah, and then going
7.5.
first as well.
Yeah.
Just feeling really, really good right now.
And activate the Manifestation, which allows me to special summon one from the graveyard.
And we're just going through what the effect negate
the
is.
chain order, yeah.
I go ahead and activate the Sonic, destroying the Diplos to negate.
Protocol.
No, it doesn't look like that will go through.
No.
So we've still got that. That's absolutely fine. So we've let it go through.
Then you destroy Manifestation. And now I'm feeling frustrated, as you can see by my Italian hands. Ba-da-da-boopy. And then that's Scoop.
Too far ahead for
Yeah.
Dynamorphia, and they had a lot to give still. So
Yeah, exactly.
that is game 1. You'll be going first, obviously playing Altergeist.
Again, yeah.
So fingers crossed we can even out the set.
Fingers crossed, yeah. It definitely feels like the changing of the guard a little bit with these two. Altergeist is one of my original decks, and they've been the premier stun deck for a long time. But Dynamorphia feel like they're the new hotness. Like they're the new horse in the barn.
Yeah, they're the Bobby Schmurder of 2015.
They're the Bobby Schmurder of 2015. And I'm feeling like 50 Cent, right? I'm feeling kind of washed up. I already linked 2 into Hextia. Set 2, not in the best spot, but not in the worst spot. I activate
Personal
spoofing and anti-spell. Anti-spell doesn't bother you at all. But personal spoofing is the best thing in the world for me. Multi-faker, which will special summon me Silky. And now I've got a little triangle of terror going. I'm not as
It's a wonky triangle.
It's a wonky triangle. But hey, look, where Altergeist isn't about math.
Normally summon the Theresia. Theresia will trigger, attempting to get me a set of a Dynamorphia trap directly from the deck, which will set, not negated though, despite you bouncing. But I'm just going to set a plethora of back row and I pass turn.
Which actually like really rough because I can't control that.
No, you can't. Yeah.
Right? Especially not with the cards I have on field. And then you activate the
Frenzy.
The Frenzy, which are going to Ketragina.
Yep.
And then I'm not feeling great again. So
At any point, Ketragina can just go off and get into Rexterm.
yeah, which
will be super,
and then
super
Pukari going into the link 3 of Prime Banshee. You don't see it much, ladies and gents.
It's come up this tournament quite a bit, and it's good to see.
Yeah, and then Hextia going to the graveyard, give me the search with Meluseek, Young Melly. And then I'm just like, okay, cool. Can I get Pukari back this turn? And because I link summoned, I can.
And Trap Trick sets with a Brute, which gives me an interruption.
Yep.
So I'm feeling pretty good.
Get the normal summon of Meluseek. You hate Meluseek, and you go into what is
I activate the Dynamorphia Alert, which is the special summon from the grave, which will do the Diplos. Diplos will trigger, get me the Sonic Engrave to help in the instance of battle damage. Pretty standard stuff when I'm playing Dynamorphia.
You need to manage that, otherwise you're in a pickle.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I'll go into the Memory Gant, and Prime Banshee will give me a search, I believe, just like Meluseek also gives me a search. No, Meluseek recurs. Meluseek gives me a search, and Prime Banshee gives me a recur.
Okay.
I'm in a rough spot. Suki gets destroyed.
Feeling pretty damn good, and this is the game to take the entire set.
Right.
You search, is it for Finalag?
No, that's not Kadolga. That's the one, the monster effect negate and attack negate from hand.
Forget his name. He comes up so often.
Yeah, I always
surprisingly.
forget his name, but he's actually kind of fun. And then
that's
that's
it.
just Scoop because I'm in a rough spot.
Yep.
And that's
So,
that set.
Yeah,
Geist out.
The trap deck to make it through is Dynamorphia.
Yeah.
They've won 2 sets so far. We're going into another really fun matchup. This is one of your super fast decks against one of my more slow decks.
Yes, this is Altergeist versus Harpy.
Sky Striker.
Oh, yes. One of
Yeah.
my favorite matchups.
Yeah, this is
So-
a crazy, crazy matchup.
I went first and I was thankful enough to start the Gearsu, which just starts the whole combo. It's the best starter in the deck. Pitches me Heart Horror.
Not running hand traps, I have no interaction.
Yeah, not running hand traps, you essentially have no interaction. And again, if you joined this tournament video 2 hours through, we allow 1 ban card of a deck if it means the deck can be runnable. So we allow 1 Heart Horror. But again, everything else is pure, so it's not broken. And that just allows me to play Walkus when I normally otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a ton of fun seeing what Walkers can do with just 1 Harp Horror playing a pure. And right now you're just getting into all of your plays.
Yeah, going to Galatea, which will allow me to set 1 and then set 2. And at this point, I'm thinking, do I want to try and link more? And I think I just pass turn with a 2 set.
Yeah, I mean, one's got to be a crescendo. There always is.
One is a crescendo. I'm pretty sure the crescendo was the one I set. If my memory, it's like crescendo and a warning point, because warning point came up so clutch with Orcust.
Warning point. So let's see what I can do. Activate the Twin Twisters to starting.
And I crescendo it.
You crescendo, which would be banish the Twin Twisters,
If
actually.
we remembered.
But, no big deal. I can't.
I'm sure I remember halfway through the set.
Yeah, most likely. Activate the Hornet Drones to give
Drones.
me a token, because I do need something to link into.
Yeah.
So we've got the Hornet Drones token. Link that off for the Hayate, which you don't see often coming out first. Punch for 1500 directly. Then Hayate will activate, going to pitch the Engage, which is the best card in the archetype.
Absolutely.
And we do pick up there.
Yep,
The Twin Twist is banished. Link off into the Kigari. Kigari will activate, getting me the Engage. And it does hinder me because I would have had 3 spells in the grave if it wasn't banished.
True.
So now I only get the search and I don't get the draw.
Yeah.
Go ahead and activate the Afterburners.
And Dark Sacrifice to stop it being destroyed, and I get a pitch. Oh,
Very
that was so
frustrating.
clutch. That was so clutch.
Very good tech card for the
Harper.
archetype.
Yeah, I remember using it in Burning Abyss. I got it for Burning Abyss, but it just worked too well for this not to use it.
So I link off into the Kana first to prevent Galatea from attacking. Why not?
Yeah.
And then go into the Shizuku. Shizuku will activate and get me the Slippy Dippy. It is very important
It's
as to what
usually
I get
Widow
now
Anchor.
to Widow Anchor.
It's such, you never used to use it, but now I feel like I'm always expecting a Widow Anchor.
Yeah, it's extremely powerful. And then you banish the Crescendo to search.
Which gives me the search, which I always forget about that. That's God, Crescendo is an incredible card. And then I go into the Gearsu, which will allow me to pitch 1.
And I will Widow Anchor to negate it and take control of it because I don't want you going off at all.
And then I still just Heart Horror,
You have
right?
so much in the grave.
You can't interact with that, which will get me into Nightmare. I've still got Galatea's set from the deck if I want, if I remember. Normal summon out the Brass Bombard. Oh, no, I don't.
It looks like you're going to be activating Wand.
Yep, which will allow me to special summon Harpora, which I'm probably then going to activate Galatea, which will put one back into the deck to set a trap, which will be the wand.
So good.
It's so good. And then the Crescendo, because it's going to be there every single turn.
The Widow Anchor did absolutely nothing. Probably ill-timed. You activate the Monster Reborn, so now you've got the Gearsu. It's just crazy how much you're steamrolling right now to bring out the Ding Gearsu.
Which will allow me to send the other Widow Anchor.
Yep. And I can't activate the other Widow Anchor because I control Gearsu.
And I remember trying to link it, and I'm like, I can't. And I remember feeling so frustrated that I misplayed. You helped me there. Because I always forget that I don't have to go to the extra monster if you've got the pointing. So then I go into that, which actually really helps Orcus link monsters because they're all about being linked. And right now I'm linked.
Yes.
So I can't be destroyed by card effect.
It's very frustrating matchup because that always kind of felt like you're finding loopholes within the Sky Striker play. This game.
And Sky Striker always felt like they were untouchable. And using Long Gearsu, I can send a link card to the graveyard if I remember correctly. Or maybe I just punch through. I don't really remember. I didn't punch through because you got 800, but
you did send the Shizuku to grave. Which is disappointing because I didn't have Ray in the graveyard.
You didn't have Ray in the grave because you had to use Hornet Drones.
Couldn't bring anything back.
So now I've got the Ding Gearsu on the field for a bit of protection. I've got Long Gearsu. I've got Crescendo set. I'm feeling in a good spot. You can't hold Sky Striker down because they will just come back. But I'm feeling comfortable because you're clearly unhappy with your hand.
Very, very unhappy. There's nothing I could summon to attempt to make plays. So you're in a really good spot here as you go into
Brass Bombard. Which I think it dawned on me how good of a grind deck Orcus are at this point if they're keeping up so well. Activate the Harpora once again every turn. Going into the Nightmare. Or am I picky? Yep, going to the Gearsu. Pitching the Nightmare. So I have 2 Nightmares in grave for next time.
You're just looking you're a hot boy right now.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I can't link summon. So I just have to try and punch through.
Activate the
Widow Anchor, which gets crescendoed, and then you scoop.
Yeah, there's not much I can do. So, very, very frustrating. You just very outclassed that felt despite me playing arguably a much better archetype.
Yes, way better. But you also did have a rough hand. You didn't start Ray. You didn't get the slight misplay or just unfortunate with the engage.
I don't think I played it to its strengths either. I think it was a way early Widow Anchor. Probably should have waited. So hopefully I can bounce back. We definitely need to win game 2 and game 3. Otherwise Sky Striker is out of the tournament, which has been one of my strongest decks since
day one.
Yeah, since day one.
Since Dark Saviors.
And Orcus were never meant to be this crazy. So I do mulligan.
The Ugly Duckling.
And I'm going second.
Yes, I Darkwood Dealings. You pitch the Metal Foes, which is perfect for you.
Perfect.
I go into Armageddon Knight, which will allow me to pitch the Harpora, activate the Harpora, special summon me the Gearsu, which will pitch me. I think I go into the Skeleton Man, Simple Skeleton.
Skeleton
Man. Simple Skeleton and Brass Bombard in the grave. I activate the
Iron Stats.
I always forget the name, so when you summon, I get to pitch one, which, God, that's so good for this deck.
It just lets you set up despite not being your turn.
Exactly. Then Galatea, shuffling and Harpora to set a crescendo. Not the most interruptions, but I remember...
Crescendo's still good.
Right?
It's an Omni-Negate that gets banished, which is the key.
Exactly. I activate Simple Skeleton, special summon Brass Bombard, and then I will go into Long Gearsu, which is good. And then I'm just thinking, what do I do?
I mean, I'm stressing at this point because having
2
to
set
win
and a Long
2 in a
Gearsu.
row after being demolished in game 1.
True.
Not a good feeling. So what do I do here? Can't afford to misplay. I do need to. I'm aware of a crescendo. There's always going to be a crescendo, so I need to make sure that what I'm playing is played at the correct time.
Correctly. And I'm aware of you're aware that I shotgun cards now, so I'm holding off a little bit more. I'm trying to make you waste cards.
Activate the Shark Cannon to go ahead and banish Gearsu. Most likely just to get another spell in the grave. Go ahead and activate Raigeki, gets banished.
Crescendo.
It prevents it from being in the grave, which is frustrating. Activate the Eroder. So I just want it as at least 3 spells in the grave. So you're forcing my hand a little bit by banishing the Raigeki. But now I do have 3.
Jamming Waves.
Which will destroy the set card on the field. Because I have 3 spells, I get to destroy a monster as well. So I'll get to destroy your Face Down and Long Gearsu.
And it was the warning point. Which doesn't actually matter too much to Sky Striker. but still, like, the fact you're able to completely clear my board. You get the summon.
Yep. So
I don't
activated
remember the Iron
photos.
Sats. Now I remember Iron Sats.
There's the Iron Sats. So go into Hiarte, going to punch for 1500, which will pitch most likely the Engage, to then Kagari into the Engage, to then get me a Search and a Draw, which is immensely powerful. It's like you've never seen Kagari before.
I know, right? Honestly, probably never read Orifex. So... I don't remember what I was searching for with text-wise, but you always joke about that I've never seen your cards before, but you read my cards often, so, especially Adamancipator. So
and in the tournament as well, it's always important. Read your cards, people.
Yeah, read your cards, people.
Yeah.
It happens. You've done your little dance. You've got 2 set. One of them is 100% a Widow Anchor. Probably that one's probably an Afterburners. I'm feeling kind of rough. Oh yes,
the Ghost Ogre.
The one hand trap in this deck, one of the 3 hand traps in the tournament,
which does bring out Ray though,
yes.
So I can still link summon during your turn and potentially get a Kagari effect or whatever.
I was top decking, but doesn't matter because Heart Power is in the grave, which will special summon me. If I'm smart here, I'll do Gearsu.
That's the most frustrating thing about going against Orcust is as long as you've got monsters in the grave, you can always make a play.
Exactly, Gearsu, which will pitch me another one.
Very
if you chain. You'll activate the quick effect
to go into Kagari to get me engaged.
Yeah. It's just a setup because... And I'm wondering at this point when you're going to Widow Anchor.
Yeah, and I think I've learnt not to do it too early, or maybe I haven't learnt. I honestly can't remember, but we'll see how I go.
Exactly.
So
activate
you do
Symbol Skeleton to
special summon a
special
Longearsu.
summon Longearsu, which is crazy that I can just special summon Longearsu and you solemn it. Broke my heart because I was going to send Kagari, like, you're out of here. But the Solemn's very good. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still going to play. Activate Nightmare, giving Gearsu more attack, pitching Whirlwind. Then I'm going to activate Whirlwind to special summon. Who do I do? Heart Horror, just to try and recycle him as much as I can. Link 2 for Galatea. Activate Galatea's effect.
And she will set one.
Not right away. I'm doing my little dance. Oh no, I do Galatea.
So much resources you can use. It's insane.
It's honestly insane. And everybody's how good it is. They're the Widow Anchor, which is a really smart Widow Anchor then.
So I've learnt, people, not to shotgun it.
Don't shotgun it, especially against Orcust, because it's all about my graveyard more so.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, okay, how do I play?
So now it's end phase. You get Galatea back. So now I've got to try and make a play. Sky Strikers struggle at closing games. Currently, activate the Raigeki. Just get rid of the Galatea. Don't want to deal with it. But they struggle a bit until linkage is out in the TCG. They don't really have a way to punch for too much, especially running it pure.
But soon.
Yeah, later this year, they're going to get a big upgrade, especially with Hamp. Go into the Kana, go into the Kagari. Kagari's going to get the Engage, going to activate the Engage right away. Going to search me a Widow Anchor. And then draw a card, which is just amazing for this archetype.
Incredible. I still think Engage is the most broken card in NBA history, Yu-Gi-Oh history. It's just insane. Like, they're the only archetype with an Engage. Where's Orcust Engage? Where's Traptrix Engage?
So the reason why I went to Kana before is because I had a Pot of Avarice in hand. I just want to load them up to get the draw too. So I've had so many draws this turn, counting the number of spells to see how much attack Kagari's getting.
26.
26.
Now you're in a good spot here, right? 3 set. Going to Shizuku.
You get the Iron Sats.
Which again, just
I'm
load up
going
my
to search the
graveyard.
multi-roll, which I probably should have got sooner, in all honesty. I don't know why I left it so late. But, you know, there it is. If I activate the multi-roll, he can't activate Crescendo. So
I'm in a rough spot here. I've got 1 card in my hand, but I do have cards in graveyard, so I can still play, but I'm not feeling great. Activate Heart Power, especially something like Gearsu, which will pitch 1, unless you Solemn.
Yep. And I feel like a Solemn there is good. You don't have too much hand advantage. You don't have the Babylon on the field, so you've got to do everything in your turn. Babel, sorry, not
Babylon.
Babylon. Babel, baby bell cheese.
But I'm just trying to continue here, but I
Widow Anchor, the long
just going through all my resources, and you just stop me at the real correct points. Look at my banish, wondering what's happening, and I am just feeling real concerned right now.
I'll tell you what's happening in this store. You're losing. You're losing.
There's no clue. There's no proof.
I'm trying my hardest to win this one, man. I'll tell you right now.
I know. You're scared. You're scared of the orcs.
I'm gonna make sure you lose this one. That's what's going through my head because I can't afford to lose this. Activate the Twin Twisters, get rid of both. The Gozen match.
Was it Gozen match? It was all the Gozen match. It was Gozen match.
Gozen match, yeah, which it doesn't bother me too much.
And I'm taking that out because that has not come into play in any duels we've ever used.
No, yeah, Gozen match at a period of time was very strong, and then it just fell off a map.
Yeah,
and that's
scoop.
Game 3 we go into.
Yeah, I just used too many resources. You realize after game 1, like the correct stopping point. It's not on the gear suit. It's just like a bit later.
And what I tell you, mentally I was saying, you were losing this. You were losing this. There's
Yeah.
no way I was going to let me get swept by Orcus. Playing Sky Strike.
Considering Orcus weren't meant to be here.
Yeah.
They're in my lower bracket. They weren't meant to do too much. So your pride was on the line.
So now you're going first, playing Orcus. They did win game 1. They're very, very strong. Activate, return.
Return to draw 2, which already get to pitch Harp Horror. And I remember thinking, if I draw those 2, I'm in such a good spot.
Yes.
Gearsu, which pitches Nightmare. I've still got like 5 cards in hand, which, again, Dark World Dealings.
And this is where it gets nervous.
Yeah. I didn't like Dark World Dealings in this matchup because you get to pitch a spell, which helps you long term. But the fact that, like, I just go essentially full bonkers here. Galatea recycles Harp Horror, which allowed me to set a Crescendo.
Not getting interrupted.
Not getting interrupted at all. And I'm going to go full big dick swinging. If I'm smart, I'm going to Adamancer play to blow my load game 3.
I mean, now's the time to blow the load.
Right.
Right? And I have to blow mine just as big. We blow in loads in game 3.
Symbol Skeleton to special summon the Nightmare. And I'm just thinking, I'm trying to like guess your next move. I'm expecting 2 interrupts.
Game 3s are like this. Like,
Yeah.
You everything you do has to anticipate the next move, and how you can follow up as well. Imagine on Night comes out.
Imagine on Night.
It's just this. I remember game 3 with Sky. I thought Sky Striker would sweep this matchup.
Honestly, I did too. But Orcus proved to be a really good matchup against Sky Striker.
Yeah, in ways we didn't even realize. You go directly into the long Gearsu, go into the Ding Gearsu, so the Gingy boys are out.
And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I got a bit of protection. I added a second one to it for more protection.
Real good. All right, so now I draw for turn. What can I do? Activate the Twin Twisters, pitching. Get rid of the background. I know it's going to be a Crescendo. I don't want to deal with a Crescendo. You
banish it to stop you getting the extra spell on the grave.
100% the right play to do. Activate the engage to search the Widow Anchor to try and get around most likely Dingirsu. I would assume
because it wouldn't. Yeah, protection from destruction. But Widow Anchor really just dodges that.
Yeah, 100%. Normal summon the Ray, go into the Gari, get engage back, activate the Widow Anchor to take Dingirsu, then link them off.
Broke my heart.
To go into Zeke.
Yeah.
It requires at least 1 Sky Striker monster. Now I've got 3 spells engraved. Search another Widow Anchor and I will get to draw. So I'm feeling really good right now, in 100%. All honesty.
Because you cleared my protection man easily.
Yeah, your protection man.
Right, there's literally always there to do. Is when he's summoned, he's supposed to get rid of one, and then the second Widow Anchor. Yeah. So
Widow Anchor, not Zeke, will destroy.
Destroy. I don't remember Zeke's
Sorry, there was a can't destroy long Gearsu, so there were misplays there, so we rewind it a bit. Can't do the ideal play. Go into the Kane, activate Kane's effect. Long Gearsu can't attack to the end of the next turn. Just to make sure I don't take any unnecessary damage. Go into Hayate. Punch for 1500. Hayate will pitch. Now I've already gone into the Kagari this turn, so I can't bring her back out. So it looks like is destroyed. Go into the Ray from the graveyard. That will link off to the Shizuku. It's all I've got left. And then activate the Pot of Avarice. Now, this was the risky play.
Yes.
Because I shuffle in the Ray, which means now if my monsters are destroyed, Ray doesn't come back.
Exactly. It was high risk, high reward.
Yeah, I really thought the draw 2 would pay off, and fingers crossed it did.
I did get a quick peek of your hand. You had another Pot of Avarice.
Pot of Avarice. So maybe that's why I shotgunned it. Just needed to get rid of it.
Look, high risk, high reward. But for a deck like Sky Striker where you can't close, you need to stay ahead.
Yes.
And for a deck like Orcus, I can always grind back in. Activate the Symbol Skeleton to special summon the Galatea from the graveyard. Activate Galatea's effect, shuffling in 1 to set 1. And you chain the Solemn.
Yep.
So I'll get rid of the Galatea. Doesn't bother me too much because, again, all I used was 1 resource to get out of Link 2. I know some of the Gearsu, pitching the Heart Horror, and I'm going full hammers
And
here.
you forced my hand. I don't want you to set a crescendo, so...
Activate the Widow Anchor, stealing long Gearsu.
But I still don't feel... I feel like you've still got so much to go.
I've got Harp Horror in the graveyard, right?
And you've
I've
not
got
normal
World
summon,
Wand,
right?
Activate World Wand's effect. Setting that, pitching that, getting out Nightmare. And I'm just feeling good.
I don't feel like I can do anything at this point. You've got through the Solemn Strike, you've got through the Widow Anchor, and you've still...
Still going. Activate
Crazy.
World Wand, getting Brass Bombard on the field. And then I've got 3. And I'm trying to... in my head, I'm trying to push for 4, so I activate Orcus,
search from
Orcus Crescendo, which gives me a search. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I grab another Gearsu just for next turn because it's a Grindle.
This was the moment it hit me, and I think it probably hit you as well, where it's like, Orcus are so much better than we give them credit for.
Yes, Orcus are so much better than we give them credit for. And it's just an issue of like, I haven't had the golden ratio, I haven't been piling them correctly, I haven't had the right matchups. But when they shine, boy, do they shine.
100%. They gave me trouble, despite not being the best matchup for Sky Striker. I still was very confident going into this, and this moment playing through 2 heavy interruptions.
Yeah.
Because Widow Wank is not only a negate, it takes away a resource, and you're playing like it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Because of all the resources you've got in your graveyard and the banish. You go directly into the long Gearsu, hard
activate
link,
Brass Bombard, special summoning from hand, and then going into 4 for Orchestrion.
and that's your boss monster.
And that's my big boss. He doesn't have any protection, but he can shuffle 3... I think it's 3 from the banish, and then all your monster effects negated, and their attack is 0.
It's so harsh, man. So harsh.
And then I attack the Shizuku.
And I don't have a Ray to come
And you
back.
don't have a Ray to come back. Because in your mind...
That's my moment I realized.
You fucked up.
Shit, I don't have Ray.
But 2 heavy interrupts, and I managed to play through them and get my boss.
I thought I'd be okay with those 2 heavy interruptions.
Right? And you can glide by them to next turn. You get the Hornet Drones, but you're still not sitting pretty because there's no Ray.
I know. No Ray in the grave is actually a huge deal, and I learnt that this time. I will get the engage, go into a Widow Anchor, and I will get to draw as well. Oh boy. Now it's stressful not having the Ray in grave. I have to make sure I move with purpose. And what I'm doing is the most efficient way of doing it. Go into the Widow Anchor, get rid of the Orchestrion, linking into Zeke. Zeke's been pivotal in this set.
Just a good way to out my boys.
Activate the Afterburners.
Cleared my board.
Get rid of the Long Gearsu.
Cleared, because I have no protection, right? Because Long Gearsu wasn't linked at that point.
So, full cleared board. I'm feeling a little bit better. Punch for 1500 with the Hayate. Go into the Shizuku. And then I will just check in grave to see what I have in there, because I can't search one that exists in grave. Activate Kana, then go into the Shizuku. Activate the Pot of Avarice. Shuffle.
Hoping to get a Ray.
Hoping.
Praying to get a
Hoping
Ray.
to Lord I get the Ray.
But you're still in such a good spot. You're still in such a good spot. You got the Jamming Waves. I've got 2 cards in my hand, and I drew the Upstart. So I've still got 2 cards. MST.
The MST.
Pop in
on
the
the
back
Shark
row.
Cannon.
So I'm like, cool, what do I have in my graveyard? Because I need to go. I go into the Symbol Skeleton, special summon the Orchestrion from
And
grave.
This was the misplay I made. So the MST, I could have chained the Shark Cannon.
Go
I
with
chose not to, because I wasn't sure if the good idea was to banish. I should have banished Orchestrion.
You should have banished Orchestrion. But now you know.
Yeah.
And now I can just keep going. I've got a big boy on the field, and I can just combo into whatever, because all I need to do is just get past this Shizuku this turn, and you're dead.
And I have no Ray in grave.
No Ray in the grave. So if I can get something on the board, and at this point I'm just thinking, I just need bodies.
Yeah. This was so rough for me to realize that I should have chained the Shark Cannon.
Yeah.
I
I
really
didn't even realize at that point you should have changed Shark Cannon. But now watching back, that was such a moment.
My mind was really, I don't want to banish to give you more resources, but then it's still resources no matter what.
And at this point I'm thinking, can I go for game? Do I keep going? Do I have enough here? And then I'm like, it's game. That's game.
That's the
That's
set.
game.
Sky Striker eliminated. That is the biggest upset of the tournament so far. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to provide another upset of my own.
Another
Dynamorphia.
spicy game. We've got Dynamorphia versus my best deck, Live Twin.
Live Twin. But this was a very long set. That's all I'm going to say about the set. No spoilers.
2 grind decks, 2 control decks. Yours is heavy trap control. Mine is like stunning and dancing with my cards.
A lot of dancing.
A lot of
with Live
dancing,
Twin, yeah,
back and
for
forth,
sure.
in and out, and it's just 2 very unique decks going head to head.
So I normal summon the Diplos to start the set off, pitching the Reversion just to simply help with an instance of damage. Why not? It's a dead card right now. Set 4, and then pass turn.
And you be feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. MST to chain the Domain, to pitch the Therizia and Diplos to go directly into the Ketragina. So I'm feeling good. She's already out.
I hit the right one because I did force it out early, but then you've just got Frenzy. So at this point, I'm feeling nervous. I normal summon the Leelas. It's all off the trigger. Rexstrom. I get the special summon from deck.
And I feel good here because I've still got the Ketragina quick effect. I haven't had to use it.
Absolutely. You've still got that as a backup. And I'm just thinking, how do I dance around Rexstrom? I can't not make plays, but I just have to go into Leela, which will special summon a Kisakil from Graveyard. And we're just thinking, you chain Rexstrom, its effects are negated.
Trying to make sure I get the correct negate at the right time. So with negating the quick effect to not being able to special summon, I feel like I've got you in a good spot.
Yeah, that was definitely like a funnel point, a good choke point. If you're ever going up against Live Twin, that's really good choke point. That or the normal. No, even not the normal summon, because I can typically play around that. But that's such a good choke point.
Yeah. And as you pointing at my cards to
Yeah.
clarify, they are in fact cardboard cards.
They are real. Is that Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that Konami? And I just have to pass. And I'm feeling nervous.
Felt really good about that negate. So I'm going to pay half my life points, activate Ketragina's effect. Now you do have a quick effect as well.
To special summon me a Kisakil from Grave.
So I'm banishing the Frenzy to use the effect of Frenzy to attempt to fusion summon again, which will be, I would assume,
the little pterodactyl.
yes, the pterodactyl, Stealth Bergia.
Stealth
now I don't have to
Bergia.
pay life points.
And then you just go straight in, hitting, and I'm just 500.
Just like that.
Not feeling good. I hit you with the Gek.
The Gex. Do I have a Dynamorphia Sonic? I don't. But they all float. Every single one of them float.
That's stupid.
It's so good.
It's so wild that they all float.
Yeah. So they're essentially going to get me some of them back, which is really good. So the Ketragina comes back. Therizia is going to set a Dynamorphia trap. Diplos will pitch one.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah. Fantastic.
You're in a just as good of a spot essentially.
Yeah, so I'm still feeling good, even though it sucks I don't have Rexstrom on the field right now. Do activate the anti-spell.
Which does hurt me.
Yep.
Because I do run a good amount of spells in this. I normal summon the Kisakil, which will special summon me a Leela from the deck.
I remember thinking I should have activated that in the
scooped.
standby.
And it didn't matter at this point.
Yeah, it didn't matter. You did scoops. That's game one.
Game one.
You're arguably your best deck, Live Twin. The most consistent deck.
Boy, yeah, by far most consistent deck I've ever had. I was so nervous. Like, because you just got out on such a strong start, and I just couldn't play.
It felt like revenge for Sky Strike. It's the revenge tour.
Yeah,
for
you were so motivated after losing Sky Striker. You were gutted, beaten, but motivated. You're like, I can't lose.
But
So
I was worried.
you were worried because it's some of our best decks. So Kisakil into the Halloween Leela. And I'm going to link for Eevee Twin Kisakil, which spells me a Leela. And then I'll link for 2 for Leela, which special summon me an Eevee Twin Kisakil, which will then give me a draw. And then I can see I've got 2 of the field spell in my hand. I'm just like, fuck, okay. Link 4, set 1, set 2, activate the field spell, which will allow me to recur and keep going, which I needed that. And then it allows me to shuffle 1 back into the deck. So I'm just thinking, this is going to be a long duel regardless.
Yes.
And you did that. I MST'd.
Which was frustrating.
Double MST, so I get 3 pops here. And then I'm thinking, those 3.
And I can't activate anything.
Yeah.
Solemn Judgment, the Hope for Return, and something else. Really good 3 pops. But I do have the Domain. No, that's
Trap Trick.
That's Trap Chick, which is just the Frenzy.
Which is just a frenzy. And I'm like, fuck's sake. I was like, fuck, I didn't hit the right ones. And I activate Trouble Sunny, sending me Eevee Twin Leela so I can send 1 card.
Send the other
A
Trap Trick.
Trick. And I'm like, I've cleared 6 cards. Like, leave me alone. Like, I've cleared everything. And I'm still not sitting 100% pretty. Like, I'm still feeling kind of nervous.
I remember this interaction. This was hilarious. Because you weren't hitting the cards you wanted to hit.
I was not hitting anything I wanted. I got rid of 4 cards. And I didn't hit any of the cards I wanted.
Oh, that was so funny.
Um,
So I've still got the Frenzy set ready to go at any moment. And I think this is you just ranting about not
hitting what I want.
cards.
Yeah. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm just thinking, how much do I punch for? What do I do? What's my play? I don't have the best hand. I think I just enter the battle phase and try and attack. Oh,
do
there it is.
the Frenzy, pitching the Therizia and Stealth Bergia to go right into the Ketragina. Activate Ketragina's quick effect, banishing the Frenzy to do the Diplos, and a copy of Rexterm to go into Rexterm. So now I've got essentially my full board in terms of monsters. Full board.
And all that off of nothing, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well.
Because you didn't hit the right card.
I didn't hit the right cards. Yep. It's, what was it, magical hats? Magic hats? Or is it?
Magical hats for Dark Magician?
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like, I just had to hit the right hat, and I missed it.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, shit.
And your pops have already gone off.
My pops have gone off.
Ones, so you're going to
do the dance. Because I'm
But,
pretty sure you activate a Rexstrom.
yeah.
Oh no! I'm no, it wasn't at this point. Maybe it was, but I go into Evil Twins, Kisako, and Leela. Because at this point I'm on 44. Yeah, because you'd already done you on a gate.
Yep.
And we'll just work out timings here.
Yeah. So I did think I shotgunned something too early with quick effects. If you've got a negate, leave it to the last moment. Do not shotgun it. And I think that's potentially what I may have done. Rexstone being brand new, I really need to get his timing down.
And I think at this point you were like, you can just dance around my negates because my boys and girls, girls leave the field and come back a lot. It's a lot of dancing.
Yeah, so this is you were about to essentially just get rid of everything there. So I had to domain to go into the Stealth Bergia to make sure that I don't take, I don't get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it looked like a weird play, but I was going to lose if I didn't do that.
Yeah.
That was my only course of action was to set up defense.
Because even between Kisako and Lila, it makes you go down to like 2 cards.
Yes.
So it was just a clear.
Just chained it into
And then
that.
I got in the evil. I got in one of the Halloween Leela just to have another body on the field. I was like trying to make you go through as many resources because I could kill with 500.
Yeah. So Bergia will float into Therizia. Therizia will set a Dynamorphia trap from the deck. It looked like that may have been a Frenzy, which would be the 3rd copy. No, it looks like I'm going to do something else. And I don't want to show the camera.
You don't want to show the camera. You absolutely refuse.
No, it's a surprise. So Therizia will float, banishing the trap trick to go into the Diplos. Diplos will then pitch, which should be a counter trap. Let's hope I'm smart enough. It is the reversion.
It is a reversion. I remember just got so sick of seeing Diplos. 3's your Diplos, 3's your Diplos, 3's your Diplos. You're going to see a lot of Diplos in this set.
Yeah. Activate the domain, the trap card that can be activated during my turn. Going to pitch the Therizia and Diplos to then fusion summon the Ketragina. So I'm feeling a little bit better, but I still don't have
Warning
back row
point,
right now.
baby!
I will quick effect the Ketragina because it is quick effect. Banish the domain to fusion summon using Diplos and Ketragina because it hasn't resolved yet going into the Rexterm. So that is the way out of Warning Point.
Yeah, and now I'm feeling frustrated, annoyed, and sad. You're down to 60 life points, but that doesn't really matter for you as long as you manage your graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling great.
There was a frustrating interaction which I was wholeheartedly unaware of. So I'm activating Rexterm to punch everything down to 63. We need to do some math because of how much life points you're actually going to take.
Yes.
But there's an interesting interaction here where if something you control is destroyed or something, I lose attack equal to the amount of damage I've done.
Yes, which is with the Halloween Leela.
And I accidentally didn't realize that punched with Rexterm was down to essentially
nothing.
Yeah.
So he's like, 36 attack or something.
I really, really messed up there. I'm not playing Dynamorphia as well as I should.
To be fair, I had never needed to use that effect at that point. It was a one you've never really seen. I managed to get the Sunny Snitch to give me a search. Or is that Trouble Sunny? I don't know. It's the spell card that gives me a search. I always get between Sunny Snitch and Trouble Sunny. I shouldn't because it's my deck, but it is what it is. At this point, I'm just, how do I dance around this?
The life points look so wrong right now.
They look awful with your cat's face behind it. And if you're wondering what the background to the life point counter is, it's Josh's cat Nori.
Yeah. She needed to grace us in this tournament.
Yeah, blessed. So I get the special
Oh,
summon off Leela.
There you go. You're going to go ahead and do the other one.
The other one. I was just like, I need to manage this a bit differently. Just in case you do pop one. Slower Swallow, my favorite card. It goes off to the side and it gets extra draw during my next draw phase. It goes off to the side, otherwise we will forget.
It is a delayed upstart without the cost.
Yeah, essentially.
Go ahead and activate the Ferret Flames.
God, Ferret Flames is a heartbreaker.
I have 63 life points. Bounce all your shit.
Yeah, they're going. They're going.
I love Ferret Flames. It's the perfect tech card. It's getting reprinted.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
Higher rarity?
No, one of the structure decks, I believe.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Is it old? Was it expensive?
I had to order that from Canada.
So yes. It's like some of the weather painter cards. Like I had to order it from the UK.
Yeah, some cards just aren't obtainable despite being common.
Shout out to Australia. I remember being in such a pickle because Ferret Flames is a board wipe.
Yeah,
It's
always is.
It's so good. So
very, very good. So
you've
I
essentially
need to-
got 2 little attack monsters.
Yes.
So I'm not scared about you punching for game, even though I should be with Rexstrom.
Yeah. I
Circumstances.
was really not feeling good. 1500 with the Diplos, and then
63
63
with the Rexstrom. And I got my second draw, do a slow swallow.
Oh my goddamn. idiot.
Activate the Trouble Sunny, sending Evil Twins Kiseko and Leela to... Which one am I going to send? Which am I going to send?
You're doing some big brain stuff now. That is, I could have won the set if I knew who to attack with first.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating thing about this game is I
Could've
played
set the set.
myself.
Yeah. And then I sent the Rexstrom because he was set, not destroyed. And I did the secret password, which gives me the search, which would give me another Sunny Snitch on the board. So at this point, as long as I get an Evil Twin out, you take damage on summons. I got my searches. You don't have your negate. I'm thinking, okay, if I need to go, I need to go right now.
This is prime opportunity. I got no set cards, no interaction beside a float from Diplos if you do manage to get rid of him. Just a frustrating experience overall. You got 3 monsters on board. You can do so much. You're going to link off into you're going to use
Evil
2 of
Twin
them.
Leela.
So-
And then I'm going to activate Leela's quick effect, especially send me a Kisa kill. Should be that.
And it's just,
You scoop.
nothing.
You scoop because
nothing I
you
could
knew
do.
at that point like it was just going to be game.
So game 3, once again, a lot of game 3s this tournament. Very rarely do we see sweeps.
Yes.
And
The
this
first
is-
main Misplay tournament, there's been more game 3s than ever.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And this is like I say it all the time, but game 3s is where it's stressful, and especially going against Live Twin. You're ahead in this tournament so far. You're looking really, really good.
I took out Sky Striker. I'm looking to take out Dinomorphia here.
My goal right now is to get rid of Live Twin, and then it kind of evens out who's going to potentially win the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal for me. Therizia, normal summon, and then literally set the entire...
And I'm terrified. Activate Sony Search, give me a search, but I'm not feeling great.
There's me flipping up my cards.
Searching me Christmas Kisa kill. And I think you're just asking me about card effects at this point.
Yeah, I was trying to, I think, understand the choke point. Like, I'm always trying to understand Live Twin. There is a specific choke point. It feels like they potentially have 2, but trying to get it at the right point is always difficult for me to understand because your boy's a bit dumb.
Look, it's there's a decks. We play a lot of decks. We do a lot of duels, a lot of decks.
We didn't even remember some of the sleeves.
Yeah, exactly. And you get rid of my Leela. I was able to special summon the other one from hand because I already controlled a Kisa kill.
Yeah.
And then you go into the Frenzy.
Yeah, the Frenzy. I was not expecting you to special summon another from hand.
Yeah.
So I thought I had the choke point, but you'll manage to play through it. But I do manage to get the Ketragena. Activate, I would be smart to activate the Ketragena to go into the Rex term. But maybe I'm waiting for you to get your pops, potentially.
Maybe.
Or maybe I am just really dumb.
There you go, Ketragena.
She's going to use the effect of Brute, which is going to destroy both of them, and Ketragena will float. You do get the quick effect because I don't negate,
Yep.
but it'll bring back Therizia. Therizia will set.
I remember at this point thinking I just need a body on the field.
So you do have something. I don't have Rexsturm on the field, so you've kept him off, which is pretty good. But I really tried to shoot for those choke points in Live Twin.
And you did it, right? You essentially stopped my turn. I attacked because you got like 0 defense.
Yeah, I didn't have a counter trap engraved, so I couldn't afford to take damage if I didn't need to. So that's why I put it in defense by only having 1,000.
Get ready to see a lot of defense Diplos.
Yeah, the Diplo Shuffle.
The Diplos Shuffle.
God, that sounds like something you'd see at an EDM festival.
Yeah, 100%. And then you got the Brute to destroy.
Yep. So that's
Going
going to
to
Therizia
Therizia.
and the warning point. That's so frustrating.
Get ready to see a lot of warning points, a lot of Diploses.
But I will Sonic
Yes.
to negate the warning point, destroy Therizia. Therizia will float into the Diplos. But no, it doesn't look like I have another trap that I want to banish, so I'm keeping him there. I've got nothing there, but I will activate the trap trick.
Yeah.
There
was literally the worst one I could have hit.
It really is.
And it's breaking my heart.
To send a frenzy. So
I normal summon the other Christmas keys to kill. You activate the frenzy.
Yep. And this is going to go right into the Ketra, to the Rexsturm. Hard into the
Go
Rexsturm.
hard Rexy.
Heck yeah.
At this point, I'm terrified.
And you activate the warning point.
Quick cut because the camera died.
Activate the reversion to banish Sonic, and then I'll have to destroy a Dynamorphia monster I control, which will be the Rexsturm, but he will float, and I believe he can float into the Ketragena.
Ketragena, yeah.
So I've still got a quick effect for an interruption.
I'm still feeling frustrated at this point. Still, like, I've got no back row. I've got two essentially not that great monsters on the field. And I'm just nervous, right? Because you've got now Rexsturm and Ketragena.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about myself right now.
For able twin keys to kill. And then, okay, I don't want to activate a quick effect.
I've still got Rexsturm's quick effect, but only 32 life points.
Activate.
I activate the Rexsturm
Yeah.
to negate the effect.
negate
I've
the
timed
effect.
it correctly this time.
did.
Doesn't feel like there's a lot you can do, but you're still on 8100.
Not like when you've got so much attack, that's like you could do that in one turn. And I just have to pass. You set.
Now I should ideally go into the battle phase and really just try and punch for as much damage as possible, because the longer I'm on low life points, the deadlier it is. Activate. You attempted a quick effect. I'm going to chain the Rexsturm. So I'm on 8 life points, and I don't believe here you get the special summon, unless I'm calling it correctly.
No, you did Rexsturm first, and I chained off that.
Yeah, that was the misplay.
Yeah, you should have just waited, and then I got the pop.
I do get the Therizia. Therizia will set a Dynamorphia trap. I'm going through a lot of resources here, but that was frustrating. That was my fault.
Yeah, I remember like I'm dead here because all you have to do is just swing and then wait for me. But you shotgunned it, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, that was that
Nerves.
hurt me.
Nerves.
Like, yeah, it really is a game 3 going against Live Twin. It is all nerves, and I played the timing wrong.
It happens. We got the calculator in the background because maths.
Yes.
It's like 1928 or some bullshit. And you're down to 4. And at one point, we had to stop and look up a ruling of how low your life points can go. And can you activate a Solomon 1? And you can.
You can. It stays at 1, which is super weird.
And I did a little dance off their quick effects and got a draw. And I needed that draw. And I'm 5, 6, 0, 8 life points.
This is so weird.
And I remember I used the Halloween Halloween Leela. So one of your monsters had nothing attack. At this point, I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? Activate that, which you're going to
the anti-spell,
which
why
is
not?
so good against this deck. And I get the pop.
Therizia will banish the trap trick to go into the
Defense
Diplos.
Diplos, right?
Yes.
The Diplos shuffle. You're going to see a lot of that in this duel. If you thought you've seen a lot, you're going to see a lot more. I special summon the key skill from hand. Then I link... No, I special summon the Evil Twins key skill, which will make you go down to 2.
And that was
Or make you
heartbreaking.
go down to 3. Yeah, 2.
Two. I'm trying to decide. I get rid of the anti-spell.
Perfect. And I'm on 44 at this point. I get the normal summon. And I'm thinking, can I close this? I need 1 attack to close it.
Yeah. Now I do have, I believe, some counter traps in the grave, so I'm okay for a little bit. Looks like I will float into the Therizia. She will have 2,000 attack now, and she will get to set a Dynamorphia trap. But I'm running low on resources, so the right card to set I may not actually have or be able to use. I will activate, looks like a counter trap.
It was
reversion to prevent damage.
Prevent damage.
Because I didn't want one of your small ones to be able to punch over if I set it in defense, so I did it in attack.
And then another counter trap.
So only on 4 life points, so anyone would be able to swing the game. But very, very frustrating that I misplayed with the Rexsturm, putting you in the lead in this game quite comfortably.
And then I was able to do my little dance and go into my link 4 so I can get an interrupt, and I don't have to worry about like Evil Twins Kisko is only good on my turn. In your turn, it's just a dead beater. So definitely the right play here. Oh, the domain.
Activate the domain. I really need to get something going. I need to make sure I've got the resources in the deck. I really don't have much at this point. I haven't been keeping track, but there we go. I do have the 2 out of the Therizia and the Diplos go into the Ketragena.
But she's on 3,000.
And now we're looking up
She's on so
rulings.
much attack. Yes.
because it's really important, because this is something we've never had to deal with before, is can you activate half life points on one?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of decks that can take Dynamorphia this long.
Yes.
And
You guys have seen the other Dynamorphia duels. They're just like, done.
yeah,
Done.
yeah. And maybe this would have been done soon if I didn't freaking misplay so hard.
A bunch. Yeah, this is the one where you misplayed the most.
But it's what I like about these tournaments, because we always say, you know, a certain tournament may break our meta specifically, but it is, you got to pilot it properly.
Exactly.
And I've not been piloting Dynamorphia correctly in this set, which is very disappointing to see.
And I feel like I piloted Live Twin perfectly in this set.
So you did quick effect the Trouble Sunny or whatever it was to float into those two.
Yep, and I get a pop and a draw.
Yes. So I'm just trying to see if I quick effect. So I haven't quick effected yet. It looks like I'm just going to let it
Katrina
destroy
with Thresia.
to go into Thrizia to set. I don't think that was the right play. I'll be honest with you. There's probably something I could have quick effect and used from the graveyard. There was so much in the graveyard. Because I'm running low on resources. I don't need to set more.
You were feeling the pressure, especially after Sky Striker, and you were getting nervous and you were just misplaying. I feel like if Sky Striker won the set before this, you wouldn't have misplayed as much.
No, probably not.
Keep in mind, this was also getting to like 6 p.m.
Yeah, we started at
8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m. and it was getting almost 12 hours in.
Yeah, no, this is probably later than 6. Yeah, this is probably hitting near 12 hours.
Yeah.
And so we're just feeling tired. We're feeling stressed. I wasn't feeling stressed at this point after taking out Sky Strike. I was on cloud 9.
Activate the Titanocyder to negate the effects, and its attack becomes 0 permanently. It is a dead card now. Well-timed Titanocyder, so I was feeling a little bit better.
Fun little tech card.
But you do link it off for another hard link.
For a Leela. And then I get to normal summon the Leela from hand,
which allows you to potentially keep going into your plays.
If I think both of my Kisa kills are in the graveyard.
Yeah, which I don't know. It's been such a long set.
Yeah, especially some of the key skill, which give me a draw.
I think this is one of our longest sets.
I think this is the longest set we've ever had.
So there's a lot going on, and tournaments like this are a battle of endurance. When it's just us two playing 8 decks each,
yeah,
it's a lot.
And then I get the Trouble Center, which gives me the draw, but
I'll do the Sonic because I don't want you searching.
Yeah.
So we'll destroy the Thrizia,
and
will float.
With Trouble Sunny, if you were to summon, that would have been the bit of burn damage.
Would have been
which
game.
Could have been game, right? At any point. And again, defense Diplo, so Diplo shuffle.
Yeah, so Diplos has been saving me for quite a bit. You do bring her out again. I will Solemn Judgment.
Again, just any resources I can go through.
Yeah, it's it's a lot, man.
Swallow.
Trying to keep you from Live Twin is so slippery. That's the word I use to describe Live Twin. They're slippery. They're like oiled up people on the dance floor. That's what it feels like. Live Twin. They're just so damn slippery. They're constantly doing a dance.
I'm a big oil man.
And
now I've got Key Skill and Leela, where if you want to attack, you must pay life points, and I get life points. I've got Trouble Sunny. I'm just looking to if you do an action, I lose. You lose. Yeah. This is the way I've tried to set this up, where if you try to perform an action, you'll lose.
Now I can prevent effect damage for an entire turn by banishing one of my normal Dynamorphia traps. I do hit you with the Ferret Flames. The Ferret Flames, baby.
Bounce some those to the deck.
So now you've got nothing.
And I'm feeling terrified.
And now I'm attacking with 1500.
I remember this exact point. Now this ends up being, spoilers, a weird stat. Oh, the BLS!
BLS. So what happens here, you activate the BLS effect to special summon itself. Now I'm going to activate Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment, to my understanding, only does inherit summons. This isn't an inherit summon. It requires an effect to go off. So I don't believe I legally can stop the BLS with Solemn Judgment. So that's a bit...
potentially a slight misplay, potentially could have changed the outcome. We don't know.
Yeah, but that was, looking back at it, that's the misplay that I can think, you definitely can't do that, as far as I'm aware.
Look, I'm not fussed about it. I do not hold it against you. I'm just in a weird spot where I set Effect Veiler just to stop damage. Now, this was a weird point where the camera kept dying, but we're in a stalemate, and this set was passing.
And I didn't have another Dynamorphia trap to set with Thrizia to bump her up to 2000.
Yeah, and I with the right Gek.
With the Gek.
And
I do Solemn Judgment.
And I Solemn Warning.
No, you Judgment. The Judgment.
Yeah, the Judgment.
Double Judgment in the same chain.
Yep.
Means, what do I do now? I needed one more turn.
Yeah.
to win.
And then you hit me with the Ferret Flames.
Hit you with the Ferret Flames again. I mean, obviously it has more than one attack, so it's going back to the deck.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can draw a monster
Yeah.
and just swing for game.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have another monster in the deck.
Yeah.
I theoretically MST, the Solemn Strike.
Perfect.
Wouldn't have been able to use it anyway. I'm on 1 life point. I
Yeah.
don't have a Stealth Bergier out. Just really stressful. I barely have any cards in the deck. I just need a monster. Activate the HSD to get rid of those two. Don't want to deal with them. Get rid of a Solemn Strike. Beautiful. You can't activate it anyway.
Yeah.
Solemn Strike's absolutely dead right now.
Yeah, absolutely dead. It was more of a thing. And this field spell allows me to recur at the end of the turn.
Yes.
And then I'm like, this is all I needed.
Yep.
And I get the Evil Twins Key Skill and Leela, and you're just drawing and passing. This is such a weird stalemate, considering how back and forth we were fighting to do this, and now I'm forcing you to get rid of them.
Yeah, it is very, very frustrating.
Because I didn't know what you had, I didn't know how you were feeling mentally, and I'm just like, okay, make you go down to 2.
We got this far because I misplayed. That was the
Yes.
frustrating thing. Just a huge misplay led to me being on the back foot with 1 life point and potentially not having any monsters in the deck.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to count. I was really just nervous. I was hoping, praying to Yami Yugi, the anime protagonist.
that one of those 4 cards in your deck was a monster.
Yep. And so far, no. And you need to just summon a monster and swing for game. But I do maybe have Counter Trap in the grave.
And I thankfully got out a monster. I'm like, cool, I can at least pressure you each turn now.
Swing for game.
But you've got so many cards in your graveyard. I know you've got counter traps for
Banish
days.
Sonic. I don't take damage.
Yeah. And then HSD, which you're looking to get rid of my field spell, and the other one. But I've
So
already
I don't want you to keep recurring.
And that was the correct option. And I'm just like, cool, get another one out.
So frustrating. You don't have a lot of monsters in the extra deck though, so I'm also feeling okay.
Yeah.
As long as I've got a monster in the deck.
Yeah. Activate key skill, and you hit me with the
Titanocider.
the second Titanocider.
Titanocider, the second.
Activate the field spell, set 1, and then it's like, cool, that's dead. Activate that during the end phase to recycle.
Just another field spell. Keeps you going. I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really playing against the clock at this point.
Leela special me key skill, which give me a draw.
Oh boy. I was feeling a bit sick. But the Ferret Flame's the third, right?
All you're doing is stalling here, and I'm like, at any point you could draw a monster and win.
That's it. I'm stalling for a monster.
MST, the Solemn, which doesn't matter, it's dead.
Absolutely dead. This was one of the most unique game states, and that's it.
And that's it.
You win the set.
That was a long shake because we're both feeling frustrated. I was happy I won, but like, that was the first ever deck out.
Yeah, exhausted, frustrated, no monster in the deck. If I had one more monster on the deck, I feel like that could have potentially been the set.
And your 2 strongest decks out back to back.
Yes. So now I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm in prime position.
I mulligan there.
And this is Mutant versus Orcust.
Yes.
You're now terrified of Orcust, but Mutant is one of your strongest decks ever. You've already done your mulligan.
But they've never had to do this. So I have 2 decks remaining, I believe.
Yes, and I've got 4 or 5.
You've got 3. Which was Mutant and Virtual World.
Versus Dragon Maid, Orcust, and Live Twin.
Yes. Mutant have to carry a big load right now.
Yes.
So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I do win the dice roll. I do get to go first. I do have to mulligan, unfortunately, but I do get a really good start with MO5 and ST46, allowing me to search Mutant Cry to give me an interruption potentially in your turn. Tribute the Mutant, banish a monster to do Beast to prevent you from a spell, which is really, really good.
Yes.
Going into the Arsenal, banishing a trap to give a monster negate.
Missed.
No, that's Arsenal. Banish the trap for Arsenal.
Gotcha, yeah.
Set 3, I'm feeling pretty good about that one.
It's a very good turn for Mutant. And I'm feeling nervous going into this set of Dark Lord Dealings. Because you were top decking, so
I
it's
just
perfect.
popped it right to the...
And I get rid of the Dark Sacrifice going second. I got Babel. I go into Scrap Recycler. I'm not feeling great but Sacrifice is a starter.
Yep, and I'm going to take warning point.
And that was like, I'm pretty sure that stopped my turn. Deadless Tracks.
Really did. So very well-timed warning point. Now I'm going to draw for turn, activate the Heavy Storm Duster, goes a match. But
I force you to get rid of one of them, but you're still like, you're doing right. And then the bloody, what is that card?
The Mutant Cry, allowing me to fusion summon using monsters from my field, grave, and face-up banner, shuffling them back into the deck.
Doo-doo.
So very, very powerful as a trap. It just allows me to go into either an Omni Negate or a Disruption. It looks like I'm going to go into Synthesis here to allow me to get a pop of a card, and I'm going to, I would say, pop the back row.
Is this a misplay? Because you twin twisters and both my back row.
It doesn't resolve.
Oh yeah, it doesn't resolve.
Yeah. So I'm going to swap them to attack mode.
But you twin twisters and targeted both my back row.
You know what?
Got rid of the one goes in.
Yeah, and I didn't do the pop. So you know what? I'm going to chalk this up too, because I believe this was on a new day.
What do you mean? No, we did everything in the same.
No.
This was after a full day of work. So I had to come over after work.
This was the second day of the tournament because it went on so long.
Yeah.
I won that game easily.
We did a 14-hour session on day one. And then day two, it was after both of us had work, and then you just clean run through me there.
This was the Monday, first day of the work week. Yeah. Misplays on both ends.
Misplays on both ends.
But I do get the W out of that.
You were going to get the W anyway.
So you're going first.
Yeah. And I would be like, oh, look, I'm dancing with my hand. I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set. You never see that with Orcus.
Yeah, and I already done my mulligan. So it's this point, it's game 2. I'm already down 1 against one of your strongest, and I have to set and pass.
Yeah, e-tailing to MO5 to search a mutant monster.
In my head, I kind of knew this duel was done already. Yeah. If that's my turn.
Because I can just very easily, especially opening up an e-telly.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really, really good. So I'm going to search with the ST46. Tribute the MO5 Banish for Mutant Arsenal, which will give me the monster negate. Tribute the ST46 Banish a monster to summon Mutant Beast to give me the spell negate. So I'm looking really good again. So where do I go from here? Do I have a mutant in hand? I do. Special summon a mutant. Tribute that to banish. It could be really anything I want.
It really could be.
So just trying to do the right one. It's going to do a traps for a second arsenal. So I've got 2. I can't use both effects in the same turn, but it does punch for 6,000.
And at this point, I'm like, this is done.
And set for 3. I'm looking really, really good about this. So this could be a potential sweep if you can't get for it. Just taking the 3,000 damage, I should from mutant because it's special summon arsenal.
Banishing Brass Bombard to hopefully go into something. Special summon out the Symbol Skeleton. Normal summoning Scrap Recycler.
So do I do anything to interrupt? That is the question. Looks like I don't.
Scrap Recycler will allow me to pitch one, which I'm pretty sure is going to be Harp Horror. No, the Gearsu. Don't know why I did Gearsu.
Because I believe you could special summon it.
Oh yeah, Monster Reborn. And to then pitch Harp Horror.
Yeah. So I'm trying not to shotgun anything. I don't have any cards in hand, so I have to be mindful of the resources I have on the field because it will be gone potentially permanently by getting banished.
Right.
So I know the Galatea is quite pivotal. She always comes out to start a combo.
Yep.
So fingers crossed, I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Because I want to sweep and I want to make up for what I've lost this tournament and even it out.
Exactly. And then you've chained there off the Galatea's effect.
Yep. So that should banish the Galatea.
I'll still get the cycle in.
Yes. But the banish of the Galatea leaves you 1 monster on field. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
You've got the return.
I did, orchestrate return at this point because Crescendo wasn't going to help me.
Yeah.
And I needed to get ahead here. Activate return, sending Symbol Skeleton to the graveyard to draw 2. Are you going to chain? If you stop that, I was dead.
Yeah.
But that was.
But I don't think I had a way to stop that. Which I don't really have a way to stop. I guess I did have Beast. I did. To negate that, so you actually weren't able to do anything.
And I'm pretty sure at this point I scooped because I'm dead in the water. I got Harp Horror in the grave, and I do that, but
activate the Mutant Cry.
God, so, that's a hard.
And that's going to give me
Ultimus.
Mutant Ultimus, which is the true Omni Negate. I'm feeling really freaking good. Still have a card set on the field. You've got nothing. You've got 1 card in hand.
All my effects have been activated with Gearsu and everything. And I go into Nightmare, into defense, so I'm probably just gonna have to pass.
Yeah, I'm feeling myself right now.
Activate Symbol Skeleton, special summon from the graveyard.
But the fact you've been able to play through all of this in everything I've done this turn is absolutely insane. I've just not been able to see a deck continue to special summon from the grave and link summon and. Despite doing so many interruptions.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so right now it's trying to, I guess, figure out where you go from there, playing through 3 big ones.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, it's activate World 1 to try and special something. I'm hoping to get into Long Gearsu, if I remember correctly.
Double Galley right now.
Double Galley. I remember... do I go straight to Orchestrion? Yeah,
Yes, you
straight to
do.
Orchestrion. At this point, I've got more attack than you, and
I'm on 35.
I'm pretty sure Orchestrion's 35. Maybe it's the same.
No, I don't think Orchestrion's 35, right? Maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
Maybe
but
it
at this
is.
point, I just passed. But I was like, kind of hoping you do your negate so I can do my negate.
Yeah.
I was trying to bait it out, but you sort of knew
I
that.
learned from Rexterm. I learned.
Yeah.
Do not shotgun the negates.
And then he hit me with a new trap, right?
Yeah, this is, I believe, Clash. So
maybe
it's
Clash.
a negate which forces out Orchestrion.
At this point, that's game.
Yeah, that's looks like it's going to be game. I've still got an Omni negate. You're only on 1500.
Game.
That is game. That takes the set. An absolute sweep, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And now we're going down to arguably the old school matchup, the heavy hitters, our two best and most consistent decks, Live Twin Verse.
Versus Virtual World in the Aussie Boomer colors.
Yes, the Boomers, the Boomeroos. And so this is a matchup that was essentially the finale of the last tournament. And guess what? It's pretty much the finale, our two best decks going into this one.
Yeah, so this is going to be crazy. As long as I can get out QB, I can stop you from linking into infinity.
It stops my dancing.
You won the dice.
And I won the dice roll. I get to go first. I want to essentially... QB you can't keep down forever because it can come back the next turn. So it's about me getting rid of QB at the correct times and then doing what I need to then. It's QB and then combo. Because if QB's out, I can't combo. I can't dance. I'm dead in the water. So I have to try and play a specific way.
So you've got your boss monster out. You've got the card that's going to make me pay life points. And all I do is special summon. Hit you with the Pot of Extravagance, shuffling the extra deck right now. I only run 2 QBs, if you guys have seen last set with Virtual World. So I do risk banishing face down both the QBs.
Which would absolutely be in my favor.
Yeah, so I do get to draw the 2, hoping to draw into some good cards, which will help me for the love of God win this tournament.
I see a Dark Ruler no more, and I wonder if you used that first up because I do not remember this set much. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean the Dark Ruler no more. No, it's the Kinlong. So you're going to chain the Trouble Sunny, I believe her name is.
Get the pop in the draw.
Pop the Kinlong, which does work in my favor because then I can banish the Kinlong.
Yeah, that really hurt. Because Kinlong's like, okay, if it's...
Hit you with the Gek, baby. It's been a while since we've seen a well-timed Gek.
I mean, it's been an hour. If you're watching this, it's been an hour. If it's us, it's been a few days. But yeah, the Geki just clearing my board.
Yep.
You get to... You're in a good spot.
Yeah, banishing the Kinlong to search and then discard that does go through. I'm going to search the... Almost got the Hime. I meant to get my Hime.
Yeah.
They look so similar.
Yeah.
So I've got the my Hime and then I will have to discard the Otto Hime, I believe that is. Normal summon. This... I believe wasn't the best hand, so I had to normal summon the Hime to target with the my Hime. The Kinlong would have been ideal because I could have searched a monster to keep comboing.
Yep.
But because I've targeted the my Hime, I won't get to search a monster. It has to be a spell or trap. It will have to be a spell because I've just pitched the
trap.
The Chuche. So it will special summon itself. It does get warning pointed, so I can't use it as material, which is very, very frustrating.
Warning Point came up a lot in this set, I remember.
Really did.
And this is the one where you really hated Warning Point, which is fair. I run 3 of it in this deck.
Yeah, because I all need to do my summons inherently.
Yes.
If I can't do that, I'm really not making plays. So I do get the search with Quailoon.
Yep, Quailoon.
So I'm ideally it does allow me to get certain cards that I need in my hand, but it's just a shame I didn't have it before. It did get destroyed. So was a good destruction, getting rid of the Kinlong. I will activate the Monster Reborn to bring back the Otto Hime. So I have a
You got the
6
triple
and a
Heme
3.
setup.
I've made Hime a 3. A 6, so I can go into Virtual World Phoenix. So it's not a bad monster to go into it. It's not the QB though,
Yes.
which is a bit disappointing. I think I just want to get rid of that because I know I can't play through if you're going to continue to get life points, and I do banish the Trouble Sunny.
That really hurt because that's, Trouble Sunny is such a good card, whether it's on the field or in the graveyard. It still has that banish effect. So I get the 2 draws, Slower Swallow.
And the Gek right back. The Phoenix will activate, allowing me to special summon 2 Virtual World monsters with the same type and attribute.
Yep.
So I'm going to do 2 Roshis here.
Yeah, the Roshi combo. And I was like, oh, god damn it. Because he's got like quite high defense, right? Like
2400.
24. So I was like, oh, god damn it. It takes me actually like a fair bit to hit over high number targets.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought out the Roshi though. I probably could have got some better targets because I can't do much with 2 tuners.
Yeah,
really.
true.
But who knows? It's just
Look,
defense.
it's tuner in the graveyard. They're high defense monsters. You know, Live Twin has a bit of issue with spot removal, so this isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to do my little Live Twin dance because you don't have QB.
Yep, the oil dance.
The oil dance. I don't want to call it the oil dance. Seems kind of weird.
I think it's coined at this point.
If anyone here has played Street Fighter 4, shout out to Hakan, the oil tycoon.
I do activate the Chuche, shuffling in 2 banished virtual world cards into the deck to destroy. I feel like I've got you a good choke point here.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm feeling all right. Banishing the Trouble Sunny last turn made me feel pretty good about it. It doesn't have to come back.
Yeah, I pretty much have to set 1 and just pass.
All
Nothing I can
right,
do.
so I'm going to go ahead and activate the Twin Twisters, discarding the Dark Will no more to get rid of both of them. Another warning point, thank God. I will go directly into the Phoenix here using 2 level 6s.
Oh.
Looks like my other Phoenix is banished.
Yeah, the Phoenix is banished.
With Pot of Extravagance. So I don't think I've actually looked at what's been banished. So.
No, you didn't. But you should know by looking at your extra deck what's gone.
Yes. So that kind of sucks a little bit. So all of a sudden, I put myself in a weird spot where I can't go into Phoenix. I have to try and go into QB. And do I have QB? I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. This was
I don't think you do. From memory, the first duel, you lost both your QBs.
Okay.
So you couldn't... I remember it being a weird one where, like, you were like, what's my win condition? And I'm like, okay, he hasn't gone into QB. I wonder if he can.
Which was a bad look. So I activate the Quailoon to, I would assume, Kinlong directly from the deck. It helps force out certain card activations, but it's also something for me to target. But I don't believe I really have anything in hand for me to do. So I do activate the Kinlong. It does allow me to banish, so I can have essentially the materials to use for Chuche, because right now my Chuche can't activate. It doesn't have anything to shuffle back in as cost. So I will banish the Kinlong to negate the effects of your face-up Live Twin. But Roshi has 0 attack, so can't do anything.
Yeah, and going into the end of your turn, I'm going to recycle my Link deck because that's the best thing for me to do.
Yeah.
Normal summon Slower Swallow, tribute it to give me extra draw during the next draw phase.
So no, you special summoned it because I have 2 of the same.
Oh
ones.
yes, yeah, because you have 2 of the same. Because it doesn't have to be on my field. And then Pot of Avarice, I needed some draws here. I needed to just...
Yeah, with me top decking and having no actual floodgate on the field.
Now's my chance to get ahead.
Absolutely.
And I normal summoned the Evil Twin, Live Twin Halloween one and go into Evil Twin Leela. No, Keys to Kill.
Oh yeah, there's the Coke
can.
sponsorship.
Coke sponsorship. Special summon Leela to link to into Evil Twin Leela to special summon Key Skill, which will give me a draw.
I'm not feeling good about this because I don't believe Chuche has the materials to go off. You do get rid of the Chuche, so you don't have to deal with it later on. I would have preferred you to go for the Kinlong, but I understand.
Okay,
It's
it
the
is what it
smarter
is.
move to get rid of the Chuche.
Go into my link 4, I attack 1, and then there's not much I can do. Unfortunately, you know, like I could tribute off to get the extra pop with the other Leela, but I don't want to. I just want to keep that big boss in the field for a little bit, and then I pass.
The timing is everything, and you don't have to time
Yes.
it right now.
Yeah, I can just sit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I do activate the Kinlong to force out the floating effect
Pop and
of
draw.
Trouble Sunny. Roshi gets
And then
popped,
pass,
set. So
and I recycle.
not ideal with me in game 1 here. A bit behind. I'm a bit nervous. You can tell by my thumb it's moving at 100 times speed.
100 times speed. I'm going to activate the Trouble Sunny from the graveyard, getting Evil Twin Leela, sending that.
Will activate the Chucho. I do have the necessary materials. I am going to pop something which will be the
That's
pink light.
fine. I chain Leela to keep skill to draw a card.
Wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
You shouldn't have done that.
But the reason I did do it is because now Phoenix is back in the extra deck.
True. Yeah. It's honestly not the worst thing in the world. Give me the search to get Evil Twin Leela, Live Twin Leela.
Alright,
what I was
so
saying there.
I think you're actually trying to also calculate if you can go for lethal because I've got no interruptions.
True, yeah.
And you can do a boatload of damage right now.
I've worked out I can do.
I'm 3,300 right now.
Yeah, and I could do another 22 if I really wanted, but it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, and like you said, timing is important. So to keep the big body on the field may be the best way to go. But you can absolutely float if you want to try and punch for a bit more damage. But I do. Looks like I will draw for turn to see if I can get anything going. I don't know, man. Like one card in hand, it's rough. I'm going to activate the Kinlong, banish the
Force
Roshi
that
to
out.
force it out. We'll
that.
pop the Kinlong, which is fine. But having one card in hand means like if I do activate the Kinlong, I draw and I have to discard. It means I've
Yeah.
got nothing to target.
You got
even if I
nothing
do,
to target.
search say a Mahime.
You're dying on top deck.
But I really am. So I do go ahead and activate the Kinlong. But it's really rough. How do I get out of this? I don't know. I do get the Jishi, discard the Kira normal summon. That you do activate the warning point, which is frustrating. But it does bring back my Hime because I've summoned a level 3. But I'm not using Jishi as material. Rough.
Yeah.
It's locked me out entirely. So I'm very not sure what to do in this moment. You've timed your warning points and your interruptions in general.
And that's
very
game.
nice. Game 1 goes to live twin.
And at this point, I'm feeling good.
Yes, yeah, you should be. You should be. It's a very hard deck. Live twin is to like if you can't get those choke points consistently, and if you hit those warning points consistently, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating. Now, obviously, I can't afford to lose. So I've got to bring out everything I can to hopefully just even out the series.
Yeah.
Really. So I am going first. I definitely need to go into that QB. I wasn't able to go into it in game 1, which was very frustrating to see.
Pivotal.
Yeah,
It feels like this matchup is decided on how quickly you can get in the QB.
Yeah, because trying to play through QB is a big deal. So I do activate the Kinlong, activate the Kirin, which essentially will pitch 2 to special summon itself. Great card to start with. And obviously Kinlong in hand as well is a great start. Activate the Mahime targeting. That's the Jishi, sorry. Target that to pitch the Kinlong, which will special summon the Mahime. So I'm looking pretty damn good already without the Mahime.
Yeah. So you're in not a bad spot.
And I've still got the Kinlong as well if I do want to search, if I don't already have it in the hand. So this is a really good hand so far. I do banish the Kinlong to search the Mahime, then I do have to discard a card. I'm going to discard Zhuan Wu. Really doesn't come up a whole lot, but it's in there for those situations.
Case. Yeah.
And
Very
it does
toolboxy.
and it can special summon from the graveyard as well. It's just generally I don't need to. So I'm looking okay right now. I do activate the Mahime targeting. It looks like the Kinlong. So I will generally banish a trap, which will be Chuche, and I'll search a monster to continue making plays either this turn or next turn, which will be the Roshi, which is pretty damn good in its own right.
Such a big board. And like, I know that you're like, this is such a good hand for you. Very rarely do you get out 4 blokes and be like, you know what? Not feeling good about this hand. No, you've gotten out 4. You're going to go into 2 extra deck monsters. You're going to feel really good about it.
So yeah, Hime gets banished because it was special summon from the grave. I'm going to go into Virtual World Beast to prepare for the Raigeki.
Yeah.
And then obviously now I can go into the QB, which is ideal. So the Beast is purely to counter the Raigeki because I don't want to have my board completely wiped.
Absolutely. Since I run 3, there's a good chance it'll come up.
Yep. So I do pass turn to you and see if you can play through the QB.
MST.
Which is a bit frustrating, but at least Kinlong's in the grave for a follow-up potential play.
That should be banished. Both those should be banished.
Yes, they should be banished.
I'm sure we'll remember in a minute.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'll give me a
so
search.
far, we've
yeah,
been
there you
on
go.
point.
But you didn't do yours.
The Kinlong needs to be... There we
There
go.
we go.
There we
yeah,
go.
well, shout out to old us. Shout out to past us.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I get the search of Leela, and I'm just thinking at this point I can't do my normal down.
There's the Raigeki. So I prepared right.
Yeah.
I've still got the Beast.
But I can now combo, and then I have an out to Beast.
Yes, you do have an out to Beast. Initially, when we've done these duels in the past, you were like, I don't really have an out to Beast until Trouble Sunny came out.
I have to go through my absolute full combo, and the last step is an out to Beast.
Yes.
And since Beast is the only thing on your field, the pop doesn't matter. So I feel like I waste a lot of resources, but it's still an out at the end of the day.
Because I can sit on Beast for a damn while as long as I got the necessary resources in the graveyard.
You can.
So it looks like you are going to go full combo.
Yeah,
to
full
your life
dance. Then I get the draw.
Yep. So you're looking pretty good. You're still getting hand advantage even with Beast still on the field. but not being able to destroy by card effects or battle with the certain materials in the graveyard, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Does Beast have much attack? Should I have gone
2,400, I believe he has.
I did the correct thing.
Yeah.
I know.
So it looks like you're not even going to go for damage. You're going to go that.
I'm still in main phase 1, so I think this is the correct play to get the most damage out of it.
Yep.
Pitching that, which will send that, and then enter the battle phase. Swing for 22.
Yeah, 22 is not bad. There you go. The 2,200, you did out the beast, which is a bit frustrating. But I did make you go through a whole combo. Now you don't have that usual interruption that you have.
And the twin twister right off the bat.
Yep. So I discard
And
this
as a
one.
warning
Ooh,
point.
beautiful twin twisters. They usually are. Activate the QB, going to banish 2 from the graveyard to special summon itself.
Yeah, and he's back.
Back just like that. And if I can get rid of these, that's pivotal because you've already banished your Trouble Sunny.
Yeah.
So I'm looking really, really good right now. Activate the Roshi, targeting the QB.
And you're not taking the damage from Sunny Snitch either on the summon, so you've really... Because that's a main big chunk where I get my damage to make lethal.
Absolutely. I'm going to special summon the Kirin off the Roshi, go into the Phoenix, activate the Phoenix to banish 2 cards. And that's pivotal because you run 1 copy.
I run
of
1.
that.
Because it's not actually great in most circumstances. It's used mostly as just material. So now it's gone, that combo is there because I don't have any way to activate interact with my banish zone.
And I'm feeling really good right now.
Yeah.
Being able to banish those materials and forcing you. I realize Beast in that situation forced you to do things you wouldn't usually do.
Yeah. Forced me to do a full rotation and put myself in a spot where I could lose those cards.
Yep. So now I've got the Macrocosmos on the field in QB and I've got a floating effect in Phoenix. I'm feeling pretty good even without any back row set.
And I know this is tough because it's going to be very tough for me to out QB at this point. Especially summon the Halloween, the Christmas key skill.
So it looks like you're trying to go to your usual combo to try and figure out a way around this. But with them being banished, you can't really get to the usual combo.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like I think I've still got Evil Twin Leela in the graveyard, or is she banished? She might be banished as well.
Well, I know that when you had them both back on the
they're
field,
both gone. They're both banished.
Yeah.
So it's such a pickle for me. Especially summoning out
Got
that.
3. There you go.
Look for that.
Those are banished, and that's pivotal.
That's pivotal.
Does pop because you did control another one.
I
So
did
QB's
control a
off the
keys to
field.
kill. Cube's off the field. And then I was like,
you
how
go.
can I work around
Right.
this? And I did have one. And I feel like I've piloted Live Twin pretty well in this whole tournament across both days. Go into the 4.
The mental gymnastics of getting around QB in that regard was quite impressive.
Thank you very much. It's he turns everyone into a gymnast.
Now,
Best coach in the world.
I'm top decking. I get a floating effect off the Phoenix. I'm not looking hot right now.
Yeah.
You have attacked, which means I'm going to put them in attack mode because 1100 on the smaller ones isn't going to swing over Kieran.
Correct.
But I will bring back in my turn QB, just like that. Banish 2, bring back QB. Macrocosmos is back on the field. It's super, super pivotal getting him out every single turn, opposed to game 1 where I just couldn't get him out.
Yeah.
Game 2, he's back every turn.
And maybe I should have chained off QB banishing for cost to get Thingy into the graveyard to get my 2 out. But look, I don't think it really would have mattered too much. Like I was still going to be in a rough spot. So I don't have any more interrupts. That's it.
Yeah, like having QB in the grave is really what allows me to keep going without the pseudo interruption that most archetypes have. So I do activate the Phoenix to force it out. It is banished, so right now I'm trying to get rid of all the Trouble Sunnies.
Yeah, which is and at that point it's game.
Yeah.
At that point I check and I have 1 Trouble Sunny left.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing in my extra deck.
So I'm feeling good again, despite only having 1 card in hand and only 1 monster on the field. I do activate the Kinlong to search the Mahime. You do banish to get a draw because I am searching a card, adding a card from deck to hand.
Doesn't come up much against Virtual World, but it's very useful for me.
Yeah. So I do have to discard a card, is what we corrected there. I do activate the Mahime, so I can't search a monster, but I'm going to target the Phoenix, pitching. I would assume a trap of some sort. It would have to be Kalen because he has ranks, not levels, so there's no point in doing anything.
Yeah.
Activate the Chuche because I've got loads of resources and the banish, so I can keep destroying cards. But there's not a lot I can do. I just have to swing and try and get you as low as possible.
Whittle me down, whittle me down, whittle me down.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You do quick effect to bring it back. So I'm just swinging for damage while you're kind of getting advantage.
Yeah.
But their effects have actually already gone off.
The effects have gone off, so I haven't got any more, but
they're still on the field.
yeah. Now, my turn. Activate Secret Passcode, which will give me a search, which I'm pretty sure I do, yeah. Sunny Snitch,
It
which I'll
served you
then
well in the
activate.
past.
Give me a search. You said, is that a continuous? Which is a joke you've been making for like 2 years. Which give me the search of the Halloween one. But I'm still I'm struggling because it's like Phoenix is stronger than my two main ones. Mm-hmm. My only outs to it are risky.
Yeah, and the winner of this set, the tournament vastly goes in their favor.
Yeah.
Because it means the loser only has one deck remaining.
Exactly.
The rest of the tournament.
Exactly.
So we're both in a weird spot where you hit me with the Gek. I do get the 2 floating, but it's rough because our life points are getting lower.
Yeah.
We can't afford to take too many more hits.
My lethal with Live Twin is 44.
And I'm on 46, so I
No,
might
it's
be
45.
45.
It's 4,500.
Okay, so we're gonna see how close he can get me potentially. I'm just trying to wall up at this point to prevent him going for game and taking the set. Because I'm not in a good spot and you're not in the best spot.
This is true neutral, where none of us are in the lead. At this point, I think I'm just going to attack and then pop it to get the last Live Twins back out.
And this is risky because you don't have an extra deck anymore.
No.
It's all banished or in the graveyard. So you've really got to hope that play was the right play to make. So you do get rid of the Hime from the field. I've just got one now. I'm top decking. I draw the card to top deck. I have no idea if that's the card that I genuinely need. But I can't afford to lose the game because that'll be the set.
Yeah. I thought you can activate QB here, at which point I should chain before it gets on the field.
But I think I might be aware of that. I'm trying to make sure I play. So I banish the Juan Wu to special summon from the grave, and then I have to discard a card, I believe. So I'm going to attempt to get whatever I can on the field before you can chain, because you do have the effects to go off. So it's a lot of mental gymnastics as well on my part.
We have to guess what each other are going to do. And I guess that is dueling in a sense, but after 2 long days, there's a lot on the line. We are fatigued. We're running 9 p.m. after a full day's work. Yeah,
so I go ahead and do these one. I wouldn't have to discard the Dark Ruler no more. I figured it was dead because I need to do damage.
Yeah.
There was no point in me activating it if I can't do damage. That was my thought at the time.
In hindsight, I wonder if that would have been the better play.
Well, I managed to get QB back out, just like that.
Why didn't I chain?
So I'm looking pretty good. I bring out the Phoenix, and now it's a bad point because whatever leaves the field is going to be banished, and I'm going to attempt to banish, I assume, the Trouble Sunny, and the little one, because I can probably
You've just got me in a good spot.
Yeah, so it's up to you what you want to do now. It looks like you are going to do it. It will be banished, and you'll bring those 2 back, but that will be banished because I knew you were just going to chain it. So I'm looking pretty good now. You're low on life points. You don't have anything to realistically go into anymore.
No.
So where do you go from here?
Right, where exactly do I go? A bunch of misplays on my part in this one. Upstart, give you more life points, put me further away from winning. But at this point, I think I'm just trying to stall to find an out.
And it doesn't look like you have a single Trouble Sunny to recycle.
And then that's game.
2. I don't know why we shook. We only shake at the end of sets.
Yeah, that was, again, long days.
Long day.
And at this point, I hurt my finger at work, so it hurt me to shake.
I think this was just one of the most stressful sets we've done because this really swung the favor.
Honestly, it felt like whoever was winning this, there's a good chance they were going to win the tournament.
Exactly.
These are our best decks.
Yeah. So
it's like, in the NBA playoffs, you go into the conference and it's like, okay, one of the West teams is going to win it. And whoever wins this goes to the finals to face the East and they're going to win.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Yeah, so we reset the life points there. But it's there's a lot going on. So this is the dreaded game 3 that we've been having time and time again. And this, like you just said, will kind of make the winner the absolute favorite for the entire tournament. There is not much left.
Make or break. I'm going first.
Yeah, so you lost that one, so you get to choose. You're going to go first. I'm much better going second, but against Live Twin, I definitely want to go first and get QB.
Yeah. So we had a short break after this, which normally we just do games back to back to back, but we just needed like a quick breather. I think I had a phone call, but now I don't think this is the best hand from memory, or maybe you just play through the best hand. I just go into full combo, do my dance, get my draw, and then I will activate to get the search for next turn.
To keep following up doing the dance.
Yeah. All it is the Evil Twin dance.
And that's the frustrating thing. It feels more frustrating than playing against Sky Striker.
Yeah. Set 3.
Oh.
I remember this now. Yeah, I had the perfect start.
Okay.
3 set and my link 4. I have 4 interruptions.
Let's see what I can do. This is where it matters most thus far. I do have a good going second deck. I do force out the floating effect of Trouble Sunny with the Raigeki. Whilst I know the Raigeki is not really going to do much, I don't want to be interrupted.
Yeah, it just gets rid of an interruption. Yep. I get my 2, don't get my pop, but I get my draw.
Okay.
And they're destroyed.
Yeah, so where do I go from here? You've still got 3 back row. One's going to be like a potential solemn, a potential warning point. I do summon the Hime. Generally going to be just as a targeting figure. I'm going to target it with Kieran to essentially pitch 2. Does that go through? I don't know what you're going on about now.
Yeah,
but,
I think I'm just clarifying ruling.
Strike.
Hit him with a strike.
Rough.
Hit him early. Hit him strong.
You're absolutely right. The Solemn Strike is frustrating. Activate the kill on your MST.
MST. At this point, I'm like, cool. I've hit you with 2 solid interruptions. I've still got 1 more in the bank.
Yeah. But I do get the Kinlong Search. I do have to discard one. I'm going to discard the Chuche. So that's already engraved. That's great for me. Activate the Roshi targeting the Hime. It will special summon the Kieran, so I can go straight into Phoenix if I want. I'm actually in a much better spot than I thought, despite only having 1 card in hand.
Yeah.
It looks like I am going to go straight into Phoenix. Is it best to banish now? Probably not. I don't know. I could probably banish Trouble Sunny from grave. But I guess I'm just waiting for an interaction while I go and activate the warning point. And without a quick effect, it's just kind of dead right now.
Yeah.
I will activate the Mahime best card save for last. Won't be able to search a monster, but will allow me to keep going.
Just clarify, you've 3 interruptions. And you are going off to a crazy board.
And that'll search me the Chuche, because I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to banish the Chuche, ideally to make one of those. It looks like I'm going to go for as much damage as possible. I did do the mental math. Main phase 2, I'm then going to banish the Chuche, make my Hime level 6, then go into
QB.
my macro Cosmos of a monster, and now the materials are in the banish for Chuche to be live.
And now I'm nervous because I had what I thought was an incredible start, and it was, but you've just had a more incredible hand and an incredible turn.
Yeah, so that really swayed it drastically, because it wasn't only being able to play through a very good going first board, it was I built the best board I can build.
You built the best board you could after playing through my best board.
Absolutely.
And I go to that because I didn't want to deal with the floating, and I knew I had the Raigeki.
Yep.
So I could then cleared your board, and it's time for me to go again.
Cleared it right back. Now, this is where the Chuche is pivotal. Shuffle them back in, hit it right when it's time to write, and then it should stop you theoretically from making further plays in your turn.
And it did.
That's what it looks like it did. You set. Generally, when we set, it kind of means, okay.
End of the turn, right? Because it should be the last thing you do on your turn.
Yep. So I do draw. I am top decking, so I've only got 1 card in hand. I will activate the Kinlong, banishing to search the Mahime. I do have Chuche face up, so I can use it to target. I don't feel like it's Twin Fist is worthless right now, requiring a discard. So I will target the Chuche, will banish the Foolish Burial with the Kinlong, special summon itself, and search a monster.
Now,
so I keep making plays.
I'm going to guess I didn't have much, or maybe I had a Solemn and I was waiting for a QB, but if I had like a warning point, that would have been the target, right? But
so yeah, Hime special summons herself, banished when she leaves the field. Jishi will come out, so I'm looking pretty good again, despite the fact I have no cards in hand. So now I will have to try and hard summon into something. I think I'm anticipating a potential card you've got, which is going to annoy the hell out of me. So I do go into the Beast.
You go in the early, and I'm like, fuck. Beast is a pain.
Yeah. And then
so
there we go.
Compulse.
The Compulse.
Yeah, I remember the only Compulse I run in the deck, the secret rare Compulse.
And now QB comes out.
And now QB comes out.
And that's what I was hoping. I
And
could play through
I
the face
probably shotgunned that too quickly, but at the same time, I don't know. I was in a weird spot of like, what exactly do I do?
I force your hand, and that takes the set.
Yeah.
That is the biggest set thus far. Now you have one deck remaining.
Yeah.
Now we go into the potentially final matchup if I can win this.
Yeah, potentially the final matchup. A deck you haven't seen on my side if you're watching this video in full hours.
Yeah, probably.
We'll have timestamps and we'll have chapters in the video,
Yeah.
so if you want to go to a specific match, you can. But if you're watching this sequentially, you've not seen Dragon Maid in hours.
Yeah, so I've got 2 decks remaining. This is your last deck in Dragon Maid. I'll be playing a Mutant this matchup. But even if Mutant lose, you've got to go through Virtual World. So I'm feeling that's why the last set was so pivotal.
Yeah.
But
And
you set 2.
bad hand, right off the bat.
Horrible.
And I'm pretty sure I mulliganed.
I've never seen that from Dragon Maid where you set 2 and pass.
Yeah, it's Dragon Maid. Their biggest weakness is they can be bricky. Like Live Twin, they can be kind of dancey and they can be or slippery, oily, but bricky as shit.
That bricky in tournament play?
Heartbreaking.
Oh my gosh.
It was heartbreaking. That's honestly the worst they've ever bricked.
Whilst I go off, I bring out the Mutant, go into the Arsenal. Mutant right now is going to bring out Beast, banishing another copy of itself. So I've got my 2 best main deck boss monsters already, and they're going to swing and drop you down to 2600. Now, it really is, can you make a play? Your Cosmic Cyclone, the Mutant Cry, good hit. But I'm feeling really good if that's how you started game 1.
Yeah. And then I draw for turn, and you saw the closed fist, and
Yeah.
then
That was game 1.
yeah.
And
Which
that was a mulligan. Your mulligan's
I'm pretty sure.
done,
I'm
if-
pretty
if I
sure.
recall correctly.
And that broke my heart. The moment I saw that closed fist, I'm like, I know exactly how I
The
felt.
Arthur closed
Yeah, I was
fist.
Arthur at that moment in time.
So you're going to go first here. Obviously, you want to go first and get Shio on the board for the Omni Negate. But I'm feeling real good now. I am 1 win away.
You're 1 win away from tournament victory.
Holy moly. So you need to get the best start you've ever seen in Dragon Maid. Fingers crossed you can.
Oh,
For the sake of
absolutely.
being competitive, you go into, is that Parlor?
Kitchen?
Parlor?
No,
Kitchen's the red
Parlor,
one,
Parlor, yeah. Parlor, which will send 1 from deck to the graveyard.
which will be changeover.
I'm going to activate Changeover Take, return to the hand, and then activate Changeover using the Parlor and then the pink one, the pink dragon,
yep,
going to
go into
Shio.
There we go. Right away, you found a way to get to Shio, which is really good.
Activate Friends, give me 100 extra more attack.
Welcome, not friends.
Welcome, yep, it's been a long day. And then our Shio's effect activates Special Summoning me 1, which in this situation, I'm just checking the numbers levels in my head because I can only go into specific
You
ones.
want some mental math, baby.
Yeah, I don't want to misplay.
Can't afford to.
You can see there's hands, yep.
This is the most important game for you right now.
And which will pitch one. I'm just thinking which one I want to pitch, which will just be, the green one, so it can go into that come battle phase.
I'm going to go ahead and activate Terraforming to go into Mutant Evolution Lab. So not a bad start having that. I'm going to activate that, allowing me to special summon, ideally, would be the one from hand, which is going to search me Mutant Fusion, because I assume you are going to activate a card during my turn. Activate the E-Telly, doing the MO5. The MO5 will be searching a monster from deck to hand. Now, you are contemplating if you do want to activate Shio, because you don't want to want me to get too far ahead. I wouldn't be able to tell you what the right play is, but you do let it go through. I do search the Mutant, which does give me a lot of advantage because I can special summon it. I do go ahead and tribute ST46, banish the Clash from hand to attempt to special summon Mutant Arsenal from the deck. You let that go through. So I'm feeling really, really good right now.
I wasn't sure on when to hit, what to hit. Do I hit nothing and then just say you can't use fusion from the deck? It was a thought that ran through my mind, but I wanted to use it on Mutant.
Yeah. So I do special summon Mutant. You don't.
I didn't even stop.
It doesn't look like you are going to. That's the cost to banish a
I'm pretty
monster.
sure I do. Yeah, activate Shio on Mutant.
So I'm attempting to do Beast. You do activate that. So Beast does not come out. Mutant is in the graveyard. So now you've got House Dragon Maid out. Still with 3k beta right now because you don't have any interaction really
Technically,
during my turn.
3.2.
3.2 right now. Sorry, no, with welcome.
Welcome. I said friends again.
Activate Mutant Fusion because you
And
have
there it
activated
is.
Shio.
I hate you.
So it allows me to banish 1 from grave and deck because you've activated a card or effect during my turn. So I'm going to do 2 different attributes to bring out Synthesis, not Ultimus, because I want to keep Arsenal on the field, which will destroy house. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I will then potentially tribute. I do tribute the MO5 and banish a spell to bring out, it would be Mist.
Yes.
Just for 2,700 attack points.
Yeah.
It's never bad. So I'm looking pretty good right now.
You are looking pretty good.
Now, you were looking at
Numbers.
levels.
Yeah.
Because it is the battle phase, you can
Yep.
bring one out.
Yep. Bring out the green one.
Yep. Now, because you have activated a monster effect, this is up to me, and it looks like I do choose to activate Arsenal to banish the one you've just brought out. So I'm looking really damn good. I can swing for a lot of damage. It won't be game, but you're down to 800 life points.
I'm in a rough spot here. And I'm
this
just
is,
double checking effects. I'm like, what can I dance around? What can I do?
So really, you've only got one thing to worry about now, which is Arsenal, which
Yeah.
is the monster banish.
Monster
if you
banish.
activate a monster effect. Synthesis has a very unique protection, but it's not going to do anything anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I do have to worry about, we're checking up a ruling here, I assume.
Looks like we're checking up a ruling.
Oh, no.
Quickly, but you bring out Parla.
Parla, again, pitching one. Which one am I going to pitch? I'm going to pitch Chamber, which is very good. And then I'm going to
If you can get Chamber out, you can potentially start going into more plays.
I can start getting more
Yep.
things. The fact that I didn't get Chamber in either of these duels breaks my heart a bit. But let's see what I can do here. I'm going to hit you with the special summoning one from the graveyard.
Which will do.
And
the
then
pink
which will
one.
pitch Nurse.
Yep.
Okay.
Now I wonder why Chamber wasn't summoned.
Because I can't do Chamber because we looked it up. Chamber, I have the one. If I special summon one from the graveyard, I have to pitch one from the deck with the same attribute. There's no Dark
that's
Dragons.
Right, yeah. For some weird reason in the archetype, there's no Dark Dragons.
Yeah, not yet.
in
Well,
the main
Chamber
deck.
was the latest support, and we're hoping to get more support. But
Yeah. So I've got you on the ropes right now. I'm feeling
Yeah.
really good. This is for the championship.
yeah, if I'm smart, I'll activate the changeover.
You do activate the changeover.
Yeah, but using Nudyal from my hand and
that one?
Parla from the field.
Okay, so bring out Shio. 3,500,
Shio.
strongest monster on the field. 3,700 right now.
Yes,
You're welcome.
3,700. Feeling beefy, feeling big, feeling strong.
You've got your Omni Negate.
Into the battle phase.
You're looking real good. It would be wise. You choose to get rid of the synthesis,
Yep.
which is questionable. I would have gone after the Arsenal.
Look, probably. That would have
Actually,
been smart.
yeah, it would have been because I've still got the banish.
The banish, yeah. Again, like it's been a long day. I'm making mistakes. You go to an activate effect, activate
Yeah.
Shio.
So you stop the synthesis from going off, but there's the banish from Arsenal. So
And then ending battle phase, Nurse, which was special summon Chamber, which will give me a search of a Dragon Maid spell or trap.
So here we go. This is where you can hopefully make plays. But you're only on 800, and I've still got Arsenal out. So
One more misplay and I'm dead.
yeah, so you really can't afford it. And it sucks that we're seeing these misplays come out now, so
Yes.
late into the tournament.
Yeah, but it's a battle of attrition. Like
Yeah.
we've said it before in this video, it's you got to be good from day one till day done.
Yeah, so
And
this was after a long work day. You activate the changeover. This was probably, it feels like 9 o'clock at night.
yeah,
The Shio comes back out. You activate the Raigeki. Now, Arsenal will activate, getting me the Evolution Lab to hand.
Yeah.
You will let that go through. But I don't have anything on the field. You have cleared my board, and you've got your Omni Negate on board. So that ended up being a great swing in your
great
favor.
swing. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff I had to do, and then activate Welcome to special summon me Nurse, which is special summon me Parla from the grave.
So all of a sudden, you've got board.
All of a sudden, I'm looking beefy. It's like Adamant's Pater when they blew their load. I'm just like, cool, yep, and then activate that. Hit you quick, hit you hard. It was sort of a bait because you had the E-Telly.
Yep.
But I'm still feeling good because I have a set, I have house.
So no more Negate. You may have some interaction with Tidying and the House Dragon Maid if Tidying is set face down.
I'm tapping my nose. I'm tapping my nose.
But yeah, so I do search off the E-Telly summon. I am going to tribute it and banish a trap to attempt to special summon Mutant Arsenal from deck, and it looks like that does occur. So now I've got the not the strongest monster on the field because of Welcome, but I do have a banish which can swing things quite drastically. I do activate the Mutant Fusion because you have activated Shio during my turn.
Yep.
Now I should have the necessary materials to go into Ultimus. I definitely have the materials to go into Synthesis, and that's what I'm contemplating now. What is the right play? Do I want to get rid of House Dragon Maid, or do I want to get the strongest monster on the field with the Omni Negate?
True.
But I am top decking.
Yes. So, it feels like, because Dragon Maid can swing for game in an instant, it also feels like you are one mistake away from losing.
Yep.
So this is essentially an even board.
So it looks like I am going
Ultimus.
straight into Ultimus. 3,500 attack, strongest monster on the field, and you activate Tidying.
Tidying. So that's return 1 to my hand to return 1 to yours.
Now I can negate, but I need to make sure I have a mutant trap in the grave to banish.
Which
We
you do
don't
not.
know. I do not.
And then that's game.
That's game, because you would have had enough.
I would have gone into the dragons and I would have more than enough to swing the game.
800. You swung that around so drastically, you took game 2.
Yeah.
Now this is the stressful
Yes.
game 3 that we've been talking
Game
about.
3. And I fumbled my hand.
Nervous.
No, absolutely not. I'm just clumsy. For everyone who knows me in real life, I am incredibly clumsy.
I'm gonna chalk it up to nerves, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
not nerves. I don't get nervous. Nervous gets me. I'm just clumsy.
Boys built different.
I'm built different. COVID-free since 93.
Looks like I do go ahead and mulligan. I need to make sure I have a better hand. You have left to go contemplate life.
I think I went to get a drink.
But you are around to cut the deck. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
But I am going to go first. I did lose that one, and
I'm not even here for your turn.
You said go ahead. So go ahead and activate the trade-in, draw 2, search the MO5 to search the ST46, activate Evolution Lab to special summon the ST46. ST46 will search me the mutant cry for an interruption during your turn if it does go off. Special summon the mutant because I control a mutant on the field. Tribute itself, banish another copy of itself to go straight into Mutant Beast, which is already a spell negate, which is super strong because I'm going for that changeover.
Yeah, you've got such a strong board. It's such a good hand going into game 3.
Yes.
I haven't even looked at my hand yet, I think.
It was a very, very solid mulligan,
Yeah.
for sure. Now it looks like we are going to tribute and banish for the mist. 2,900 defense. But if you do activate a tidying, I can get a +2 off of it. So I don't bring out the arsenal, but I do have a mutant cry set. So I can potentially do something.
MST, I had a gut feeling that was Cry, but I just wanted to get it done now.
You force it, so it looks like I am going to bring out the Ultimus. So now I've got an Omnigate, and I can choose what I do want to banish.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm going to special summon from my hand and then pitch one from deck to graveyard with the same attribute, which would be Lawpart and Parlor. And I'm still like, how do I get around this? Because I don't remember having a good hand. I remember having a kind of bad hand.
Yeah, and with Ultimus, he's brutal because he banishes after it negates.
Exactly.
So it looks like I am going to go ahead and banish the monster effect. So I'm looking pretty damn good right now. So
and just pass and look, this ain't looking good. You're just going to keep going from here.
the ST46 gets me the Evolution Lab. Evolution Lab gets me the MO5. MO5 gets me Mutant Beast to hand. I'm going to tribute and banish to then go into, it should be a Mutant Beast. So I have a lot of damage on the board already. Special summon the Mutant, and that is the tournament. And that is the YGO June Misplay 2022 tournament.
Yep. Yes,
You
sir.
look a bit defeated. Brother,
look,
congratulations. Shake my hand.
It didn't exactly. Telling me to shake your hand. Hey, look, I didn't win. It didn't go the way I wanted.
No.
But a wise man once said, "Winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is."
Yeah, this was... We've obviously done this for a couple years now. This is the first one in terms of the Misplay YGO tournament. That
So
we've
essentially, we're scraping the sheet clean, and this is
Yeah.
the first
This is
Misplay tournament.
the first one. And in regards to the old ones that we've done, which you guys haven't seen because we've not filmed it, but this is the closest it's ever been, and that's great for us.
Yeah, so many game threes.
So many game threes. It was, for the first time, for most of this tournament, it was in your favor because you knocked
Yes.
out so many things. Like
Heavy
Lucas
hitters.
did really good getting out Sky Striker.
Way better than they should have.
Yeah, Live Twin was hard to keep down, but the very end stretch where I only had Mutant and Virtual World really pulled through and made me win.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You are the winner of the inaugural Misplay tournament for June 2022.
Yes.
And on to bigger and better tournaments. Oh, well, actually, we're going downwards.
Smaller and worse.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be doing a tournament every 3 months now, so instead of every 6 months, but not for our good decks.
For our bad decks.
Yes, so for the decks that would never see the light of day, for decks that would never ever see tournament play, like your Ghost Tricks, like your Constellas, like your Spriggans, they're going to have their own scrub tournament. They're going to have their own trash tier, low-level scrub tournament. And if you guys have a name, what we can call our scrub tournament or our trash tournament, please let us know, because we're still spitballing.
Yeah, comments if you've made it this far. I'm so sorry
Yes.
the video was so long.
Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you very much. It's the longest bit of content we've ever put out and might be one of the longest bits of content we'll ever put out.
Yeah, so it was a lot of work. This has been weeks in the making, a lot longer than we thought. But we hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like you said, if you want to see some certain decks in the next tournament that aren't very good or don't get a lot of shine on YouTube, let us know. We've probably got it. We've got like 50 decks between us.
Yeah.
But it was a load of fun. Thank you guys for sticking around. We look forward to doing more tournament videos in the future. The Scrub tournament one will be a lot shorter because there's not as many decks.
It's like 6-3 aside or something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, let us know what live duels you guys want to see. Let us know what deck builds you want to see. He's got Phantom Knights coming very soon. We say that every outro. I want to make it happen for that one guy that keeps asking.
For you, one guy, Phantom Knight soon, and for the no one that's asking for Weather Painter, they'll be very soon as well.
That is it for us.
Yes.
Enjoy the 4-hour video, and we really appreciate it if you made it this far.
Yeah.
And subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends, do the whole ordeal.
Yeah, please do, because that was like, we spent maybe 15 hours doing the tournament, actually playing. If we weren't recording, we could have had it done in 10.
Yeah, the camera kept dying. Shit. We are going to do a podcast episode. It's been a while. It's been about a month since we've done a podcast episode. But that will actually be where we get to talk about the tournament.
Yeah. That'll hopefully go up in a week or so after this goes up.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Very, very soon.
Hope you guys enjoyed the little play-by-play and all the mid-game analysis. And that is it for us.
Deuces!
Peace.